Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Riley, season 6 of Before the 90 Days, and you're listening to 90 Day Fiance Fridays with Shabooty, George Massey, Jean Luc Picard, and Coco, my crazy Coco. Let me see them things, girl.
Yay, son.
Yay.
Yay.
Oh, Coco, you got a job? You landed your job or something?
I did. I'm really excited actually. So, yes.
Oh,
Oh,
congratulations on
it's
the new
it's
job.
well, thank you. It's with a very very high-end hotel here in
Really?
Vegas. Yes, I will be doing I actually will be doing a sales for them, sales executive job. So,
Sure,
I'm
congratulations.
thank you.
This is exciting. I'm happy. So
It
the
is.
next time I'm in town, I'm going to shamelessly stay at your hotel and use your room.
Oh, yeah. Do it.
Congratulations, Coco.
Thank you. Yeah,
Hello, everybody.
absolutely.
Hi, everybody.
Long
Hey.
Hi,
time.
JLP.
I know. Little break, a little.
The L
Uh,
in JLP stands for long time.
I know.
Seriously.
I kind
Yeah.
of feel like we're the second family and you were spending time with the real family. So we
No, so we're the step family.
No, no.
yeah.
We are the
You're the you're
stepchildren.
the you're the first family. I had to make time for the second family. I think my husband was jealous last week because I was like, "Well, I gotta get on the podcast." Every time I say I gotta get on the podcast, he'll start coughing. So I was like, "Okay, I see what you're doing here. You're telling
Mhm.
me you don't feel well, so I can like give you all my attention."
Yeah. But
So
by the way, I have to crowbar something in. There's this lady, I don't know her name, but she has like a pineapple avatar all the time.
yeah,
And I'm curious if she'll listen to us because, like,
She
I
does.
I figured out
He
she's like a.
normally
I figured out she's a huge like. Let's just call them Bates to be funny. I figured out she's a huge Bates stan.
that is
uh,
really interesting though, Shabooty, because she's been well, I'm assuming it's a she. This pineapple person has been a supporter of my podcast for I can't even put a time limit on it. Like
Mhm.
that person has always been a listener. They watch my lives. They're always there. So I was surprised to find out that she was a supporter of such low quality content. I was very surprised. I was like, "Oh, you know
We
how when you
all have our faults.
well,
True.
you're right. You're right. And you know how you know somebody for a long time and then you see them do something like they do a line of coke in front of you and you're like, "Oh, I
Why can't I
didn't."
have some?
Mhm.
Right? And it's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I didn't know that about you." You know, like I've known you all this time. I didn't know. And
well,
that's why
I noticed
Why
on
do you think
his.
I'm so peppy?
I noticed on his YouTube she did like a $20 super chat donation to have like a pinned comment,
Jesus.
and then calling him Uncle
Un-
Bates, let's just say.
yeah, that
And then I sent her the screenshot and I said, "Was this you? Are you the same person that listens to our podcast?" And she said, "Are you stalking me?" And I'm like, "Well, I am the T King, so I have to figure out all this shit."
Well, yeah, you are the Tea King. I mean, come on.
interesting. I think it's interesting that she thought we wouldn't find out. Like we're the
We're the
CIA,
FBI
right?
slash CIA, okay?
Like
Yeah.
it's crazy to think people are think they can go out and do things and we're not going to find out. Jasmine thought she could go out and get pregnant and we weren't going to find out. Well, guess
Mhm.
what? We know
And then
what's going
everyone's
on.
like, oh, you guys are lying. You guys are lying. And then what happens? Like yesterday, In Touch Weekly says that, Jasmine is pregnant. It's like, we broke this like a week ago.
The
Mhm.
fact that people think that we would go out and put out false information is laughable because when is the
Yeah.
last time we've ever put out false information? Oh, never.
Never.
Never. Right? So and what would it get by us putting out a false story that she says she's pregnant and she's not because eventually there'll be no baby and everyone will know that we're liars and we're full of shit. We would never put out the
Mhm.
information. And the funny part is I had this information for a while and I was sitting on it. And
Yeah.
the only reason why I was able to release it was because it got leaked another way. Somebody else was trying to leak it, and then I got word, and I was like, "No, we're gonna leak it because I've known this for a
Mhm.
long time." So the idea that people are still doubting us they're like Judases, right? Like they're like Judases. It's crazy to me because it's like our track record is so proven. So the people that are still, Shabooty was sending me all these posts of all of these so-called bloggers that have still that were up until yesterday doubting this story. They're like, "Oh, this isn't true," and I don't believe them. And I'm like, why? What would be gained by lying? It would just make us uncredible.
Yeah, and also like blowing up Jasmine's spot just makes it even sweeter, so we wouldn't fuck that up.
Of course
Mm-mm.
not. Oh, guys, also I have really really bad news. Tiger Lily has unblocked me.
Mm.
Um, I am so sorry. I am so disappointed.
Oh my god.
I
Who
I
are
was
you?
I was so shocked. I was hurt. I was distraught to know that she unblocked me and now wants me to be a part of her social media, which
Mm.
I don't want. And I don't know what I did for her to unblock me. And, I don't like her. So
Mhm.
I was actually very much at peace with her blocking me, but then she went and unblocked me. And now I feel like now we have this unspoken weird tension between us now, which I've never even interacted with her ever in life. But for
Yeah.
some reason, she's like blocking and unblocking me.
Okay, now I have like a theory. I posted it on my topics list, but I don't think it's like a. I think it's only. Anyway, I have this like theory on why some cast members may have me blocked. So let me tell you my theory, and then you tell me if there's any validity to it.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
this is fun. I like this game.
yeah, like, and again, I don't think this is Anyway, I think it may only apply like one or two instances. But well, first of all, let me ask y'all. Like on Instagram, if someone has like an account, like multiple accounts, and if you block their if you block their sock account or their like fake account, will it
Hmm.
also block their main account? That's my first question.
No.
No.
No, but I thought that's a feature
Well,
of
okay, so let
Instagram.
me explain to you how the feature works because
Okay.
you're partially right. So, if a person blocks you, that blocks you and any additional accounts or alt accounts you may have, but it doesn't go the other way around. So, if you block a person and they have an alt account, it does not block the alt account. It works for if you block a person, it blocks them and any accounts that wait, I'm saying it wrong again. So if shit, now I confused myself. But basically, it doesn't work the way that you're thinking.
Well, 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 here's what I was
It's
thinking. Then you tell me if this applies or not. So what I was thinking is, and again, I'm not saying it's a widespread thing. I feel like it may be a couple instances, but let's just say, let's make it up. Let's say Angela Deem or something has like a fake account, and then the fake on her fake account, she like comments on my post saying some pro Angela shit. And then it annoys me, and then I block this fake account that's all pro Angela, and I block it. And then after I block the fake account, then would it also block then Angela's real account, or like would they both be blocked now or something?
since you blocked them, it will okay, so when you block someone, it'll say you're blocking this account and any accounts that they might subsequently create.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know if it works for accounts that were created first because her I think her actual account was created first. So subsequently create would mean if they were to go and make another account after you block them using the same email address, you would have also blocked that account before it even existed. I don't think like the main account that was done first applies because they didn't
Mhm.
subsequently create that one; it was already there.
Okay, because my theory was, and again, it could be yours. It may be wrong now, but my theory was if I block a Finsta account of like a cast member, then I was wondering if that would also block their main account. And then that may be a reason why some cast members are blocked because I might have blocked their fake account.
I don't know enough to verify, but I don't think it
Yeah.
works that way. I'm pretty sure, like if you block an account, it does say it's you're blocking that account and then any account that they might create. But I think it's after the fact. So like say for instance, they already had like four accounts and then you block that one account. I don't think it's gonna block all four because it's saying accounts that they created after you block them because it's part of the bullying policy where you can't go keep making accounts just to bully the same person.
Mhm.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but I don't know. You know what? I don't know enough to know if it's true or not. So I can't really say definitely that's not what's going on. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was my theory. Is maybe how
So
it's.
wait, does Angela Deem have you blocked?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it's very possible that one of her alt accounts
Hmm.
was commenting on your post, because I don't know any cast member that doesn't have an alt account. Sorry guys, I'm ratting you out. I don't know any cast member that doesn't have an alt account that they use, just to see what people are saying, just and watch stories, so they don't have to,
Hmm.
so you don't have to see that they're watching your stuff. So it's very possible that that account was messing with you, coming after you and trying to defend someone, and then you block them. And then, but I think Angela probably has a good enough reason to block you on her own, like from her regular account, though, right? I feel like, because you've been pretty pro Michael from the beginning.
Yeah, but
So
I feel like she had blocked me before I even really before all that Michael shit went down. But
wait, for real? So wait, you've been blocked for like years?
at least 1 year, yeah.
Holy crap!
But
Jeez,
anyway,
yeah,
that
I
was just
don't.
my theory. We don't have to dwell on the theory. But anyway.
Well, yeah, we'll
Ah.
figure. I consider them trophies. When the cast members block me,
Mhm,
it's like a trophy. You know how when people get a Grammy, they put it on the mantle. I'm gonna start getting those little pictures printed out. It looks like a YouTube plaque. It's like a
mhm.
photo. I'm gonna hang them on my mantle of all the people that have me blocked, all the people that I irritated. I'm gonna put them on there, and I'm like gonna count them as trophies for something that I'm
Mm.
doing right.
Have you started watching Dexter yet?
No, not yet. I just
Okay.
finished Squid Game, both seasons, and I haven't started Dexter yet, but that's my next one. I'm watching this one thing on Netflix right now called Fake Profile.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes.
are you watching that?
Yes.
I'm kind of obsessed, Coco. I'm kind of obsessed with it. But I
Yes.
love my foreign shows. Like I'm really, oh my gosh, in any show that was originally in Spanish, that's dubbed, I'm like hooked. I
Hmm.
really love the Spanish, the shows. They're so much more dramatified than our shows, and they're so, like, this is a murder mystery type show, and I'm like really into that.
True. Oh, my bad. I got to send the list to Captain.
Oh, Captain, it's a long list. Don't be freaked out.
Yeah, I'm absent 1 week, and you guys completely throw me off the list. I'm
Oh
like,
my
that's it.
God, they done threw Captain off the group chat like she ain't
What?
never been
I know.
there.
I was like, wait a minute. What list? I didn't get a list.
Okay.
Oh
I feel
shit.
like your husband probably don't want you to get any more lists.
Yeah, he's gonna
Maybe,
start creating alt accounts and
yeah,
following Shabooty.
maybe he's the one that got in your phone and took you off the group chat.
Yeah, I
He's like,
know.
oh,
I was
she.
like,
Oh.
I was like, where's my list? I didn't see what they're gonna talk about. I said, nonetheless, I'm gonna join anyway. But yeah,
Okay, so I guess let's just go. The next thing the topic was about Tiger Lily. So I had posted, and I'm trying to find it while I'm on the spot. I had posted because I always like to dispel what's like storyline, right?
Okay.
So let's see. Fuck. I was trying to find it. Okay, here it is. So people in the comments section, well, like on the show, they made a big deal about the whole power of attorney and how the brother, Adnan's brother, had power of attorney. And on the show, Tiger Lily was
Yeah.
all worried that, oh, that means now he has access to my bank account, so he could empty, the brother could empty out my bank account. And
Yeah.
that was a big worry in the show. And then just through like the comment section of Instagram, basically people who are who like either like I think my source was like I assume they were Jordanian, but they had knowledge on this, so they were saying basically like the power of attorney thing was partially a storyline. This is me writing. Like it's partially a storyline in the sense of like having power of attorney in Jordan, it gives you zero legal powers in the United States. So Tiger Lily's money was never at risk, and it was kind of blown up out of proportion for the show. So that was kind of something I
Oh.
discovered.
Mhm.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, she made it seem like his brother could take out loans in her name and destroy her financially, which I don't know. I'm not trying to be a hater or anything, but I don't feel like Tiger Lily specifically is like a rich person. I think that she's just always been involved with rich people. I don't
Yes.
think that there's like a whole bunch of money sitting in her bank account. I think that she's draining Darren's bank account. I think that's what's going on. So I don't know. I think that her
did you?
whole,
I'm sorry to cut you off. Did you read her whole story about how she stiffed her dad's trust, whatever? She had taken a large amount of money from her dad from the trust fund or something like that. Tiger Lily. He
what?
took them
Okay,
somewhere along the lines of like 400 grand
wait,
No,
between
wait.
I didn't.
yeah between
Where
her and
was
her mom.
this?
It was posted. I think Starcasm had it. Somebody it was on. I don't have any sources, so anything I read or hear is from whatever's on Twitter. So I
So
read.
wait, but are you saying that she illegally or like she
Yeah,
swindled
she
this money?
she illegally took the money out of her father's account before he passed, and
What?
she was paying it back. So it was a story like that.
Allegedly, because I haven't
Yeah.
heard any of this.
Well, I'm gonna look at it. Check sarcasm, but that's what I read. Somewhere along the lines of almost 400 grand between her and her mom. But she was
Oh.
paying it back or something like that. Yeah, you got to check that story.
Well, we got to look it up because sometimes, no offense,
Yeah,
Captain, but sometimes your stories are
my stories,
fugazi.
my stories are crazy, but I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. I'm not gonna
Hold
tarnish
on.
our reputation.
I'm going on Starcasm right now.
Look for
Talk amongst yourselves.
I,
look for this the Tiger Lily's background to her money, how she got her money and stuff like that. Is she rich or some shit like that?
Okay, I'm on there now. Give me a second.
True story, true
Uh
story.
Scrolling.
all right, let me go through. You
Yeah,
scroll.
y'all
I'll
Her
talk
talk
about.
amongst yourselves. I
her
Okay,
have to
okay.
find it first.
her yeah, I started a whole
Yeah, you're fucking up the show. What did you think of Tiger Lily saying that Niles isn't on the spectrum?
She's stupid.
uh,
Well, yeah, I mean, the spectrum, the word the spectrum means there's so many different places that you can land.
Exactly.
So it's impossible for a non-medical professional to determine.
I just laugh when she said it in my profession. Like, what does she do that's
Mm,
professional when it comes to psychology?
I guess she's a professional fraudster. I mean, this is alleged, but I'm assuming
yeah,
she's a professional swindling
or she's
money
a
out of men.
charlatan.
Yeah, yeah, she's very, very good at being a charlatan. That's all that I can think of because I don't know what else she has actually done with her life.
Yeah, she's like one of those people where it's like she's like Better Call Saul type of person. Like whatever you
Oh my
need, she'll
god.
be that person. Like you need a lawyer, she'll be the lawyer. You need a mental health counselor, she'll be the mental health counselor. You need a handwriting forensics expert, she's the handwriting forensics expert. You need like she'll say she could do it all.
Okay, I'm all the way on January 4th, and I don't see what you're talking about on the Starcasm.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know what Captain was talking about.
I'm gonna look for it.
Okay,
I'm
so
looking for it. I'm talking about
okay,
her
you gotta.
her grandfather's money. But I'm
Yeah,
going
I'm
to.
all the way on December 29th, and so far I haven't
All
gotten
right,
there.
I'm gonna work
So
on that. Talk amongst yourselves.
okay, yeah, we'll come back to that. We'll revisit that. But yes, Tiger Lily handing out medical diagnoses. Nothing surprises me because the whole season she was like, "Oh, I didn't know that Muslim men didn't like women to show arms. I didn't know." Like her whole motto is, "Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know." So the fact that she thinks that she knows how to diagnose people without actually going to medical school doesn't surprise me. And the fact that Niles was going off, I think that shows that he is autistic because the thing about autistic people is they can speak without compassion or sympathy or remorse, and
Yes.
I think that it showed pretty well the way that he was saying things without feeling bad, that is something that someone suffers from that has autism. And he might feel bad later when he watches it back, but when they're in the moment, they tend to say things that people might find hurtful because that's part of their condition. So
Mhm.
I think the way that he behaved on the show, for me, it solidified. I never doubted it anyway, but it solidified that he definitely is on the spectrum and he definitely suffers in social situations. He didn't react the way a normal person would in a social situation. He was a bit more aggressive, but that is part of being on the spectrum. And I think any educated person would have been able to identify that.
Yeah, and a lot of people got pissed at her saying, "Yeah, he's not autistic," and then, but she's like kind of keeps doubling down and not giving a fuck.
Well, I think you posted it. She posted like 60 or 70 stories in one day.
Well, I think
Like,
ultimately she's because I think the max for a day is 100, so she hit her max, so she hit 100.
oh, she hit like 100 stories. So my theory on Tiger Lily is she wants to be famous. So she's eating up, and I think any type of attention, whether it be negative or positive, is what she's interested in.
Hmm.
Because I think the way that they acted at the tell-all, I would deactivate my account for a while because nothing positive is going to come out of anybody's mouth right now. But it seems to me her and Adnan are so excited that people are talking about them at all. They can't put their phones down. Like, have you
Yeah.
noticed they've been like posting and posting and reacting and doing all this, and they can't stop. obsessing over the fact that people know who they are and they want this attention, and it
Mhm.
solidifies for me that they went on the show because they want to be famous.
Yeah.
There's no other reason why they're doing this. And I think the way that he acted at the tell-all, I think she probably was like, look, in order for us to get on TV again and become TV stars, you need to go there and you need to act an ass. And I think that they prepared, kind of like how Jabri did. I remember Miona said when they were in the car heading to the tell-all, Jabri was like, I'm gonna fight with everyone. He's like, I'm gonna make sure that, I get the most camera time. And that's exactly what he did. It didn't work out in his favor because they didn't get asked back, but he is all that we talked about for a while after that tell-all.
Yeah, Tiger Lily does not have me blocked, and I've been kind of ragging on her.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's horrible. That's horrible. I'm sorry that you have to experience this person as well as I do. It's such a punishment to not be blocked.
Yeah, because there's a lot of rage lately in terms of like talk. There's a lot of talk about Adnan hitting Tiger Lily allegedly, or talking, but he has made a lot of references on the show, like killing her allegedly more than
And
once.
killing other cast members. He
Yeah.
said at the tell-all that he was going to unalive other cast members. And I think that his violent and aggressive nature. I don't know. I was talking to someone today, and I was on live with the 90 Day Fiance Now account with Stacy today, and we were talking about that, and we were like, can we really write that off as cultural? Because, and I was like, I don't know if being controlling or verbally or physically abusive is a part of a culture. I know in certain countries, they do stone women. They do horrible
Yes.
things to people. So I guess you can write that off as part of a culture in some cultures. But even his mom said at the tell-all, she was like, I don't know where his extreme
Hmm.
controlling and his extreme anger and aggression comes from, because she's like, as a Muslim woman and mother, that is not who we are. That's not what our religion instilled in him. Some of that is personal. It's personal things that he's pushing onto his wife. And I can't really say if Adnan is just a really strong Muslim or if he's just like a narcissist asshole. I
Narcissistic
can't.
asshole.
Yeah, it's like, because I don't want to. Because I was posting about how he was such a typical Muslim man, and a lot of people from the Muslim religion was like, I take offense to that, because they're like, I'm a Muslim and we don't act that way. So
Yeah.
they were like, please don't say that. The way that he's acting is not what our religion instills in men or women. So the idea that you think he's acting typical is wrong. So I had to make sure that I was being fair, because a lot of people are like, well, don't put us all in one category. They're like, because I'm married to a Muslim and they don't talk to me that way. They don't threaten to kill me. So there's a difference.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, he actually told her to be careful when she was answering questions. It was just though, and again, I had this conversation earlier with Stacy, because I was like, if someone is abusive, have you ever? Because I've known couples where the husband was abusive, and I didn't know about it because every time they were around, he pretended to be a super nice guy. So I was like,
Yep.
what type of crazy person would go out and make it known that he's abusive? Because I've usually, in most of these situations, we never find out that the woman was suffering in the ways that she is because they hide it so well. So the idea of him being that way, of allegedly, and then showing it so openly, that seems really strange to me. Because
Hmm.
usually, the more abusive the guy is, the more nice and kind and gentle he acts around other people.
Hmm.
Right.
But by the way, I'm assuming it's one of our listeners because I just got DM'd like a article about Tiger Lily, a Screen Rant article about, and again, I don't know if all this is true or not, but this is a Screen Rant article that says Tiger Lily built an investment portfolio as a child, and it says Tiger Lily. I don't know if you're aware of all this stuff. Tiger Lily's grandfather helped her build her wealth. Meanwhile, when a different fan asked her about how she became rich, the 90 Day Fiancé star had an interesting backstory to share. Tiger Lily revealed that her grandfather used to gift her stocks since she was a child on her birthdays and on Christmas every year. It helped Tiger Lily grow her portfolio. She asked fans to always have multiple streams of income. Her grandfather managed her stock portfolio until he passed away 5 years back. She shared some advice with her fans, telling them that if they had the mindset that they would make it, they would make it.
Oh, so he was gifting her stocks since she was a kid, and
That's
she had
fucking
this.
smart as shit.
Yeah, so instead of buying bikes and cell phones and purses, he was giving her a stock portfolio,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
very good.
very, very
So,
intelligent.
so
So
there's, I'm just sorry to cut you off. So then it must have been her mother that was stealing the money, because it says, in Touch Weekly has an article about how her stock, her trust fund was stolen. That's what I think I read.
Ah.
Yeah, they were
because that makes
dipping and
sense.
dabbling in that thing. It says,
That makes
despite
sense because
in
as a
2024, it says,
child,
despite noting her trust fund was stolen from her, Tiger Lily didn't share any more details about the situation. That's from In Touch Weekly on December 4, 2024.
that's interesting. So, and it's possible that the mother was the one, or allegedly some adult, because when you're a child, how many times have we heard these stories about a child star making millions of dollars? Oh, oh
Oh
my gosh,
yeah.
Mhm.
Mom, Honey Boo Boo's mom did it, and then the parents are just helping themselves to the kid's money. So since the grandfather was sending her this money as a child, she had no right to it probably till she was 18. So her mom or whoever allegedly helped themselves, and she probably didn't even know. She probably went to the bank or whatever at 18, 19, 20, and then found out then that all the money was gone. That's kind of how
Mm,
Honey Boo Boo found out all her money was gone when she got old enough to go to the bank and look. There was no money, so that's very possible.
true. And then on Instagram, I ran a poll. I said, like, in an altercation between Niles and Adnan, who would win? And then it basically came out to 88% said Niles would kick Adnan's ass. But then someone on Twitter just tonight said, oh, that's just wishful thinking. So what do y'all think?
Y'all, I told y'all I thought Adnan would win. I
Mhm.
don't see Niles as a fighter, but y'all didn't. Y'all all disagreed with me. I don't know because I think Coco,
Uh
you said that Niles is the type that would kick somebody's ass, but
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't see it that way. I think Niles, what do you call it? It's like a Chihuahua. He's got a lot of bark. I don't see the bite. I don't see the follow through.
I don't agree with you in the sense that certain conditions give people superhuman strength sometimes.
Mhm.
So yeah, and you can't turn them off. You know how some people just start and then they can't stop and they just tear everything up.
Oh,
So I
so
think he'll be that
basically,
kind. I think he'll be the kind that once he started
so
whipping his ass, once he starts whipping Adnan's ass, they're not gonna be able to stop him.
Oh, so you're thinking since people with autism have a lack of compassion or sympathy, he might see red and just keep beating him. And because a normal person, if you hit somebody 5, 6, 7 times and they
Mhm.
they don't hit back, you'll just stop hitting them because at this point it's not a fight. You're just beating someone.
Mm.
So maybe in his mind he wouldn't see it that way because he might just see red and he sees anger and he might not have the follow through to stop. So
Mhm.
okay, I see
Yeah,
what you're kind of
yeah,
saying there. I can
yeah.
see that.
There's people like that. He's on the spectrum, so he probably can't different. Once he gets upset, he gets upset. I mean, you've seen children on the spectrum get upset, kind of tantrums
Yeah.
they throw, and the parents can't hold them. No, nobody can control them when they're throwing a tantrum. So yeah.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
then I have a whole different topic if we're ready to switch total directions.
Yeah, let's switch. What direction are we going?
So, did you see the trailer for the new 90-day season?
I did.
Yes.
I did. I kind of felt like it was happily ever after when I saw all these faces that I recognized. But yeah, I did see it.
Okay, well, I guess my first question would be, so Entertainment Weekly, I think it was, they were the one that were posting a lot of the scoop. Well, they had the exclusive, I guess, with TLC, and they were saying it's the first like truple. I don't know. How do you pronounce it? Truple?
Thruple.
Tr-
Thruple.
Thruple, yeah, thruple. My bad. This is a first 90-day thruple, but then I said, "Well, what about the Love in Paradise cup? Thruple with Frankie, Abby, and Gabby." So, what's your take on that? Which one is the first one?
Well, yeah, Frankie, Abby, and Gabby were the first thruple on the season on the franchise.
Mhm.
They were the first, even though it didn't last very long. And then apparently, like if you watch that season, it turned out that one of them didn't realize the other one was wanting them to be a throuple. I don't remember the specifics of it,
Mhm.
but they were the first ones to be introduced as a throuple. So yeah, this is going to be our second throuple. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe they mean in the 90 Day Fiance realm because I think Love in Paradise is like a low end
Spin-off.
spinoff. So maybe they think it's a little,
Mhm.
it's not the same. But in my opinion, any spinoff of the show is a part of the franchise. That's
Yeah,
just my opinion.
true. Yeah, so I had to, of course, be a smartass and point that out.
So how do you feel? How do you feel about a throuple on the show? Because this is
Mhm,
brand new. We've been experiencing a lot of new stuff. We had Gabe, which was our first trans
mhm,
cast member. We had Nikki Exotica following Gabe.
mhm.
We had Kenny and Armando, our first male gay couple. So how do you feel? We're hitting new
Mhm.
territory.
I
So how
I
does
thought
this?
Tim was the first. Never mind. Um, how do I feel? Oh no, well somebody said like immigration wise, because again I didn't really pay attention to the new throuple story, but like immigration wise, you can't really have a throuple immigration wise, right?
Okay, so here's what they said in the preview. So I think the guy and the girl from here are married.
Mhm,
So they're going to, and I don't know if y'all watch Seeking Sister Wife. It's kind of the same thing that Garrick and Danielle
Yes,
did.
I do.
Yeah, so Garrick and Danielle had to divorce. So the guy is going to divorce the wife here
mhm,
to marry the girl overseas. So basically, what you do is if you're a married couple here, you get divorced legally,
mhm,
and then you go overseas and you marry the other girl, and then you bring her here on a spousal or K1, depending on what your situation is. And then so technically, you're not legally married to your first wife. You'll be legally married to the second girl.
mhm,
And it's actually good to do it that way because in a lot of states polygamy is illegal.
mhm,
So if you were to go and stay married to your first wife, well, first of all, you couldn't do it because they won't approve you for a visa with two wives. But if you were to come here and then try to marry the first wife again, I heard that Utah actually kicks people out of the entire state. They ban you from the state for practicing polygamy, or they put you in jail or
Yes,
prison.
they actually do that. Yes.
mhm.
Yeah, so you got to be
Yeah, I know.
careful with your polyamory lifestyles. You can't get married to everyone. You have to, or there's certain ways that you can get around it. Like you can have the wives marry each other, and then the man stay single because there's no. So like if you have four wives, you have two of them marry each other, and then you could do it that way.
Mhm.
But that's what they said they were trying to do in the preview. They're gonna divorce each other, and then he's gonna marry her and bring her over. Which you got to have a lot of trust in that because I know people can say they love each other, but divorcing each other to marry another person and bring another person in, you got to trust that person because what if he just decides to kick you out? You have no real
Mhm.
stake in their life anymore, right? Because he's married to someone else. He can literally just etch you out of his life like it's nothing.
Yeah. Like I don't know if this is like a minor thing, so I don't think it's a big deal, but I don't know if I'm allowed to share, but I'm gonna share it anyway because it's like not a major thing, but I'm gonna spill it anyway. So first of all, the throuple guy is his name like Matt, I think. I think his
Possibly.
name is Matt, but anyway, I heard he's. I heard again. I don't know if I'm allowed. It's like not a big deal. So whether I'm allowed to say it or not, I don't think it should be a big deal since it's not a big thing. But anyway, I heard he like went because like Liz when she's in like San Diego, she would work at that restaurant or whatever, the one that was on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in
Yeah, in
Contro.
Contro.
In
I heard like Matt went and like met Liz in Contro and then picked her brain about being on the show. So apparently like he's friends with Liz or something.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
That's quite interesting because who can definitely boost your position in the casting process.
Mhm.
So if you're familiar with how the show works and you've know people who've lived it and how things work, that can move you up, up the line in the casting process. So if that's true, that might be how they ended up on the show. Because lots of people apply to 90 Day Fiance. It's a lot. So in order for you to get bumped up farther
Mhm.
up the list, knowing someone like Liz would be quite beneficial.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess
And
so. Man, he seems like he's a networker.
well, yeah, remember we were talking about that guy who was with Anfisa,
Hmm.
but he was with Courtney before Anfisa, and
Hmm.
Yes.
he was friends with Libby and Andre, and he was on 90 Day Diaries or 90 Day Quarantine
Hmm.
with Courtney. Sounds like that, right? Like a very networked in the circle type guy.
Yeah. But and then yeah. So but the jury's still out on him. But as far as like the trailer, I do want to say some things that kind of jumped out at me, and so I felt some of the things that, and I found him a little irksome, but like I know it's like so there's a Persian guy and he's with I forget the chick he's with, but I know it's like a Persian dude. He's like a personal trainer, which is funny that we talked about that like a week or two ago, that how all the cast members are
We
personal trainers.
did.
Um,
Yeah.
but I
annoying.
was gonna say like some of the things like irked me where like on the show it had like stereotypes that kind of bothered me where it was like he mentioned like it's like the only time I see the American flag is like when I see a burning or something, but I feel like
No, but he was saying it like back when his home, how like the only time you would ever see American flag was when it was on fire.
yeah, but I feel like even saying that I feel like is perpetuating a stereotype like
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, I felt that way too. Yeah.
and then I admit and while it was funny and then they had like instead of like hijab he said you wearing the jihad or something.
The jihad.
I
Yeah.
mean, I
Yeah,
can't
the
say that
jihad.
wasn't
Oh
funny, but
my god.
it just I was like, of course they have the crowbar
Well,
that in.
that's another stereotype of typical, like, Southern white
Yeah,
American.
it was like a redneck American spitting out a stereotype about a Middle Eastern dude.
Exactly. I was like, what is going
It was like a
on?
double stereotype.
It
Yeah.
was.
So anyway, if I was still in college, I'll be writing hella papers on 90 Day Fiance and all the stereotypes they perpetuate. But anyway, I just thought that jumped out at me. Any other couples jump out at y'all?
Oh
Well,
gosh. Sorry, go on.
I watched Love in Paradise, so I'm trying to find
Oh, so
everybody's
there's the
They're
name.
Burger
bringing
King
back,
guy
yeah,
and
the Burger
Aaliyah.
King guy and
Yeah,
Aaliyah,
Sean and
Sean
Aaliyah,
and
The
Leah,
and that.
and
the
the
cruise
guy from
couple.
Cruise that had
Oh yeah.
the chick
Oh yeah, Juan
in
and
Kentucky,
Jessica.
yeah, from Kentucky.
And then obviously Sarper's back and
Oh Lord,
Time.
Ugh.
give us strength.
Y- Yeah, we knew this though
Yeah.
because actually
We
I remember.
did.
I remember when Sean and Aaliyah were filming in LAX. I saw the video
Mhm.
of the pictures of that, and then we knew that
I actually like
Sarper,
them.
Sarper and Shekinah were back. Well, I like them, but I don't know how I feel about them as a couple. I'm not trying to be like coming
Oh,
for
I think they're
Aaliyah.
horrible as a couple.
Yeah, because remember he had a guy that he was having sex with regularly here in the States, and
Yeah, and he didn't want, her to be a Leah. He
right.
wanted.
Once she went through with the surgery, he's like, I don't know, because he's gay.
Mhm.
So he's like, I don't really know how we would be intimate because a gay man wants to have sex with another gay man or a man. So I don't know how I feel about them as a couple, and I don't know how I feel about Aaliyah coming over here to move to live in Beverly Hills, with this guy. I kind of feel like she's an opportunist, like because notice that she got her BBL
Mhm.
on his dime and everything. I don't know. I have my reservations about them. I really do.
Yeah.
Juan and Jessica, though, I think that they're legit. I think they're a legit couple, and I don't have any reservations. I know that they're gonna rehash where Juan cheated on Jessica on the cruise ship or
Yeah.
whatever. They're rehashing that this season, but this isn't new information. We knew
Mhm.
that when they were on Love in Paradise. And spoiler alert, they're married. Obviously, I think y'all know that because he's been here for a while. Because
Oh yeah.
I actually got invited to the wedding. I couldn't make it, but
What?
the wedding was filmed and everything because I signed an
Mhm.
NDA, but I couldn't make it. But yeah,
Are you allowed to say where the wedding took place, like city wise?
it was in Colorado.
Okay.
Not too far from where they live in Wyoming. It was in Colorado.
Mhm.
And it was a winter wedding, and it was I I don't remember what was going on with me at the time, but I couldn't go that weekend.
Winter wedding, like how long ago?
Oh, probably almost a year ago, maybe 10
Mhm.
months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was filmed because we had to sign NDAs when we did the everything. But I don't see any issues. I'm a big fan of them. They're friends of mine. I love them. They're for real. They're legit. So if y'all are looking for drama, you're not really gonna find it there. I'm just gonna be
Yeah.
real with y'all. They legit are in a good relationship.
I think she follows me on Instagram, but yeah, they don't have much drama.
No, they just went on they took their kids on their first cruise. Like they're just
Yeah.
doing cute couple
Yeah,
stuff.
like
Like
their biggest drama is the kids like have like dry cereal or something.
Well, yeah, I think the kids wouldn't eat, and then I think one didn't like that the kids were American kids. Like they talk back. I guess is the best way to put it because he was like, Why are your son telling you what he's gonna eat and what he's gonna do?" And that was their biggest issue. Oh, I don't think we mentioned this, but didn't Annie have her baby this week?
I think so.
I thought, yeah. Hold on, I gotta let
Y-
me fact check that, but I'm pretty sure Annie had her baby this week.
David and Annie.
Yes. Hold on, I'm gonna fact check it right now. I was
Okay.
on I was on Facebook. I know, right? Weird. And I
The only
saw.
thing I saw related to them was David posted there was a fake news story where he died, and he posted on his Instagram, said, "Nope, I'm still alive."
Oh, this is like the third or fourth time they said he was dead.
Yeah.
I don't know why they keep doing that.
I
Huh?
know. I saw his post. He's like, nope, still here.
All right.
But
I don't. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. I'm looking. I don't see baby pictures.
yeah, maybe
Maybe
you're
I'm
wrong because
wrong.
I haven't heard that.
All right. Yeah. Scratch that. We'll edit that out, guys. I'm not seeing it on their Instagram yet. Let me go check his Facebook real quick.
Okay.
But it's weird because I remember seeing a photo. But you know what? There's plenty of those fake little accounts on Facebook that say fake stuff all the time. So it might not be.
True.
Yeah, the last thing he posted was that they said I was dead. Oh yeah, you're right. It's not there. Huh. Yeah, scratch that, guys.
Okay.
No announcement so far. The last picture of Annie pregnant is right here, and that was 5 days ago. Yeah, no announcement so far, so we're still waiting.
Yep, and I guess so. I guess the new season will start February 16th.
Yeah, once we get done with the billion parts of the tell-all, we'll jump into the new season. Which
Hmm.
I don't know. I wanted more new people,
Hmm.
so I'm a little disappointed with all the remaining or returning faces. I'm a new face person. So like I get more into the new couples and the new drama than the old stuff. So I'm a little disappointed. Like it reminds me of Happily Ever After. Like I expect
Hmm.
returning people on Happily Ever After, but this isn't Happily Ever After. For 90 Day Fiance, I don't want to see the same people.
I mean, I do like when there's when there's the new cast members, and then if you follow them on Instagram, a lot of times they'll follow you back because they probably have like 100 followers at most or something.
Oh yeah, when they're just starting out. Yeah, it's funny because a lot of times the new cast members will find me and follow me first.
Hmm.
Like before I can find them, they
Hmm.
find my Instagram and they follow me. The funny thing, you know what's funny? The I was really close with Amira from Andrew and Amira. Oh my gosh, we're going back.
Hmm.
And she reached out to me way before her season even aired. I didn't know who she was. Because it's funny, she reached out and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be on 90 Day Fiance, blah blah blah." And we started talking and I started asking around, like asking people that I knew were producers, and I was like, "Somebody named Amira gonna be on the show?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, she'll be on." And I was like, "Oh shit, so it's legit." So like she reached out to me like 2 or 3 months before her season was gonna air. I had no idea who she was.
Hmm.
And I want to say when Kim and I started talking, she reached out to me like I think the season premiered that Sunday, and I think we started talking that the next day, like that Monday. She
Oh,
reached
wow.
out. Yeah, literally. She saw I did an after show, and she was like, "I just saw your after show or whatever," and we just started talking, and we've literally been talking for like years.
Yeah, I feel like we got to Sharp. If you're listening, unplug your AirPods for a second. We got to get like the new customers on here before they realize they shouldn't be on here.
Yeah, that's how we got Loren. We got
Mhm.
Loren early on before he realized he couldn't do it, and that was podcast gold. To this
Yeah.
day, people still message me and say, "I listened to the Lauren episode on 90 Day Fiance Fridays and I can't stop laughing to this day."
They
Like
they
it's
know they know me as the girl who pissed her pants while listening on it. No, seriously, they're like, "Weren't you the girl who like pissed herself while listening to the story?" I'm like, "Yes."
Weren't you the girl that pissed herself and then Lauren was secretly like, "Damn, I would drink that shit."
He probably would drink my
yeah,
pee.
Lauren was he was probably like, "Send me them sheets, girl. Send me them
No,
sheets."
put
No,
that shit. Lauren's like, put that in a Ziploc bag. I don't want to lose a drop.
I could. You know what? You know what? I could just send it to him on the strip.
You could, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's gonna. Don't say what hotel you're gonna work for, because I'm sure he'll show up in the lobby.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
Knowing him, he'll try to move in that hotel. You know
I don't think he
Lauren.
can afford the hotel.
Oh, maybe he can date one of the housekeepers.
Isn't that what he did in Philippines?
That's literally what he did. That's
Mm.
literally what he did. He dated Faith, who worked as a housekeeper, who had a free room, and tried to
Mm.
move in.
I do remember that, and that
Yeah.
is yeah.
Oh, and then I know I was watching one of his lives. He said somebody was like, they asked about the discount at TJ Maxx, and he's like, "Oh, it's only a 10% discount, so it's not even really worth it."
Oh,
Ew, 10%. That's really
that's
low. That's
it?
crazy. Yeah, I thought it would be higher than 10. That's really
That's
low.
shockingly low.
10
So,
I feel like 10% isn't a discount. Like I remember when back in the day when Black Friday things would be like 50 to 75% off and people would literally fist fight each other to the death for a TV. And
Yes,
like
those were the
now,
days.
yes. And
Fuck.
Coco, I was one of those people who would fist fight you for a
Oh, you
TV.
were
And I
not.
didn't
You
need
fucking
no,
were
Coco,
not.
I did not even need a TV. I just liked the thrill of
You just
going and
wanted to
getting
beat the
stuff.
shit out of
Yes.
someone. That's all
Yes.
you want. You were such a Florida man.
Coco, I have ripped a stand mixer from an old lady's hands and I don't even know what they do. I have done
Good
this because
lord,
it's just the
man.
thrill. It's just the thrill of knowing that I got it for $9 when they're like $99. It's such a thrill for me.
Oh my
mhm.
It's still in the box, by
god.
the way. I've never even taken it out of the box. I don't even know what you do with a stand mixer. I don't even know, but I just knew I
You
had to
bake
have it. And
cookies and you can make bread. It's awesome.
oh, see, I just buy that stuff from the
Oh
store.
my
See, I don't even
god.
know.
What's
Like
wrong with
I
you?
I have a TV on my back lanai that I've watched twice in my entire life. It's like a 75-inch TV that I got on Black Friday because it was like
Uh-huh.
$200. It was like $200. Like why not? Like I'm one of, but now I can't go Black
Oh
Friday
my god,
shopping
you
more
would
because
love the
every
TikTok shop.
wait, what's that? Wait, don't tell me because TikTok is gone now. Don't
Oh
even tell me. I don't
yeah,
want to know.
shit.
That's what
Mhm.
I miss though. Black Friday used to be fun. I used like now everything is only 20% off. I'm not leaving my house for that. I'm not putting myself in grave danger for 20%.
No,
I'm not
maybe
doing
for
it.
like, 50,
Well, 50
40, 30.
I'd consider it, like but 20%, like I'm not even leaving the house. I'm not gonna risk
Mhm.
my life for 20% off. So
No.
Lauren, I'm sorry that you only get 10% off. I mean
Mhm.
TJ Maxx is pretty cheap though.
Yeah.
Like I shop there all the time, so it's pretty cheap.
Like you know how online he sells like I guess what he did. He said it was AI art and he signs it for
Yes.
$5 or something.
Yes.
So, well, here's an example of Lauren's generosity. So, if you want it like if you want it online and sent to you, yeah, you have to pay like $5. But he said if you come to the TJ Maxx and you run into him in person, he'll give you the signed AI art square for free.
Oh, well, that's
Really?
Yes.
nice.
That is nice. You know what? Okay, I'm not even knocking Lauren right now. That is actually nice. No other 90-day cast member is doing anything for anybody for free.
Yeah.
So that's actually really nice. So okay, this is 1 point Lauren right now, right? Because everybody's been like ragging on him. This is
Mhm.
1 point Lauren. I'm gonna go ahead and give him that point.
Yeah, even Jemmy was ragging on Lauren.
Jimmy and
Jamal, yeah.
And
Jamal.
yeah, they were
I missed
making
that
some
about
comments
Jamal.
about that.
So what do y'all think about Jamal? Because remember Jamal was also ragging on Scott. So
Mhm.
Jamal has kind of
I
been going.
think I don't know if I should say it. I
What do you think?
well, I think he likes the attention he's getting.
Yeah, I think it's
By
an
going
attempt.
after
Yeah,
other cast
I
members?
mean, it's
Right,
just like he's gonna
right.
pick a
He's
fight and
joining.
they're gonna
Yeah,
talk about him, and it's like, oh, look at me, I'm
yeah,
still
joining the
relevant.
bandwagon. Join the bandwagon of people who are saying negative things about one particular cast member. But
Mhm.
he wasn't that vocal about Angela when everybody was hating on Angela. He
And
wasn't vocal.
actually, yeah, that's true because Angela said on a TikTok live that she was gonna get Kim removed from Pillow Talk. So
Right.
you know
Okay,
what? That's I
Yeah.
know, right? As
Yeah.
though she
Yes.
runs sharp.
Yes.
But you're right. He wasn't even vocal when it was very, very personal.
Yep. Or
Mhm.
So
Ed. He
it
wasn't vocal about Ed either. I don't think. Those are
no,
the
you're
two.
right. He
Those are
wasn't.
the
I
two
don't
past biggest
Yeah.
villains. The two past biggest villains we've had are Angela and Ed,
yeah.
and he was quiet about that. But seeing everybody's chiming in
Mhm.
about
Lauren.
Lauren, but even people were chiming in about Angela and Ed, and he was silent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody, so Shabooty, I just wanted to say in one of your comments when you posted that post about Jamal, like what do you think or something, and somebody under your comments posted something about your mom. I don't know what Jamal is talking about. His mom just flew across the world to give a PS5 to a man half her age, something like that.
Yeah.
There's I was dying. I was like, you know what? Because he's going on about moral and
Mm. Well, I
inappropriate.
could I could find that exact.
Oh yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? Read the message so we can
Yes,
react to
that
it.
was I was dying from forget about it. I was pissing myself with that.
Okay, hold on, let me pull it up. So I don't want to ruin. I don't want to mess up the perfect funny reply and shit. Hold on. Fuck. Of course, when you're trying to find something, it's hard. Okay, here it is. Hold on. They said, let's see. Oh yeah. Here it is. Self-respect. His mom brought a PS5 to a guy in Africa who was half her age.
Oh, geez. I
And,
mean, these are facts, right?
mm.
I don't like it, but these are facts. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
and then
feel.
somebody said Jamal was jealous of fucking Tim.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what does this have to do with Tim though, or is that just like
Just
a
generally
random?
speaking, things
Oh,
Jamal is
generally, okay, okay.
jealous of.
Yeah.
He was jealous of Tim. And then somebody said maybe it's the right message, but the wrong messenger or something. But they don't disagree.
Oh, so who should say it? Interesting. I wonder
Oh.
who should say it.
I don't know, but I feel so like the impetus of my argument a little bit was like Lauren is he's like the it's like he's like the fans punching bag, but like let us break his balls. Like the cast shouldn't be breaking his balls. Like
Yeah,
he's like our buddy that we make fun of, but
and
not for y'all to make.
Lauren has said it on live that it's mostly parody that he's doing. You know, it's like just to make people laugh and keep people entertained. Like there's really no seriousness into him taking that. You know, like if you're really serious about being gonorrhea guy, then why would you wear a T-shirt that says gonorrhea guy? You know what I'm saying? Like he's doing it as a joke mostly.
Yeah,
So people got to see that part, you
Hmm.
know. And he's
I
getting
don't know. I
attention. He's getting the attention for it, so he's doubling down.
Well, somebody mentioned to me the other day because they were like, "You see that Loren only has like 2,000 followers," and I was like, "That's really interesting because he's the most talked about
Hmm.
cast member."
Yeah.
I mean, I think Renee was when she was airing, and then it went straight to Lauren. And it's funny, it's not translating to followers, but
Hmm.
when it comes to recognition of like his name and what he does on the show and the gonorrhea he's very very popular. So it's interesting. I think, like you said, he's the punching bag. Everybody's
Hmm.
talking about him, but nobody wants to support anything he's doing. But his name is all over everybody's tongue.
I
That's
mean,
what
Yeah,
it is.
in true TLC fashion, if they continue to bring back people that we all hate, then I see him coming back and on the spinoff.
hmm.
They would be insane to not bring him back. Like
Exactly.
I'm just being real.
In
And
true
he
TLC
would.
fashion, they have to bring him back.
Well, yeah, Sarper's back, and he was just as hated as
Sarper's back,
Lauren,
and he physically pulled those extensions out of her hair on television.
right?
Hmm.
Right?
And then
Exactly.
he did one part tello and became,
Yeah, and he was funny on the tell-all, and now
yeah, he
everyone
was
loves him.
funny and everybody loved him and oh, Sarper, Sarper, Sarper. And the whole hair pulling thing went out the window.
Yeah,
So
that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
I hope they bring him back. I really do hope they bring Lauren back because he's just he's just so
Yeah,
funny. Like
I was listening to because I guess he was on like TikTok live, and then I don't know if he's like I don't know if he's like broadcasting the TikTok live also on his other Instagram account at the same time. But I think I was watching the replay on his Instagram or something of his TikTok live, and yeah, I mean all the TikTok live people were all kind of they're all like excited to talk to him, and he was very personable. But then I had a funny line though in the comment section, somebody talking about STDs, and then saying like, "Oh, but he's very charming and nice and all that." And I'm like, with the fans, and I'm like, "Yeah, I agree, but that's the problem with like a guy with STDs. They're like super personable. That's how they have the STDs, you know."
Well, yeah. I don't think anybody is gonna. He's not gonna be a beloved cast member.
Mhm.
I think that he's always gonna be a punching bag, somebody that people can make fun of. And he printed "Gonorrhea Boy" on a shirt. I think he's fully accepted. Where his place at the table is. Right. He's not gonna be um a big name reality star that people respect. He's never gonna be in that area, but he knows that he does have a niche. He has a place where he can send people autographs, and he gets countless people into his TJ Maxx every week that just want to take a picture with him.
I
So it's
think
like
he's
people.
I think he stands a good chance because TLC loves a good villain.
Well,
We
yeah.
need somebody to hate every
Well,
season.
did you see that they did an interview with Entertainment Tonight? Well, Faith did, and she said that they're back together. Did you see the interview? She
Mm.
said that this was out like this past week. She was like, "Oh yeah, we're back together," and I was like, "So I wonder if they're gonna try to continue their story together."
Hmm.
You know, because I could see them coming back.
On the other way.
Yeah, I could
I
see
could
them
see
coming
them. I could
back.
see him completely moving over to the Philippines.
Well, that's his goal. You know, that's what he wanted to do in the first place because it's so much easier for him to latch on to Faith and her success over there. And you know, for $2,000, you can build a house.
Mm.
You know, it doesn't have walls or a roof, but you can build a house. And I think that's what he's looking to do.
So I mean,
Yeah.
we still haven't talked about his Carlos, his like second new ex-wife already.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't talked about it. So the video got released. Was it you who somewhere the video came
I think
out?
Sarcasm posted it first.
Sarcasm. Okay, Sarcasm posted the video. It was like a little like Instagram story
Mhm.
of them together, and Carlos was it was him and Carlos in the video, and Carlos is actually trans. So this was the person that he married immediately after, like within weeks
In
of
like
him
two
returning from
weeks.
the Philippines. Yeah, 2 weeks. And then it just recently was finalized their divorce. So this was very short lived within the same year. And but they haven't discussed it on the tell all.
Mhm.
He hasn't discussed it on Instagram. Like he hasn't really acknowledged anything about it. So I
When it
think
comes up, he just says NDA, NDA.
yeah, that's what he said to me. As I asked him about it, and I was like, "What's up with this wife person that you married?" And he was just like, "Oh, I can't discuss it. It's NDA, but you have to understand that not all relationships are for love." That's all he would give me.
Oh.
So, so yeah, I'm assuming he married Carlos for a couch to sleep on.
Mm.
You know, because this is Loren we're talking about. We remember his story of the
Mhm.
in Washington and the girl who jumped out of a window and threw her mom out of a window, and so, you know, it is what it is. I just think it's interesting that no one brought it up in at the tell-all. Well, we're only one part in. It could possibly come up because one of his exes, I think her name was Esther, did show up to the tell-all
Mhm.
to defend Loren, which is weird that she would do that. Oh, real quick. Niles made a funny comment during the tell-all. He was like, "You're two things that I hate. There's five things I hate. You're two of them: evil and stupid." Did anybody catch that Esther said, "Well, what makes him evil?" She, I guess, acknowledges that he's stupid because I caught it
Oh.
after the fact because Niles was like, "You're stupid and you're evil. I hate that." And then Esther's like, "Well, what makes him evil?" And I was like, so wait, do you just agree that he's stupid? Do you, because
Mhm.
she didn't say, well, why is he those things? She just
Mhm.
picked one and went with it. And I thought that was hilarious.
I miss that, but that's funny.
Yeah, I caught it after the fact because she was like, well, that's crazy. Why is he evil? And I was like, but
Mhm.
she's also said stupid. We're not questioning the stupid part.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I guess we're not. We're not questioning the stupid part. I think we're in agreement, right?
Yeah, but by the way, allegedly, but the $1 million question is Carlos also known as hashtag gonorrhea girl?
Oh, yeah, I did see that you found the actual gonorrhea girl's X account,
Twitter guy,
which
yeah.
yeah, which is just
No,
crazy, right?
no,
There's a
that was a weird thing. It was like, are we living in a simulation? Because I put in hashtag gonorrhea girl and I clicked it. And then there's this like gonorrhea girl account on Twitter that's had an account since like 2009 or 2010 or something. And their name is Lauren. Like, you can't make that shit up.
oh, I didn't catch that part. Their name is Loren.
Yeah, like Lauren Mason or some shit.
Oh, that's
It's
crazy.
like, what
Oh,
are the chances of that? One in a trillion or something?
probably. That's insane. So there's a gonorrhea boy and a gonorrhea girl. We should get them together. Like I feel like we should start a dating service, and in
Mm,
our first match, if we put gonorrhea boy and gonorrhea girl together and get them married, and then boom, we're the next celebrity matchmakers.
true. Oh,
It's like don't be single, be in a relationship, also with an STD. That's our logo. That's our that's how we're gonna sell it to people.
mhm. Let's see. So, but do you expect Carlos to be brought up on the tell-all though?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like since Lauren keeps saying it's under NDA, I'm assuming so. But again, he could be filming something else and maybe it's part of that NDA. Like, we don't know what NDA he's talking about. So since Esther was the one that showed up, I was a little confused because usually you get one person. Each cast member gets one guest. So when Esther showed up, I was like, oh, so we're not going to get Carlos. That was my first thought. So I'm not sure.
So there's never been an instance of a cast member with more than one guest flown in or something?
you typically get one guest.
Mhm.
And I mean, the guest could be two people, but it's usually like your two best friends and they come out together. You don't typically get more than one guest to come out at different times.
Mhm.
Like you'll get your guests and they'll come out together. Like let me think. When Gino did it, I think Gino's uncle Dana was there, and then his wife. They came out together, and they were on Jasmine's side actually at the tell-all.
Oh yeah.
Like you can have two people, but they come out at the
Mhm.
same time. So when Esther came out by herself, and there was no talk of Carlos, I was a little lost.
By the way, this wasn't one of our topics, but did you see when I don't remember her name, but it's like is it Dana's wife or something? But who's the chick who's friends with Jasmine but's related to Gino?
Yeah, that's Dana's
Yeah,
wife.
like she came out and supported Jasmine because like after Gino would keep talking shit about Jasmine online, she came out in defense of Jasmine. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, and that was Gino's family,
Yeah.
his guest, and she's the one
Oh,
where she was.
I don't know if we talked about I don't know if we talked about it, but my response to that whole thing was like simple. It was like, well, of course, because Jasmine is like, even though Gino is famous too, but Jasmine is her exciting, famous female friend. So obviously, you want to keep your famous friend happy, right?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would throw my family under the bus
No,
for a famous person. Like, I don't know. I
no.
have my loyalty, but I know a lot of famous people, so it's not like I know some people. For instance, they have one famous friend,
Hmm.
and they will throw me in front of a
Hmm.
moving train for that famous friend because they need, like you said, they need to keep that
Yeah,
famous
because it's
friend
like,
on.
because no matter what, Gino will be there, like blood. So she could shit on Gino, and he'll still be her famous whatever relative. Let's say, but
Yeah,
Jasmine is like
Or maybe
conditional.
she just knows there might be some truth in some of the things Jasmine says about Gino.
Yeah,
So
but
she's
yeah, also,
like
but
worried her.
I'm just saying like Jasmine
Yeah.
is the exciting celebrity friend, so it's like you might as well keep. And it's you know I was saying, Jasmine is like the conditional friend. Like you have to suck Jasmine's ass for her to stay being your friend. Because if she started defending Gino, Jasmine is very sensitive, as George knows firsthand. Jasmine will stop being her friend if she doesn't stick up for her.
I don't know. I think it's
yeah.
weird all around. The whole situation is weird all around.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, for me, I wouldn't have taken the other person's side, but like you
No.
said, if it's more exciting for you to have a female famous friend, like I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that having famous friends isn't great. Like we get into stuff for free, we eat for free, we drink for free, we sit in VIP. You know, it's great. So if you only have that one famous friend that does that for you, you might protect that friendship more.
Yeah, but
Like it might,
when Jasmine first came, remember there was some reservations with Gino's family about her intentions, and they
yeah.
were the
And
ones.
remember,
Yeah, they were the
Jasmine
ones poisoning Gino about Jasmine. You know, like, oh, is she here
and
for a green card?
and Jasmine didn't want them at the wedding. Remember,
Yeah,
she
she didn't
hated them
want,
too.
and she hated them. So all of a sudden, they're in love with her. It's weird all
That
around. It's weird all
yeah, the
around.
whole it's very sketchy. You're
Yeah,
right. It's very very. They said that Jasmine was after his money and was a
yeah,
gold
yeah.
digger,
They were telling him to
and
get the
then
prenup and all that stuff.
yeah, and then she shows up at the tell-all to defend her. It's like you. The whole thing is sketch.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Super sketch.
So George, so I know the Angela on Maury clip came out, but like, and I know I was trying to figure out is Maury on the air, and then you were saying he's on YouTube. So is that the deal?
Yeah, so the story of the okay, so Maury's show was canceled by NBC Universal on September 8th of 2022 is when the final episode aired.
Hmm.
And he announced his retirement in March of 2022. So he's doing a where are they now the top 10 Maury guests of all time
Hmm.
in episode 1. So apparently he's still filming for YouTube, but he's in retirement and I guess his show is gone. I didn't realize that it wasn't coming on anymore, so his show ended in 2022. So Angela Deem was guest number 1
Hmm.
on episode 1. I don't know if we're starting like at top 10. She's number 1, but she was episode 1. So I don't know like what the ranking was. He didn't really say if she was the top guest of all time or whatever, but she was episode 1. He posted an 8-minute episode with her, and he was talking about her 4 appearances on Maury. I didn't realize that it was 4 separate appearances. I was a little shocked when he said she was on the show 4 times because the clip that I remember, I usually see the same clip over and
Yeah.
over. So I was a little surprised that she did 4 separate appearances. But in the interview, she talked about how she thanks Maury for everything, her fame and everything started there. He's the reason why she became who she became. And at the end of the interview, he even said, if you ever leave Connie Chung, you should call me so we can get together.
Yeah.
So it
My
was
God.
it was an
You can
interesting.
see she had some work done to her face too, right?
I mean, I
I think
thought
her
she
nose.
looked.
Yeah, I think maybe her nose is different. She definitely looks like maybe a facelift a little bit, or the eyes. There's something different about her look. She doesn't.
Yeah,
On Instagram, people were like, "What's up with her
Yeah.
teeth or whatever?" And I was like, I don't know. Let me go talk to George Washington and get back to you.
Yeah, she definitely looks different in the face.
yeah, her face, so
I
her
think her
facial
nose.
structure,
Yeah, her
yeah, it was
nose.
different.
Mm.
She could have just got a little, what do you call it when they tighten your face? Is that Botox where they just tighten it? I
Yeah.
don't know what it was.
Or
Mm.
maybe
She
her
looked. I
cheeks.
mean,
I think her cheeks are higher to make her face less wrinkles because you can see her
yeah,
eyes.
but
Her eyes are very chinky, like you can hardly tell. She looks like
she's
she did a
still
little.
pretty. She's still pretty wrinkly
Yeah,
though.
she's still pretty.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
she's still
hoping you
pretty
were gonna
wrinkly
finish
though.
that statement because you said she's still pretty.
I know. I was
Well, I
about to
mean,
say,
no,
George, you better. I would log off right now. You better not. You better not.
she's pretty wrinkly though, like
Mm.
for her age. Because it's funny because everybody puts her and Sean Robinson together because I think Sean is older, and they're like, put them together and you can see who looks older and who doesn't. You just got to be real.
Mhm.
Angela, no matter what she has done, she still looks
Yeah,
older.
she's a chain smoker. That shit doesn't. That ages you.
Well, the doctors made it so clear to her what would happen if she didn't stop smoking, and she could care less. And I hold her doctor responsible because he shouldn't have done any of those surgeries and anything until she followed his directions.
Well, she
And
probably
I
quit.
hold
She
them.
probably quit. Like you just gotta quit like a week or two before the actual surgery, and then
Oh,
you can resume. Yeah, because they just don't want they want as much oxygen in the blood as you can have, so they don't want you smoking.
Yeah.
I
So
worry about her because you remember the last season she was on, she had like a little black mark on her lip
yeah,
or whatever. And I
yeah.
saw her on a TikTok live recently, and she's got another black mark in a different place around her mouth. I'm just really worried
Mm-hmm.
about what is happening to her from the smoking because it can give you all types of issues and their skin cancers.
Well,
And I just worry.
she doesn't seem too worried about herself, so I don't think we should worry about it, you know? Because
Yeah,
if she knows the cigarette is killing her more than we do, because we don't know what's wrong with her health, she knows what's wrong with her health. So if she
yeah,
continues to do that, that's on her. We can only hope that she takes, heed and listens eventually, but might be too late. So she probably just said, "Fuck it, you know what? I already got, God forbid whatever I got, so I'm gonna just keep smoking."
yeah, that's true. I know people that they found out they had COPD or whatever, and they were like, "Well, why would I stop
Yeah,
now?" And
exactly.
they literally kept smoking until the end. So yeah, I understand
There's
that.
people with
The one thing,
oxygen tanks. You watch Love After Lockup.
Mhm.
The girl's mother that had an oxygen tank, and the oxygen going through her nose and smoking the cigarette. Puppy's
mm,
mother. Remember Puppy's
oh my
mother? She
gosh,
was
Mhm.
smoking with her oxygen on.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I saw that. Did you see that puppy got arrested
Yeah,
recently?
yeah.
No, well, Puppy maybe also, but then also the other girl that Puppy was with,
Amber.
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 Amber
Amber,
got arrested.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so it was Amber that got arrested? Oh, I thought it was
Puppy
Puppy.
been in
Okay, so
jail.
Puppy.
Puppy been in
Wait,
jail.
Puppy's in
Yeah, I
jail
think they
too.
Mhm.
both are. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh shit, they're both in jail. I wonder if they're roomies, they're bunkies again.
Probably.
It's not
But yeah,
funny.
Amber got a
Oh,
DUI, I think.
oh, it's not that serious. Okay, that's not that. I mean, depending on how many you got, that can be serious because the higher the number of DUI.
If you're a convicted felon on probation or parole, you can't afford to get no DUIs.
Yeah.
Oh, for real? Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Fuck
okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
that you can't play around like that.
I used to live in Ohio, and like everybody had them. Like all the people at like the news anchors, everybody got DUIs all the time, and it wasn't a big deal. But it matters what state you live in and how serious they hold those offenses. Because I remember I hated Ohio because everybody like people had 4, 5, and 6 of them, and they never even went to jail once. Because I was like, y'all really don't take this shit seriously here.
I heard Wisconsin is like that.
Yeah, it's these up north
It's
states. You can just get
Midwest.
away with what. Yeah. Oh yeah, Midwest. You can get away with so much. They don't really hold people accountable unless you kill somebody. Like you ain't going to jail. Like that's just kind of how it is up there.
Because everyone's a alky, right?
Yeah, I mean you gotta be. You live in these sub-zero temperatures and you deal with this Midwest living. You gotta either be a drunk or a crackhead to get through it.
True. All right. Did you see the post I made about? It was about related to the B90 tell-alls, and then what did I say? I said, hold me pull it up. I said, I'll just read what my post. I said, these are nuggets of information from the B90 tell-all. Adnan call. This is all okay. This is Shabooty. Adnan calls Vanja a slut. I'm not sure if it's going to be cut or not, but it happened on the tell-all taping. And then the other T was Yoshko that I was really interested about, related to the Yoshko teaser where he supposedly taped Vanja. And so it did happen. And then Yoshiko fully admits it on the tell all. And then he brags about it. And he says he didn't know it was against the law. So that'll happen on episode 3. But I don't know. I
Wait,
don't know if
so
I don't know if the Adnan calling Vanja a slut will air, but obviously the Yoshiko recording Vanja stuff will air.
So
so
they're gonna talk about him recording her during sex, and
Yeah.
she didn't know, or she knew.
She didn't know, but he
okay,
didn't give a
so how
fuck.
does she? Okay, so she didn't know at the time, but how does she know now? Because that was my question.
Mhm.
How did she find out about it? Did he tell her?
I'm not sure how she found out,
He
but
probably saw it online, like we all do.
Oh
Probably
shit!
but
Yeah,
posted
it,
it
did she?
it
online.
seems like he was. I heard he was bragging about it, and so he's gonna fully fess up to it. Is the T?
Well, you have to remember too that I learned this, and it was so shocking. Like in some countries, like the laws are much much different when it comes to like consent and like recording someone. And I've read somewhere there's some countries where you can get married at 14.
Hmm.
Like there's some weird, strange stuff going on in the world. So I hate to say that he might have thought it was not illegal because in some places it's not. Like you can get away with weird, strange, creepy stuff in other places. So I don't know what the laws are in Croatia
Yeah.
when it comes to I don't know, would that be considered not voyeurism because
Well,
you're in the room with them?
it depends where he recorded her, because they did it in Croatia and then they did it in Orlando.
Oh, well if they did it in Orlando, you're right. That's 100% illegal. You cannot
Yeah, you can't
videotape
do that. Now,
somebody.
if they did it in
Yeah.
Croatia, I don't
I'm
know,
I'm
like you
ass-
said.
I'm assuming. I don't know for sure, but I would assume he did it in Croatia because that's where, if it was at his house or something.
Well, right, because if he did it in her where she was staying, she should have been a little more familiar with her surround. I'm assuming he did it where he
Yeah.
was familiar with their surroundings and she wasn't.
Yeah.
So she didn't know what was going on. That was my first thought. I was like, he probably did it where he had the upper hand. He knew where he could hide a camera where she wouldn't know to look for it. That's just what I assume.
Yeah. I think he pulled his little ditty thing in Croatia.
Well, now
Yeah,
technology enables you to put cameras everywhere without people
that's
knowing.
it's
So
It's so scary. Is it weird when I go to a hotel, the first thing I do is I like look at the outlets and stuff to make sure there's no like cameras anywhere?
yeah,
Is that
I
weird?
always
No,
think
it's not
it's a
weird.
two-way mirror. I always think it's a two-way mirror in the bathroom.
And yeah, you know what? Why do they like I had this one hotel room one time and there was just like the one wall on one side of the room was just a mirror and I couldn't help but thinking the same thing. I was like, what if the person in the room next to me can see through? And it was like the whole wall basically was a mirror. So I was like, there's nowhere in the room that I could go where they couldn't look at me if that was a two-way mirror. I know I'm paranoid, but I see these weird stories
Yeah.
online all the time and it's like you can't help but wonder. And then Airbnbs are even
Oh
worse
no,
because I've heard,
those are horror
yeah,
stories.
I heard that's worse. Everywhere you look in an Airbnb is a camera, so it's like it's so scary when you go out, especially if you're a woman. Because even for me, I'm nervous, but as a woman, it's even more scary because you don't know why they're recording you and if they're seeing if you're alone or whatever. Like you don't know what their intentions are, so it's like
And you grow up watching all these movies about hotels, creepy hotel people and how they recording and how they do this and how they do that and how the mirror is a two-way mirror, or even when you're sleeping, the smoke detector has a camera in it, all that weird
yeah.
shit. So you're like, when you go in there, I mean, I'm at the age where I wish somebody would record me. I, I wish I mean, I'm not, I'm not hiding anything. I wish somebody would find joy in recording me in the hotel room, but
I'm
I
sure
don't know.
Mr.
That's
Picard
funny.
will.
That's funny. You're like, I wish I was somebody's wet
I
dream.
know, right? See myself on Pornhub one day, like, oh shit, he got my good side.
That's funny.
You it would
Yeah.
be. I mean, between you and Coco's OnlyFans, there could be a whole subsection of 90 Day
I know,
Fiance
right?
Freak
I
Fridays.
mean,
Yeah, we gotta have a freak,
yeah.
a freak Friday.
90 Day Freaky Fridays could be like a special show, right? Right, George?
Y-
I'm
Yeah,
all
that
for it.
I feel like people would watch it too. I
Mhm.
definitely
I
feel
mean,
that.
I don't. My past is pretty, raunchy, but my
It's
present is
Wait,
boring.
wait.
But
So wait.
my present is pretty boring. But my younger
So
years,
did you
yeah, my younger years were
did you
wild.
have did you go through a hoe phase?
Ooh,
Everyone has a hoe phase.
ooh, yeah.
I'm just curious. So I mean, Coco, you're right. I went through a hoe phase. So when I was younger, I told y'all I was raised in a cult.
Yeah.
And I wasn't allowed to
Well,
do
I
anything.
didn't
So
lose
when
my virginity till I was like 21.
oh, you wait, so were you like a Catholic? Like what was going on there?
No,
Why so
I knew it wasn't legally right to like sleep with old men when I was like 17, so I just waited till I was 21.
oh, well, how
Oh, so
old
you
was
didn't
the first old man you were with?
wait,
Gosh.
wait,
Please,
wait.
please don't
Wait,
make her say it. Please don't make her say it.
how old was the person when you lost your virginity?
I think it was
No, don't answer that. How many
42.
years? Oh, that's not that bad.
I was 21.
That's not that bad. That's like
No.
a normal relationship in LA.
Yeah, and then
That's
and then
literally
I just
normal.
went up in age. I went
Mm.
from like when I was 21, oh gosh,
You wanted to see more gray in the balls area, right?
So wait,
no.
Coco, did you have friends and
Did
like
I
you
have
were like
friends?
trying? Well, wait, I'm just asking.
There
Did you
was
have
like a
friends and
pause
you
there.
did you want to sleep with their dads?
Oh, all the
Did you have
time.
their so like did you have like a best friend and then you would go over her
Oh,
house and then you would see
absolutely. Yeah, I was like
and you
total.
see her dad and you would just be like, holy shit.
I just be like prancing around. Oh my god, I was such a fucking terror.
You probably like
I
you'd be
used
at
to
your
flash
girlfriend's house without
them.
panties on and shit.
I would flash them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Are you
That's what I was just
serious?
said. You would walk around without panties, probably.
Yeah, I haven't worn
Are
panties since I was like 8. Um,
oh my god.
no, but
Oh
I'm saying
this
I used to be because they had a pool, and so like yeah. Oh god, I was so bad.
did any of your friends catch on and then y'all stop being
Yeah.
friends? Because that was my first thought. Because if I found out that one of my friends wanted to bang my mom, we were no longer friends, and I had to keep that person away from my mom.
Imagine,
So I was
imagine.
like,
Well,
I'm assuming you're.
I would always be like, so when can I come over? When's your dad around?
Oh, so they figured it out pretty
Oh
easily.
yeah, they're
Because
like, oh my god, stop trying to hit on my father.
that is crazy.
Yeah.
So 21 though. That's impressive
Oh,
that you waited that
2021,
long.
around 20. Yeah, around there.
I was a hoe pretty early on, like, but not till I was 18 though. Like after I escaped the cult and everything, and I realized that I could do stuff, I went through a very, very hoe phase. Not like STD gonorrhea hoe. I was very safe
Well,
about it, but I
same.
went through. Yeah, I was a hoe though. I was very much a hoe.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised that I didn't have any kids anywhere. Like I was a hoe. I was pretty
Damn,
much a hoe.
George.
I mean, like, yeah, I'm just gonna be real. I lived a very oppressed, okay. So let me tell you a typical week, in growing up. So like, say we went to church on Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Saturday it was all day. It was from 9 to 9, and then Sunday it was from 9 to 2 p.m. And then Wednesday it was from 5 to 9, and then from Friday it was from 5 to 10. And then on the times I wasn't at church, I was at school, which was a church school, so we were doing church stuff then. So like I was very very oppressed. So when I got out of the cult and I got to hang with girls and do stuff, I needed to be tamed. I was out of control. I was very very what's the word? Sheltered.
Repressed,
Repressed, yes,
Right.
repressed.
repressed.
It was bad. I had to go to therapy, just to get a hold of myself.
Mhm.
Wow, sorry you went through that.
I was introduced to the world very late. So it was like
I feel
parties
that.
and drinking and drugs and just craziness. I was literally like you know when you meet a pastor's child and they're like
They're
the
the
worst.
hoiest.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I was basically like a pastor's child, but like the pastor kicked me out, so I was like even worse.
Mm.
Oh.
True. True. Speaking of worse, did you see the post about Veah's health?
Oh shit, I did see it. Okay, so I'm confused by it,
Mhm.
right? Like I don't want to like make fun of anyone in their health situation, but she posted that before she left for South Africa, she was diagnosed with a brain tumor, which is
Oh.
very fucking serious, okay?
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
serious.
Yeah,
And
that,
what she said after that is where I got confused
yeah,
because she
Mhm.
was like,
yeah,
"Oh, well, I wanted to look into a holistic way to treat a brain tumor." And I was like, "What do you mean by holistic? A brain tumor, you go get the tumor removed and
Yeah.
then you go to radiation, I believe.
Yeah.
Like there's a very
Mhm.
specific treatment journey that you take. And actually, one of my best friends in the whole world, she died of a brain tumor. She had the surgery, she had it removed, she went to radiation, she went to remission, it came back and killed her really fast. So every
Oh.
yeah.
moment
Mhm.
counts. Yeah. So you
There's
know,
no half stepping with brain tumor. That the
right.
doctors don't let you once they diagnose it. And I could be wrong because I'm not a doctor, but once they diagnose a brain tumor, whether it's benign, whether it's malignant, whether it's killing you, whether it's not, they want it out ASAP.
Oh yeah, for
They
sure.
want to remove
They
it.
want to remove
I
Yes.
it
got I
out
got a
They
brain
immediately.
MRI. I
the first thing that they do is do the MRI
Yep.
and see if they can remove it and if it's possible to remove it, because there's two things. They can send you to radiation and try to shrink it first. Sometimes it's too big to take it out at the size that it is,
Right.
so they'll try to they if they can get it out safely, they'll just take it out
That's what I'm
literally
saying.
within a week.
Depending on the size of the tumor, the doctors take what regardless, they take action immediately. They don't let you go on vacation, film a television show, think about it. I mean, she wasn't getting treatment in South Africa, so
No.
Mhm.
And
what she was just
apparently,
walking around with a brain tumor.
I mean, well, first of all, it sounded like she must not have like good or any health insurance or something.
It doesn't matter.
no, but that doesn't
You
matter. Yeah.
qualify when it's life threatening and you have
Well,
no
well,
insurance. You qualify for Medicaid.
okay. Well, then also there's some brain tumors that are like benign and they're not growing, and it's if you're young, yes, you should operate on it. But if you're like 60, sometimes they may say you're old as fuck. Maybe you don't even need to
Yeah, but you see
operate on it.
Well,
in her post it says the brain tumor was affecting her life dramatically or something like that. Like it
Mhm.
was
yeah.
really so it
Yeah.
had to be a
Yeah,
serious situation because if it's a brain tumor, you're walking around and the doctor says, okay, well, you know what? If it's not bothering you, just leave it alone and we'll watch it.
true. No, you're right. You're
She didn't
right.
say
Well,
You're
that.
right.
She
yeah.
said it was
If
affecting
it's
her
not
life dramatically.
yeah, if it's not growing and it's not affecting parts of your brain, it and it's tiny, they might just say we don't need to take any invasive
Yeah,
action.
we'll just
But
keep
they
an eye.
might
We'll
still
just keep
send
an
you
eye on it. We'll keep an eye on
or
it.
they might still send you to radiation because radiation could still shrink it to the point where it's
Exactly,
non-existent.
exactly. They don't
But
just
what
sit
she
there and
said
do nothing.
well, what she said was just confusing because she was like, I need help. Does anybody know of any doctors
Mhm.
who can
Well,
help
well, the
treat this?
confusing part was she got like I feel I should pull up the post, but what was it like? She got that treatment where it's like
Yeah,
I should pull it up. Yeah,
draining
yeah,
her
yeah,
lymph nodes,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Draining her lymph nodes. Like that was what she went and got done. That was the
draining her
part that
lymph
was
nodes,
confusing. And then apparently, like that backfired. That treatment backfired. It made things worse or some shit.
Right. She said that she was able had trouble
and
breathing.
and and
Um
and then no doctor can help her. They send her to
well
they
right.
said it's
She
from
said that
ER to ER, specialist to specialist, and no doctor can help her.
Uh-huh.
which makes no
That
sense
doesn't
to
make
me
sense to
because
me.
there's always a treatment plan when it comes to any type of tumor cancer. There's a plan for everything.
Yes.
So when she's like I gave up on all doctors, I've lost all hope, and I was like she's like everyone I've talked to doesn't know how to treat it, and I was like that's insanity.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Every I don't want to
insanity.
say every
That's
doctor, but there are
insanity.
people who
No,
specialize
no.
in tumors and that type of situation. There's always a treatment plan.
Look,
Unless you're in stage 4 and it's inoperable, there's always a treatment plan.
medicine has come way too far in advancement for her to say that nobody can help her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I saw some comments on the post and they were saying like, oh well, maybe she doesn't really have a brain tumor. And I hate to entertain it,
I
but
hate
do
to
you guys
entertain.
think
I hate to entertain that too.
but do you guys how do you feel?
I feel like the 90-day fan community is like the most toxic when it comes to like health related things, because anytime you post, whether it's like tea about somebody's health or a bad diagnosis or prognosis or whatever, there's always like that contingent of like, oh, I don't believe that. That's not real, when you know it's real. So they're very toxic as far as believing health stuff.
I mean, yeah, it's either a hit or miss. Like you
Yeah.
see a person start to lose weight,
Because
you automatically start calling Ozempic or drugs.
Mhm.
So then the
Yeah, it's
person
like
is obligated.
if like if Veah announced it and said, "Oh, and here's my GoFundMe," like then yeah, I feel like that's a red flag. But if she's posted it and she's like, "Yeah, if you have a recommendation for like a doctor, let me know." That sounds like more legitimate than just like, "Here, donate to me" or something.
No, it
Right.
doesn't have to be
Well, yeah.
donations included. I mean, some people just like they just want to, when they're portrayed a certain way online and on social media, and I'm not saying she's doing this, they feel like a pity party is necessary so people could stop picking on them. You know what? Oh,
Mm.
well, she has cancer, so now we can't, she has a brain tumor, so I feel bad, I'm not going to say nothing. And people just lay off you rather than just, hit on you every week. You're the running joke. Now we can't do that because you have a condition, so we got to back off,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
She did go through a lot of drug addiction accusations since she's been on the show.
Yeah, yeah,
So
sure.
it's possible that maybe she's like, I want people to stop making these horrible assumptions about me. So let me tell them what really is going on. And
That's happening a lot. Like I was saying, either
Mhm.
people are blaming you for Ozempic or blaming you for drugs. And then you're
yeah.
forced to come out and put your personal life out there because now you don't want to be a drug addict and you don't want to say Ozempic. I personally would tell everybody I'm on Ozempic before I tell
I
everybody
actually
I have
just
cancer.
got Ozempic.
Wait, how did
that would be my first thing. Oh, this person JLP looks fucked up. I'm on Ozempic. But I will not put my health business out there because I don't want
Yeah.
people feeling sorry for me, and I don't want people. Ozempic was created for a reason. Whether you need it or you don't, it was created. So if
Yeah,
I look
absolutely.
thin, yeah, but I'm not gonna go out there and say, well, this is what's wrong with me. I'm actually dying. I'm at death's door, and now people are, oh, I feel bad. Even I made a joke about Veah last week, but I feel bad now because I don't know how to feel because I shouldn't be.
Mhm.
I said she was
Yeah,
on meth. She looked like she
yeah.
was back on meth.
Now we can't say like she's a filter queen anymore, I guess.
Yeah. And the same thing happened with Ben. Remember Ben? We were fucking with Ben about his health and how he looked like
Mm-hmm.
hey, the DUI. And then Ben had to come out and say his business. The same
Mm-hmm.
thing happened with Liz. People were fucking with her about Ozempic. Liz had to come out and put her business out there. You know?
True.
The media is forcing people to put their personal lives out there, but that's what happens when you're in the spotlight. You have to understand, you take all those risks. Now your life is under a microscope. You're on our screens every week. We're in your business, so of course we're gonna run with anything we see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
Absolutely.
I wish Vea well either way. I know it is kind that her post definitely could have been more clearer, but
Yeah, I wish her well, and in whatever direction her health is going, I wish her the best as well. And I'm sorry I called the meth addict.
me too? Wait, I didn't call her that.
I didn't I
But
didn't I
I
didn't
do.
call her a meth addict. I said she looked like she back on meth.
Yeah,
mm,
I apologize too because I made some comments too about how her appearance was and stuff.
mhm.
If she's going through what she's going through, I am so sorry, and I hope that she gets the treatment that she needs to improve her life because this is a very serious situation, and it's nothing to joke about. And I worry if she thinks that she can holistically take care of a brain tumor because that worries me because that's not when I think of holistic health and natural ways to treat things, cancer and tumors
It's
they
not
don't
one of
fall
them.
into that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what like
yeah,
Steve Jobs tried to do.
yeah, and it doesn't work. You
Yeah.
you really have to take the Western medicine when it comes to these types of these because they're so aggressive and they attack the body and they're like poison growing inside of you. So you really have to take the most urgent.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with eating healthier, drinking natural juices, changing your whole lifestyle, but taking Western medicine is the best approach to an illness because
Yes,
it was created for a reason. You know,
yes, yeah,
we got
exactly.
scientists working day and night trying to find a cure for cancer, and it's like a slap in the face and say, you know what? I don't believe that shit is gonna work.
Mhm.
I'd rather drink carrot juice and
Yeah,
wish and wish
I'd
and
rather have Joan read my palm
yeah, right,
and
and
tell me
pray
what to do.
and pray my tumor away. That doesn't really work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather go
Oh,
on Zoom with my horoscope lady.
she does those for like $25 or those readings or whatever.
Who?
Joanne, she
Oh,
does them on the readings. They're like $25. I
I
heard.
didn't know it was 25. Only 25.
Well, it was that's how much she was on live,
Mm-hmm.
and she was selling slots. I'm assuming they're probably usually more than that. But she was having like a little sale on her live, and it was like $25 or whatever. But I have my own psychic that I use. I don't pay for psychics. I have my own personal psychic, my good friend. So
I do
I
too.
So if you do a palm reading over Zoom, do you stick your hand up to the camera or some shit?
Well,
I don't think.
that's the
Wait, I don't think she does palm readings, does she? I thought she did tarot card readings.
That's
Okay.
Is
something,
that the same?
Shabooty. That's funny you should say that because I always wondered when you have the virtual doctor visits, do you like hold your
Mm.
vagina up to the screen so your gynecologist
Like
so the
telehealth?
gynecologist can see
Yeah.
Oh
exactly
my god,
what's ailing you? I've always wondered about that. Virtual doctor
that
visits.
is.
Like
Oh my
how the
god,
fuck does a
that is the
doctor
funniest thing.
so my gynecologist wants to have a virtual visit. I'm like, do I hold my shit up to the camera?
Do I hold my own nuts and cough?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. Here we are, 2025.
Mm.
I never thought of that way because I've had virtual visits, but they're usually a follow up to like a real visit. So now that you say that, you're right. During COVID, were people like holding their body parts up to the camera because you couldn't go to the doctor during COVID? So that's a really interesting
Mm.
thought in my mind. I'm like, were people really like lifting up their junk and just hanging it over the camera? Like that's crazy.
That's a comedic bit. That's like a stand-up comedy bit.
That really
It is.
is.
It is, and I would. Is it weird?
I
Cause,
kid you
and then on
not.
top of
I
it,
had a
I'm
virtual
like,
visit with
what
my
if?
GYN during COVID. And I was like,
And
how
then
does this work?
what if the doctor's a pervert and he records all the
It, it,
zooms
it,
and he's got
all of those
Yeah.
all these
all of those
people
thoughts
holding their.
ran through my mind. What if there's like a group of people in the room just watching? You know?
Yeah, all of a sudden,
Everybody come, come, come.
all of a sudden, you're going to Dr. Yoshko, and he has a recording of you.
Yeah, there's a whole site on Pornhub for doctor visits, virtual
Mm.
doctor visits.
Yeah, now that you said that, there's probably some perverted doctor who's got all of those virtual zooms with all these people that he has on his
Oh my
laptop that he
god.
watches back.
Mm.
There'll be a Netflix documentary at some point about him when he gets arrested.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
most definitely, most definitely.
Oh, by the way, Coco, someone said, "Why do you need Ozempic?"
I'm actually on it for my PCOS, polycystic ovarian disorder.
Okay, but I
Did you
think that was
get
meant as a. I think the
prescribed?
person asking, I think they meant it in a complimentary way, like you physically don't
Oh
need it.
Wait, did you get prescribed for it or did you have to pay for
no,
it?
I actually got I'm paying out of pocket for it, but still,
I have to do that too. Where did you get yours?
I will message you.
Okay, message me because I want to get mine. Oh, and if it's illegal, it's cool. Just tell me anyway.
Okay, no
So,
problem.
edit that part out.
No, I need to. I mean, I'm a very what they call it slim thick type girl, so I want to get more on the slim side, but
Mhm.
I do work out a lot, and I have like my entire legs are all muscle. Like a majority is muscle. Um, but it sucks because when you have polycystic ovarian disorder, it's really tough. So
Oh, okay.
this
I was
they
prescribed
pres-
Ozempic.
Yeah.
for my
Wait,
type
you
yeah
were?
for my type 2 diabetes, but I can't afford it.
Well, if you're prescribed, your insurance will pay
My
for it.
insurance laughed at me. I was like, "Yeah, really, bitch, go to Mexico and get that shit." There's
No,
no way
they can't do
there's no
that.
way we're paying.
No,
It's like $1,500.
yeah, but if it's prescribed for diabetes, they have to pay for it. You
Fifteen
can't.
hundred
They won't
dollars.
pay
The
for.
copay will be like 1,000. They'll only pay like 500. So
That doesn't sound right.
yeah,
That doesn't sound right.
it's very expensive. And I was like, you
It
know
is.
what?
It's my dad pays.
It's very, very, very expensive. So
I was trying to get it for cheap. I just want to look. I used to have a very quarterback build, like football quarterback build, really really skinny. I wear like a 28-inch waist. I'm just trying to get back to that super 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 tiny look.
I am too.
That's all.
well,
I want to be heroin
they have
chic.
other kind. They have other kind. They have Wig Overly and Mangiorno. Those are all
Yeah, they're all the
Ozempic.
same thing.
They're all the same thing, and
I
they're
mean,
cheaper.
I want to look heroin chic from the 90s.
They call.
Yeah, I want to look. I want people to see me and be like, "Oh, he is a cokehead."
Oh,
Yes.
I
Like I
want
want
people
people
to
to be
see
like,
me and
I
tell
want.
me to eat a
Yeah.
burger.
Oh, did you see how skinny like Alex Jones looks now?
"Who is that?"
He's
No.
like
Yeah,
a crazy weirdo guy,
the
but he's
Sandy Hook
skinny now.
He's the
denier.
InfoWars guy.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that guy, the Sandy Hook denier.
yeah. He's a nut, but
Alex.
he at least he looks like totally different now.
Does he
Yeah.
Hold
really?
on, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up because I don't
God
even
damn it.
know who
Now,
that is.
now you're making me look it up too.
Let me try.
Wait,
Let me try
Alex,
to find a recent photo of Alex Jones.
is he like 50 years old and white?
Yeah, with a bald head or something.
He's kind of red,
He
red.
doesn't look. He doesn't look
No, well, it
skinny.
depends on what. Yeah, unless you're looking at a super recent photo of him, he's not gonna look skinny. But that's the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Let me try to find because I looked up Alex. Hold on. Let me try to find a recent. Yeah, I could retweet you the new photos of him.
Yeah, you're right. All of the photos that are on Google
Of
Images,
him
he's
being
look.
fat.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait, check my
I'm sorry,
feed.
big. I mean big.
Check
But
my
then you
feed.
gotta
I'm like,
ask yourself, how strong is Ozempic when Dr. Now is still on the air performing bariatric surgery?
okay, I
Like,
just like I quote retweeted a couple uh Ozempic Alex Jones pictures.
Oh God,
I'm
now I
gonna do
have to
more.
look.
Just go to my feed and then I'm like
I'm
quote
going to
retweet.
your feed. I'm going to your feed.
Thank you, my dear.
Oh my dear, what are you, 80?
That's how you like them.
I love when a man calls me young lady.
Oh, you
Yeah,
do?
and I like being called kiddo.
Oh, yeah. This doesn't look anything like
What?
what the pictures on Google. Yeah, this doesn't look anything like the pictures on Google. That's what I want. I
Oh my
want
God,
people
that's
to look
fucking
at me
crazy.
and be like, "You are like doing crack
I
every
want
day." Like
someone
I
to
want
come
people.
up to me and be like, please eat a cheeseburger.
Yeah, that is what I want. I want people to come up to me and be like, "I'm gonna buy you lunch. You look so hungry." Like that's
Oh my
exactly what I
God, you
want. I
poor
want to.
thing. Did they not feed you?
I want to
Yeah,
be
I
accused of
want.
doing meth.
Yes, I
No,
want
I want to
people
be
to see
accused of
me.
doing heroin.
No, heroin doesn't make you skinny that fast.
No, yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah.
Really?
Meth is the super highway, is the super weight
Well,
loss highway
technically,
drug.
I'm on legal grade meth called, no, legal grade speed. That's different.
Mm. So did you just see the photos I quote retweeted?
Yeah,
You
it's
got to put it on. You got
crazy.
to put it
Yeah.
on the chat because other people want to see it. I think.
Just go to my profile and just see the last three or four quote retweets, and you'll see it.
Ah.
Yeah, he looks. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So
on.
message me, Coco, because I'm trying to get on
Yeah.
that. Is it like how expensive is expensive?
I pay $279 a month.
Okay, that's not expensive.
Yeah,
I
it's
can do that.
not crazy.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. I was going through Hims, and Hims wanted $2,000 for a year,
What?
which is
Well, two
which is
thousand
Oh,
dollars
for a
for
fine.
a year is
year.
yeah, that's good. For a year, that's good.
Well, yeah, but they wanted it up front. But I was just like, I'd rather just pay like monthly
So
because I don't think I need to be on
I'll
it a
say I
year.
go through Noom, and
Oh, okay.
I pay, it was 279. It's basically 279 a month. I paid 800 for the basically for like the 3 month supply.
Now,
And
one question: when you stop using it, does the weight come back?
I think
I don't know.
that I don't know. I don't think it would
Because that's the
unless
real mystery.
you're having like really bad habits still. Like if you're not going to exercise and not just eat like shit, I think yeah, that's going to come back. It's the same thing with lipo. Like if
Yeah,
you
lipo comes back if you don't take care of
yeah,
your.
if you're eating like shit and you're not working out, but
That shit that the doctors tell you, well, we'll do you lipo, you'll gain weight, but you'll never gain it back in this area. That's a lie.
yeah.
That's a lie. Because I had lipo
But
done.
I liked it because it has like I actually just doing my blood test with them, so like
Mm.
they monitor me and all that stuff, and so yeah, so I'm actually really excited.
Yeah, they-
Okay, I'll try that. I don't think I need to be on it for a whole year. That's why I didn't want to go through
Yeah,
Hims. You have to pay up front for the whole year, and I don't want to. I don't think I need it. I only need to lose like a small amount,
yeah.
so I don't want to have a whole. Because what am I gonna do with them? I can't sell them on the black market. I ain't getting arrested. So like, what am I gonna do with the rest of it?
You can sell it to Culty.
I could.
All right. By the way, going back to our topics list. So let's see. Oh, by the way, I'm jumping around. Sorry. Okay. Next on our topics list, Sarper posted a video saying that he'd like the opportunity to put Adnan in his place, and I think he called him spoiled. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. Sarper said that if he was physically at that tell-all, he would have put Niles in his place. Which
Not Niles,
I don't.
Adnan, right?
Adnan, my bad. Adnan. He would have put Adnan in his place. He said that he was disgusted at the way Adnan was um acting and speaking to the other cast members. And I don't know. I mean, I think Starper is just kind of trying to insert himself into the situation. Like he wanted to be the star of the tell-all when he was on, and I think he wants part of the smoke.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think Sarper
I
was
don't know.
jealous of all the attention Adnan's getting?
Yeah, there's always
Well,
one that has to stand out at the tell-all. So
yeah, I think Sarper is just he has main character syndrome, and it's kind of it's annoying that he's seeing somebody else be the main character. I think it's not something that's sitting well with him.
Mhm.
Kind of like how a lot of other cast members are too. A lot of people have that main character syndrome, so whenever somebody else gets a spotlight, they don't like it.
I think they just
Mhm.
throw them on the stage and let them fight for the spotlight, and whoever wins gets a spin-off spot.
Okay, so a little behind the scenes. So when they get to the tell-all filming, the producers, I don't know if y'all watched the Jerry Springer documentary that was on, I think,
Netflix?
Netflix. You know how the producers would go and they would tell them like, you need to act this way and you need to be, show emotion, you need to get mad. They kind of do the same thing at the 90 Day Fiance tell-alls. They tell them like, you need to express how you feel, you need to show emotion, you need to show how upset you are, you need to show people how hurt you are, and they kind of pump them up. They do the same thing.
Mhm.
So they encourage this type of behavior, this over exaggeration of emotion. They encourage this type of behavior.
Meaning like Niles and Adnan, or what?
Yes.
Mhm.
They backstage they say, "Hey, they said this about you and your relationship."
Oh.
And then they show them clips on an iPad.
You
And
mean
then
like clips like that were just recorded like 10 minutes ago, or let's say?
well, no, like from the
Oh,
season.
okay.
So like cuz when you film your season before the tell all, they send you highlights of the season. They haven't actually seen the whole season for everybody else. So while they get there, the producers will show them clips on an iPad of things that happened during the season. Like say for instance, Adnan said something that they think might upset the other cast members. They're gonna play this clip backstage and be like, you should address this.
Mhm.
You should say how you feel about this when we play the clip, during the tell all. Like they kind of amp up the story.
But I mean, but when they're a
Right.
lot of times when they're recording a tell-all, isn't like at least like half a season already aired, so they could probably already seen a lot of the shit that would piss them off anyway. No.
Well, they've seen at least half of it.
Yeah.
but they instigate certain things that happen, and they're like, oh, this person did this, and they said this, or they said that everyone from this country does this, and then they say when this comes, and they'll ask like, who feels strongly about that, and then someone's like, I don't like that. They're like, well, you should express that. You should make sure that you address that,
Right.
during this segment, and they kind of push each other towards each other to start shit.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, let's say somebody says, but I feel like I'm feeding back on somebody.
You are.
Wait, I hear a feedback too.
No,
Do we know who's
let me try
who is?
muting people and see. Test. Okay, let me try muting Cap. Okay, now. Yeah, it was JLP was feeding back. Or I think it was JLP. All right, George, unmute yourself. Okay.
All right, are you hearing it now?
No, yeah, it was I think it was JLP.
Okay, I heard it. Yeah,
Okay.
I heard it too.
Okay, so anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, I know what you're saying now. It's like let's say you're Muslim or something, and then you're like your wife is like you have like a strong stance. So then if there's another guy, they'll play that back for him and say, or a woman or something, they'll play that clip back for a woman, and she'll get all like upset and saying
Yeah,
you can't treat your wife like this or something. Yeah. By the way,
exactly.
JLP, can you
It,
exit and come back because you're feeding back to us or something?
it's still feeding back.
Yeah, it's like I could hear myself.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, and we're trying to be a high profile podcast.
Yeah, this isn't the Bates show. We are high end content. We don't do that bait stuff over here.
True. All right, let's see. Let's go back.
Oh, so the listener Jenny is here, guys. We
Yeah.
were talking about Jenny earlier, Pineapple, who was at the
Yeah,
Bates
she's
on YouTube.
Bates' number one super fan.
We didn't know that. I'm a little surprised. I still love you though, Jenny. There's enough room in the world for you to love me too,
Oh, by the
right?
way, aside, we'll get to Jenny, but there was some guy. I assume it's a guy. I don't know if it's a guy or girl, but they were as we were recording. The guy was like, he was like tweeting at me, and then he started DMing me, and then he started requesting to speak, and it was annoying the fuck out of me. So I like kicked him out and blocked him. So like,
Wait, who was this
it was some
person?
random person, but it's like I think they wanted us to talk about Brian, but they were like spamming me like 20 times, like talk about Brian, talk about Brian, talk about Brian. Maybe it was Brian. Now that I think about it, it was probably Brian's burner account, but they were being very obnoxious to where I had to like kick him out and block him. So please don't. If we're not talking about the subject you want, like, wait till the end of the show. We'll like go through the comments.
Huh? Yeah, it probably was
Yeah,
him.
it was probably Brian's burner account. I don't know.
Okay, JLP, unmute and let's hear you and let's see if it's fixed.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Test.
Yeah,
Yep, it's
Can,
it's
fixed.
fixed
can,
now.
can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Can
we
you
don't
hear me?
hear ourselves back anymore.
Perfect.
I don't know. Maybe it's this place where I live. I always have fucking issues with this on the phone.
I don't know.
I just blame it all on Elon Musk. That's what I do.
God damn it! It has to be my husband upstairs doing some kind of voodoo to me, so my phone gets messed up. Like, what the
It's
hell?
funny
Every time
because I thought that he liked the podcast in the
he likes,
beginning.
but sometimes, well, he's off on Friday, so sometimes he wants attention, and he's like, "Oh, you're going on your podcast for like 5 hours." So I
Oh,
told him, well, I'm gonna let you go upstairs. I'll come downstairs to the living room, and you can watch your game or whatever you watch, and I'll do this for a couple hours. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, you go ahead. You know.
did you happen to mention that Shabooty and I are studs? That might be it for him too. Like maybe he's like, oh, she's going to talk to super
You know what?
attractive guys.
I think he secretly listens to the podcast,
Oh,
And
maybe
that
no,
but he doesn't
Coco is
tell me.
no,
gonna
you.
go and
Oh,
date his father.
well, maybe
What do you-
JLP's husband was the guy that was spamming me to like talk about different shit.
Oh
no,
yeah, maybe
no.
he's like a secret fan and he's listening
No, he
upstairs.
would he would definitely listen
Wait,
to it afterwards.
that's where we were getting the feedback because you're both listening in the same house.
Probably he's probably listening.
Oh,
See,
Maybe.
he's a secret fan. See, I
Yeah.
knew it.
I would have to figure out what he goes under on Twitter. I don't even know he has a Twitter account.
He's got a burner. Well, he's blocked now from Shabooty, so he can't.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
can't join anymore. He's got to make a new account.
Yeah, I don't like
I don't know.
when somebody tries to ruin our mojo by like spamming my screen.
So I missed that
Well,
part. Somebody was
you
spamming
know
you.
what someone has done to me? I would be on a live and they would text me and call me over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why would you do that? You know that I'm live. You can clearly see that I'm live. And they'll be trying to tell me something. Or they'll text me like, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, so I'm on live. What do you like? I don't understand what people want from me. Cause I was like, well, I can't get off live to call you. So you're just going to have to wait. You know, like, what do you want from me?
That's like you're filming a show and they come on stage and they're like, "Can I talk to you for a minute?"
Right. And I'll be like, so you're crazy, right? Because you can see that I'm busy. Unless someone is physically dead, you're going to have to wait like 10 minutes. You know, like, that's
Yeah.
just it. Like, that's it.
True.
Oh, so did you see that Statler posted on her story that she's going to be moving into her own apartment soon? Did you see that?
No.
Oh, so she posted on her story that she's going to be moving into her new apartment soon. And she said that she's not asking anyone to pay for her apartment, but she is going to come up with a
Oh.
wish list
Oh yeah, I
of
did see that, and I know it's her birthday, so happy birthday, Statler.
happy birthday, Stella. And she's going to ask for a wish list of like plates and things for her new apartment and, you know, to help her get settled in. So I wanted to get everybody's um what's the word, your impression of her asking for stuff on her wish list. Is that okay? You know, because I know the cast members, they're famous to an extent, and you know, I know Jasmine had a wish list. A lot of people have wish lists, the Amazon wish list. How do we feel about, you know, people asking for stuff on these wish lists?
Um, I don't have a comment, but well, actually, I do have a comment. I think that's not right. You know, we're just merely listeners and watchers. Why,
Right.
you don't know what we do for a living. You know what we can afford. You were on a whole show. You bought a whole van and moved across the world to be with somebody. Now we got to pay for your silverware.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Nah, miss me with that. You can miss me with that. I don't know.
Well,
I don't
So
yeah.
donate to those causes.
so you won't be picking up anything on that wish
Nah,
list.
I don't
I
donate to
think
those
I think the
causes.
way Statler stated it was, it's my birthday. I know y'all are asking if you can buy me coffee, but instead of any birthday gifts, just wait till I move, and then then you can buy me housewarming gifts. But yeah, so it's more
Yeah,
like
okay,
So it
my
belated
went
bad.
from
birthday gifts.
so it went from people offering her to buy her a cup of coffee to housewarming gifts.
Yes.
Nah,
Yes.
that's a grift right there. Sorry, Statler.
Well, we know that
Speaking of,
Statler.
this wasn't on our list, but sorry to like totally crowbar this and sorry to interrupt you. But speaking of grifts, I know Julia has a thing, instead of having like, what's it called, like Bark Box or something, Bite Box, where it's like you pay $50 a month and then she sends you like dog toys once a month.
Oh yeah, you sent that to the group chat,
Yeah.
and you know what I said, because you know my cat. I buy her toys all the time that she looks at like they're stupid and doesn't even touch. So I didn't even realize that people were buying their dog toys monthly. Like
Yeah,
I
I
didn't even,
do
I
the
don't have a
bark
dog.
Yeah.
box.
Oh, you
Okay, so
do
you
it?
do. So see, I don't have a dog, so I didn't
Yeah.
realize that you were doing it monthly.
How much does it
So
cost?
wait, so Coco, we need to know how much it costs and what's in the boxes, and can you personalize it? Like, what's the deal with the bark box?
I like it's treats and like they have really cute like stuff toys or whatever. Um, and I think you can build your box. I don't know. I think it's like
Is
But
it
how much does it
is it
cost?
more than $50?
no, it's like $30 a month.
Is it worth it? Like, how much stuff are you getting
Yeah,
in the
you're getting
box?
like an actual good shit. Like, and every month is something completely new. And they have like really funny toys. Like, she has like a cannabis, like, dog toy. That's like a joke. It's basically like, it looks like a blunt.
Mm.
um, and they
Oh,
have like cute shit. It's like, it's Barkbox.
So what do you think of Julia copying it and charging
yeah.
$50 and
That was,
having
I
some
know, it's
shit from
when I
Timu?
saw that, I was like, oh my God, that's basically literally, BarkBox. What she's doing, it's like the Timu version of BarkBox.
Yeah.
Yeah, just getting a bunch of shit off Temu and
Or
shipping
Oh
it to you
yeah,
she's
for
going to the fucking dollar store,
yeah,
buying some fucking plastic toys,
exactly.
shoving it in a box, and selling it for
Exactly.
$50.
Exactly. Anything not to go out and get an actual job.
Right?
Anything. Anything.
Getting a job is like the last resort for anybody who's ever been on 90 Day Fiance. Have you noticed that they will sell coochie pics, butt
They'll go
plug
on
pics,
OnlyFans. They will go on OnlyFans and
anything?
bare their soul before they
Yes.
go punch a time card somewhere.
They will sell coochie pics for $5 a month before they will go get a job and get a paycheck. And I
I
don't know
mean,
what the
look at that girl, Stephanie, selling farts.
well, that was actually a fake
Mm.
news story. She made it up. She didn't
Yes.
actually sell
She
any
did it for
bars.
publicity, apparently.
Yeah, she's like the worst. My nickname for her is the worst 90 Day Fiance cast member of all time.
Mm.
I actually think she's the clout queen. Like there's like clout princess, clout prince. She's the clout queen. Everything that she ever has done on the show has been fake. She's always been trying to get clout. Like, did you see the video she posted where she was like, I know you guys have been wondering how I've afforded to live in
Mm.
this $3 million home and I have
Yeah.
all these Porsches and I have so much money and how my life is so much lavisher than yours. And all the comments were like, we never wondered. We
Yeah,
don't
I
care.
saw like
Like
10 seconds of it and I clicked off.
she is literally and I think she's pretty and I don't have a problem with her. I just hate her,
Yeah.
if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
you saw the post about her coming for anybody who says she was saying that the show is scripted and calling people out, and then she's like, if anybody tries to come for me, I'm gonna put you out there, something like that. You saw
Mm.
that?
I didn't see that. Who was she referring to? Was she
Oh
referring to
my
like
God! Well,
producers or
well, to cast members in general.
really? I mean, nobody really talks
Do
to her
you
anymore. So,
do we have a different Twitter? All I do is scroll up and I just see different posts. I don't go on a particular page. I just scroll
Mm.
and I just see random posts on people. She was on there talking about how the show is fake and all of that. Go look for it. You'll see it.
well, I know that it's fake. Like, I don't need her to
Mm.
tell me. I know that reality
Yeah.
TV is not 100% reality. I'm not an idiot.
Yeah.
But I also think that she manipulated the show and she faked a lesbian relationship and she's not even a gay. Like, I think that if
Yeah,
it's
that
like
was
the
bad.
pot calling the kettle black. She's like, the show is fake. I'm like, bitch, you're the fakest person that I see here. You know, like everything that you've ever done was fake. So coming after the show and saying it's fake when both of your storylines were fake. Everything you've ever done on the show, you made up. It's like the pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah. Well, all I know is if TikTok goes away and she loses her account, no one's gonna lose any
Yeah.
sleep.
And then she's gonna lose her little rental that she says is hers.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
She's gonna lose her little rental and her leased Porsches.
Follow her. You see her on Instagram? Like,
I she mostly posts on TikTok, but she has an Instagram. So y'all know that she
yeah.
started the OnlyFans knockoff. It's called Unfiltered. Y'all know that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's the CEO of Unfiltered, which was she was trying to get all of the 90 Day Fiance cast members to join her OnlyFans
Mm.
instead of going on the actual OnlyFans. And for a while, a lot of people did join hers, but for the most part, no one is on Unfiltered anymore. They're all on OnlyFans. She did say that her fees were lower than OnlyFans,
Mm.
but I don't know if that's true or not because I'm not on it.
Yeah.
But I think that she's trying to say that she's made millions of dollars off of her fake OnlyFans, like her knockoff of OnlyFans. I don't believe anything that she says. I feel like she's such a constant liar that I don't believe anything that ever comes out of her mouth because she's the same person that goes on TikTok and will take like Shabooty your entire post word for word
Mhm.
and make a TikTok out of it and say that she's releasing this information as her own.
Yeah.
That's what she
Yeah. She
does.
won't say like the source of the tea.
Yeah, she has some rant there talking about how she's gonna spill the tea in the 90 Day Fiance tea and all of this. She knows that it's gonna get her in trouble, but she's gonna spill it anyway.
Yeah, she just rehashes our tea, but doesn't say where she got it
Yeah.
from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all she does. Like
Yeah,
I
she waits for this podcast to drop, and then she listens, sifts through it. She sifts through it.
she's not the only one. There's another guy from across the pond who literally took one of our podcasts from start to finish and reposted it on his YouTube.
Jeez.
Yeah, we're not going to say his name because we don't speak of trash,
No.
but this person
Mhm.
they literally took our podcast from start to finish and reposted it on their YouTube as their own. But again, we don't speak of trash, so you won't
Yeah.
hear your name out of my mouth.
Yeah, and honestly, the best personal assistant is Siri. I just want to I like Siri the best.
Oh, so I use Alexa.
Well, I like Siri. Y-
Okay, okay. I mean,
I think you're missing my joke.
what wait, what's the
The
joke?
joke is Siri is better than the word you just said.
Oh, okay, I got it. I got
Okay,
it.
yeah,
I
this is a
got
little
it.
inside joke.
It took me a minute, but I got it.
Anyway, so Statler also was hanging out with Devin right?
Oh, Devin. So wait, you were saying that Devin moved to Texas? Is this legit?
Yeah, she moved to Austin, Texas. And then just for the record, um, Nick still has Devin in his Instagram bio, so they're still together.
So is Nick in Texas too? I'm
I
assuming.
assume, yeah. But yeah, I think they're both in Austin, Texas.
So what's in Austin? Because Rob and Sophie moved to Austin too. Is there something about Austin that I need to know about? Why is
Yeah,
everybody showing
I,
up in
I think
Austin?
it's kind of like it's an artsy, more liberal city in Texas that's like happening.
Oh, so it's like the new Houston,
Yeah.
because that used to be Houston like years back. That was Houston. So now it's
Yeah,
Austin
like
now.
Austin's known for like South by Southwest Festival, and yeah,
Oh
it's like
yeah,
that
yeah,
music
yeah. You're
fest and
right.
shit
You're right.
or whatever.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah,
And I'm assuming it's cheaper to live there because I know Houston has gotten more expensive. So I'm assuming Austin is probably the cheaper alternative,
mhm.
when you're going down to Texas. Because a lot of people, like I had a cousin, she got her master's degree and she moved down to Texas and she was in Houston back when it was happening. She's still there, but like she was making all this money and she didn't have to pay them that much for her place. And now Houston has the cost of living went up really high. So
Mhm.
like now it's not the place to be. So I'm assuming people are running to Austin now.
Yeah, and then but I'm pretty sure Devin is not into chicks, is what I was told.
Mm.
So yeah,
She's
I don't think
not.
Statler is going to be able to turn Devin anytime soon.
Well, challenge probably has been accepted by Statler, right? I feel like Statler is probably one of those people who feels like she can turn a chick. Remember Scott? Scott said that he could turn a chick
Mm,
straight. I think Statler probably can. She thinks she can
mm,
turn a chick lesbian. I feel like she has that type of confidence.
mm.
I feel like she's probably gonna try it,
I don't.
but
I feel like Scott said that to Statler that like, hey,
oh, was that who he said it to?
yeah,
I remember he said it.
he
Okay, yeah,
said
that
it to
makes sense.
Statler like, hey, like I forget what he said, but yeah, like I think I
Something along the lines of you might be a lesbian, but you've never been with me,
yeah,
or
like I
something
could
along the line.
some shit like that. Like, don't knock it till you try this type shit.
Yeah, that's so rude,
Yeah,
and
it's not. It's not a good look because
it's not in good taste,
yeah,
right?
I don't think that being gay is a choice. I mean, you're born that way or you're not. That's just my
Yeah,
opinion. You don't choose to be gay. You're gay or you're not.
Mhm.
So
yeah.
for
I
them
don't
to
think.
say I can change you back, that's like I wasn't that way to begin with, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that people that still think that way are like, I don't want to say ignorant, but they're not woke enough to understand how it works. Why would somebody? Because I remember I was listening to a trans person give a speech one time, and they were like, for the people who think that this is a choice, they were like, you think I woke up one day and decided to make my life as difficult as it is? And I was like, that makes so much sense
Mm.
because in order to be gay, bi, trans, lesbian, you're making everything more complicated. So why do you think people would want to complicate their lives by a choice that they just made? It has to be something deeper than that.
Mhm.
So for people to keep saying that, it's crazy and rude and disrespectful.
Speaking of disrespectful, did you see Natalie's post where she combined a LA fire relief effort
Oh
with her
my God.
OnlyFans to try to
Oh
grift
my
off of the tragedy?
God.
Yes, I
Oh my
saw it.
God.
And you know, there's a line that I need people to stay above.
Mhm.
And I think whenever there's a tragedy going on, people always like to tread the line between, oh my God, I feel bad for what's happening, and then I want to cash in.
Mhm.
And
Well,
and that
she's full of shit because she never made an effort to raise money for her country that was at war, you know?
that's true.
She just said
That's actually
she
really
never
true.
Mhm.
mentioned Ukraine once. I think only one time she mentioned the
Mhm.
war in Ukraine, and then she never mentioned that place again. And all of a
That's
sudden, she
true.
wants to help the people of Los Angeles whose houses
Well,
have
she wants to 50% help the
Mhm.
people
yeah,
of Los Angeles.
50%
The
helps
other
them.
the other 50% is for her.
It's I think so. I think it was a thing where it's like she wanted people to submit like donation donations on her OnlyFans, but only the top 10 will be accepted, and then
And
she'll
then
do like a
you
live
gotta sign that.
OnlyFans with her. But you have
Yeah,
to be the
yeah.
top 10 donators.
And you gotta have an NDA. You gotta submit your questions to her prior to your calls to see if She approves of what you're gonna ask her live.
Yeah, and only
And if you go
50% are
off
going to the victims of the LA fires.
right, and if
Uh-huh.
you go off script, she would hang up the call on you
Yeah.
And keep the donation.
and keep the donation.
and keep your money.
Which I think, I understand that Natalie is a grifter. She's never had a job. She's been here all this time. She's not looking for a job. She's not trying to get it. I get that, and I get the hustle of a grifter. Sophie's a grifter. There's just people who are grifters. They're professional grifters. They're never going to get a job. They're never going to be able to take care of themselves. They're just grifters. But I think that like I said, there's this line where you need to stay above it. Like if there's a tragedy going on, you are not part of that tragedy. If your house didn't burn down, you shouldn't be asking nobody for no money.
Exactly.
None of it is, unless you're giving every single penny of it to help the people who are
Yeah.
actually suffering. And I think that line, we always see this. People always find a tragedy that they latch themselves
Yep.
onto. They say they're so
Yep.
worried about it and it's so touched them, whatever, but you're pocketing something from it. That shit pisses me off.
Yep.
Because it's like there are literally 80,000 people who have nowhere to sleep, who have nothing that they own anymore to their name. Everything is gone. And then you want to make 50% of whatever you want to give them. Who the
And
fuck are you?
and not even that 50%. She's just saying 50%, but she might end up getting like 10%. Yeah, she'll probably end up getting like 10%. But I feel like
Well, yeah, you're right.
that was a
You're right.
plan
She would.
concocted between her and Josh. That sounds like something Josh would tell her to do.
I mean, maybe,
You know what?
maybe.
Why don't you throw that out there and see if it sticks?
I'm not a fan of hers at all. And, I respect the grifters. I respect their hustle. I respect what they do, especially lifelong grifters. Like Natalie, she's a lifelong grifter. She's never had a job. She's never had a career. She doesn't have a personality. She just grifts. And I respect that. That's a lot of commitment, to put into doing nothing. Sophie's the same way. She's a lifelong grifter. She ain't got no career. She ain't got no
Yeah,
personality.
but
She ain't got no
what turns them into grifters is the show. The show keeps them on long enough that to the point where they never want to get a real job because they think that they can always make their money off the show. So
No, you're right. You're right. But look, I looked at it like this. So say for instance, say Natalie gets $25,000 for her season of The Last Resort. So say that's all she makes this year. That's really low. That's the lowest. Like, who can survive off of $25,000? So that's why they're grifters. They're like, oh well, I have to supplement my income by scamming people from the wildfires and by doing OnlyFans and selling my coochie pictures to people. And it's like they commit to doing nothing to the point where there's nothing left. Because it's like, in my opinion, I would just go get a job instead of putting pictures of myself on the internet that are never gonna go away. Because look at Rob the Knob's photo on the internet. He's got a butt plug in his butt. It's there forever. Forever.
People are still discovering that like newly to this day because I got a DM like yesterday. This chick was like, "Oh my god, I did not know not Rob the Knob was on this like gay forum with his butt plug pictures," and I was like, "Yeah, this is old news." They're like, "I just discovered it. Oh my god, my mind is blown."
yeah,
See,
I've got a couple requests for that photo myself. People are
every
asking, "Do you
single
have the
day,
photo? Do you have the photo?"
someone new is discovering your butt pics, your coochie pics, your titty pics, and it's like they're doing this all to avoid getting a job, which isn't that bad. Like, I don't know why once someone does a reality TV show, like getting a job is like the worst possible thing like that they could ever do. I don't understand it. And it's like, but so many other cast members have committed to, well, I'm a professional grifter now. I've done a season of 90 Day Fiance. I ain't never getting no job. And we know this is the direction that Adnan and Tiger Lily are going. They ain't never gonna work again.
Yeah. So Shabooty, talk about that Tiger Lily situation she got going on there. I saw something about some
I think we did
classes.
it. We
Oh,
did
you
that
did
like
that?
last week or something, or
Oh,
Sunday
I
or
saw
Friday.
that.
Oh, yeah,
I
she's
saw
talking
that.
about
The
that last week,
classes.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's selling like was it 30,000 or what
30,000 or 950 a month
for
yeah.
2 years?
for 2 years, and she said that you'll work with the CEO to learn handwriting, which I'm assuming is her, to learn how to be a handwriting
Oh yeah,
expert.
that was last week. I was out. I was absent.
Yeah.
I was absent from class.
Yeah, you missed the Shabooty class, which is for free because we're not grifters.
I
Yeah.
Yeah,
know.
we were charging 30K to teach you how to write your name. We're not. We're not doing that, guys.
We may have to start a Patreon soon, though,
Yeah,
Because if
like
Miss Pineapple Jenny that's listening to us, if she's gonna drop $20 to Mr. Bates, we gonna have to start a Patreon for her.
yeah, right. And since I retired from singing over 10 years ago. If we drop the Patreon site, I will sing our theme song. Like we'll make a theme intro song for the podcast, and I'll sing it.
Yeah, and you
I'll
guys
come
can
out of
sell,
retirement.
and you
I'll come out of
and
retirement, and
we
I'll
can sell cameos for people's birthday, right? We
True.
can do
yeah, we
that.
can do
Yeah,
cameos
I want a
and
cameo from Mr. JLP.
He loves to
yeah,
sing.
I do
He
too.
sings terribly, but he'll sing.
I feel like he's a secret fan of ours.
Yeah, he
But
does.
yeah, I'll come out of retirement. I'll record whatever the intro is um for the podcast, cuz everybody has an intro. I noticed that when I was listening to a podcast recently, everybody has a little intro song. You know, when you listen to the radio, I used to be in radio. I had a intro to
A
my
little
show, which
jingle.
a little jingle or whatever. I didn't sing it, but I want to record that, and I was thinking of recording a song anyway, so I was like, this would be the perfect time to come out of retirement and put out a little song, and then I'll record that little jingle too.
Yeah, sounds good. And Coco could do the backups.
Well, I feel like we'll have Coco saying like random things as it's playing. Like she'll be like, "Look at that sexy elderly man," or something like in the background. Like, and we'll have her like doing ad libs in the back.
Yeah,
And then we're also gonna record like little sound bites. Everybody's perfect little taglines that people say that are really funny. We're gonna have those random, and then we're gonna put them on a soundboard, and then randomly throughout the show, we're just gonna play random people's taglines.
yeah, yeah. I
True.
like it. I like it.
Yeah, but we're gonna get on Patron at some point and do that so everybody can experience that.
Hmm.
And then
Well,
Pineapple will then start tipping us.
yeah.
Isn't it weird that like I feel like if people were tipping me, I'm like some sort of sex worker or like a stripper or something? Like, is it weird that I feel like getting a tip is weird?
They're gonna expect something out of you.
Well, yeah, like I feel like I like if okay, so like you go to a club and someone's dancing and you start throwing dollar bills. I feel like that's what it feels like. I don't know, it's weird.
True. And then speaking of tips, did you see that Bini is driving Uber again still in Vegas?
I did. I saw that Benny is driving Uber, which I didn't know he was still doing that, but I guess after Ariella stole his passwords and ruined him financially, I guess he's out here making ends meet because they're not together, and Ariella's parents are who's always been taking care of the both of them.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming that they're still taking care of Ari, they're not taking care of him, so he's back to driving for Uber. And it's funny because the people that get him as a driver are super excited.
Mhm.
Remember back in the day, Asuelo used to be a Uber driver,
Yeah.
and people would take pictures when they would get him. That's interesting. So Coco, I wanted to say wait, where'd Coco go? She left.
Oh.
I was gonna tell her in Vegas, Benny is out driving Ubers
Mhm.
at the casino,
Yeah,
so we're gonna
that
see if
I recognize where that last photo was. It was at the MGM Grand Uber pickup lot, which is very like infamous.
Well, that's different. A 90-day fiance cast member that actually has a job
it is different.
Yeah.
and
It
a
is
Uber
actually.
job and a
And then,
Uber
oh, by the
job.
way, because this isn't the first, this is like the second photo similar, like in the last, let's say, month or two of him driving Uber in Vegas that was sent to me. And then the one prior, not this one, but the one prior that was sent to me, the chick sent it. And then she said, I guess she was with her girlfriend, but she said, like, my girlfriend got Benny's number, asked for his number, and he gave it to her and then started texting him. So he basically gives out to his number to chicks that he drives.
Wait, just random chicks that he
Yeah, like fans of
drives.
the show. If you're like a hot chick and say, "Hey, can I get your number?" He'll like give it to
Okay, so Ari did tell us that he was a hoe.
you.
She was going into that because it's hard to believe Ari because Ari is a very unlikable, insufferable person. But she might be telling the truth. He might actually be a
Yeah,
hoe. He
yeah.
might
No,
just be banging.
he's definitely if you throw it at him, he gonna catch it.
But I'm sure she knew that when she met him because she threw it at him and he caught it the same night. So
Ethiopia, yeah.
Well,
she
Cap,
she picked him
Cap,
up at a bus stop.
remember, Cap, remember, we figured out on the last resort that Ari was the other woman
Yeah,
when she met Benny, and she
yeah.
got pregnant by Benny while he had a girlfriend in Ethiopia. So we're finding out that Ari's not super innocent because she stole somebody's boyfriend to make her husband after she got knocked up while he was in a
He tried to
relationship.
make a whole housewife. You can't change a man.
Right.
She tried to change
So,
his stripes. Zebras don't change their stripes.
well, if he cheated on his
He's
girlfriend to
gonna
knock
cheat
you
on.
up,
He's gonna cheat on
he's
you,
gonna cheat on you, right?
and
So I
especially
think,
with her behavior. She's insufferable.
well, yeah, I can't imagine. You know how Gino says that he can't get it up with Jasmine? I wouldn't be able to get it up with Ari because Ari, she gets under my skin. She's an unsufferable, always complaining, whiny, just annoying human being. She's cute as hell, but
She's
it's her
cute,
attitude for me.
George.
It's her attitude for me. Wait, y'all don't
George.
think Ari is cute? I feel like Ari is cute.
She's a pretty.
I just can't.
She got work done though, like recently, right?
She's a pretty
Yeah.
monster. She's a pretty monster.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. I think she's extremely cute, but it's her attitude that kills it for me. It's when she opens her mouth and starts talking and being herself, that's what it kills it for me. I think she's very cute, but I wouldn't be able to follow through with knocking that in because she'll start talking and then I'm just like, yeah, I can't do that. No, I can't.
Did you see the photo of like Jasmine? I quote retweeted like an hour before the podcast
Oh, with the shower cap on.
No.
with the what on?
With the shower cap.
Yeah. Did you see that,
Oh
George?
Lord, I think she had like a
Hold
chemical
on, I'm
peel.
looking.
I'll
She might have
retweet
had.
myself.
I'm looking right
Check
now.
my feed. I just retweeted my own self.
It looks like she had a chemical peel.
Yeah, I said like, wow, give me a warning for the next jump scare, please.
Yeah, she looks scary. But if she's pregnant, you can't do chemical peels when you're pregnant, right?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Maybe she's having a like an
Wait,
allergic
I
reaction
can't
though.
see it.
Just
Where did you
just refresh my feed. I retweeted my own self on my main feed.
I see it. Okay, I see it.
Do you think that's like an allergic reaction though, because her face is all red and shit, or do you think
No,
it's a chemical peel?
it looks like a chemical peel. It's too even to be an allergic reaction.
True.
It would have been, like
Oh,
sporadic.
look at her. Another oversized jersey. She really, I haven't seen her wear any of her, the little bra tops that she always wears as shirts
Mm.
because she's always wearing an oversized jersey or a hoodie. She's not good at hiding that she's pregnant. I mean, I guess she's not hiding it anymore. We kind of ruined that for her.
My
But
question to you guys is, what's the next step for her as far as 90 Day Fiance? Because now we know, she's with someone else and she has a child, so she's no longer going to be on the show.
No,
Right?
I'm sure she's
well,
still gonna be on the
I
roll.
I think that she will be back in the show. I actually think since her and this guy have been together for a full on year almost, well, actually longer, and she's pregnant and they've been keeping it a secret. I think she already filmed something with him.
I agree.
And that's why they were trying to keep it quiet.
Hmm.
I think that I don't ask me what. I haven't gotten actual confirmation of what they filmed, but I think the reason why that it's been going on for so long and they've been keeping it quiet and they won't acknowledge anything is because they already filmed something together.
Yeah, I feel like they already filmed, and then they're gonna like, and then once it becomes time to have the actual baby, they'll be filming, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, I think that's why we haven't seen because did you notice for like all of last year, her and Gino pretended like they were together and
Yeah,
they would
and then they
post
made
stuff.
public appearances at the reality game show or some shit.
Yeah, and she would always tag Canton, Michigan in her
Yeah.
posts, and she hasn't actually lived there in over a year. Like they've been pulling this ruse
Didn't
off.
she recently, like in the last like 2 week in the last week, she posted like a snowy photo or some shit?
Yeah, can't. Yeah, and she tags them Canton, Michigan, and she is living in Florida. It has been for almost a
Maybe
year,
that's why he
which I
didn't
think.
want to get physical with her during the resort, the last resort. He wanted to touch her because she was
Because
already
at that point,
taken.
yeah, they're already
Yeah,
broken up.
she was
Yeah, they
already with
were broken
someone.
up,
Yeah, she was already with
and
someone.
I heard that when he found out about Matt, Gino kicked her out of the house. This was the story that I heard. And she went and lived with Matt, who was living in Canton, Michigan with his girlfriend. And then the girlfriend finds out that Matt's banging Jasmine. Then the girlfriend leaves Matt. And then Matt and Jasmine stay together in the apartment that he was sharing with his
Yeah, and
girlfriend.
then the
And then
girlfriend befriends Gino.
yeah,
Oh shit!
it's a triangle of craziness. It's a triangle of crazy. So Jasmine shows up, kicked out of Gino's house to Matt's house, and Matt is still living with his girlfriend. Matt's banging Jasmine and the girlfriend.
Mm.
Jasmine shows up and is like, Gino kicked me out. So the girlfriend is now aware that Matt's banging both of them.
Oh,
and then she's pissed
damn!
off.
This tea
She leaves.
is hot.
Yeah, and then she leaves,
My
and
lips
then
are burning.
after so then she befriends Gino, like Shabooty says, and then they lean on each other, and I don't know if she actually moved in with Gino. I don't think that that's the case. I heard that she moved in with family.
I don't think
And then
I don't think the Matt's ex is like romantically involved with Gino. It's more of like they're friends. It's more of like getting a
yeah,
ribbing, like a. It's more of just getting a kick out of them being friends. But I don't think they're together.
yeah, I don't believe that either. I don't believe that. I think that it's easy to bond a trauma bond with somebody who's going through the exact same thing as you, and I think that's kind of just how it went. She lost her boyfriend, her fiance, he lost his wife, and they're just trauma bonding with each other over
Yeah.
the shit that happened.
Yeah, I was the one that outed who she was that Gino was posting photos of, but no one knew who the woman was. But I was the one that outed it.
Yeah, you were the first person that said who she
Yeah,
was because you told me,
yeah,
and I was like, wait, what?
yeah. That
This
that
is
there's a lot of times when one spills tea where it's like you spill the tea. This was a rare instance where it's like I spilled the tea knowing it's gonna burn a bridge. So yeah, that was when it was like burned. It was so hot it burned a bridge to spill that tea. And no, no, I'm still friends with Gino, but just generally speaking, it burned a bridge to spill that tea.
this happens though every now and then. I'll let something out or some information out, and then I'll get a text or a call from somebody, and they're like, "Oh, and I thought you," and it I don't let people get to me because it's like I won't betray anyone, but I'll be as real as possible. Like if I tell my friends all the time, I was like, if this information is out there for the taking, I would rather report it than just anybody because some people will take the story and make you look bad.
Mhm.
Like so, if the story is out there for the taking, at least let me put it out there because I'm gonna at least shape it out to the way that you're not a piece of shit. Like I'm gonna at least put the information out there to where people can see all different angles of the story because you can tell a story in different ways. The same damn story you can read a book and tell somebody what that book was in three or four different ways. So I at least try to give a fair representation because I was like the wrong blogger can get it and make it look like you're a lying cheating piece of shit. So at least let me put it out there and give you the chance to let people see more than one angle.
True. All right, let me see. I'm just looking at our topics. Okay. Do you recall this is like a totally new topic, but on the last resort, like Natalie was with the sex therapist, and then they had to do like the paint each other's body parts on like Josh and stuff. Do you remember that exercise?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
at the end of it, like
After
Natalie got all annoyed, and then she was very like dismissive of like the sex therapist and like rude to her. She's like, "All right, you can leave. Get out. Bye. Get out. Here's your crappy like art supplies. Take it. You can leave and go." I thought it was very like rude to the point it was almost like racist towards the like sex therapist. Did you catch that?
No, it was very, very rude. When she went, the lady, Dr. Reba Thomas, she was walking out the door, and Natalie slammed the door before she could get out. She damn near hit her with the door.
Yeah,
Like it was extremely rude because she was just like, "Okay, yeah, are you done? I don't want to do. Can you leave?" Like it was. She was really
yeah,
nasty, and I was trying to understand why she was so angry with the therapist
yeah,
and not Josh, which I've never understood because I was like, this guy doesn't love you. He doesn't even care about you. The girlfriend. Remember, I told y'all that Josh has a girlfriend, a living girlfriend, or whatever.
yeah.
Somebody posted it today. I can't remember who posted it, but the story is circulating. But there's been a girlfriend that's lived with him the whole time him and Natalie have been involved. And I knew about this. She actually works with his company, the
Mhm.
the preview models. So that picture was released recently of who this girl is. So it'll get around. I didn't post it, but I saw somebody else had already posted it.
Well,
Wasn't
I
she? Was
some
she the one on the boat when she met Natalie? Was that the one on the
no,
boat?
that was the baby mama.
No, that was the baby
Oh,
mama.
okay, okay.
But there's a girlfriend who's much younger than Natalie. I think she's in her 20s.
Yeah. Well, like maybe
Oh
Um,
this the
shit! Good
person.
lord.
There's a 2-year-old Reddit thread that details all that. That's probably what we're talking about. Because somebody sent it to me
yes.
today, and I was like, "Yeah, this is an old thread, but it is
Yeah,
valid."
this is super old. When Josh first went on the show, I had I think I told you this a bunch of times. There's a bunch of fake accounts that kept messaging me, and they're like, "Oh, I used to be a model for or I used to work for his company. I never got booked, allegedly. And then someone was like, the girl that they sent me a video of the girl. They're like, she works for this company, but she's actually his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And because they were like, he's on this show with this girl, that's BS. This girl lives in his house, and they kept sending me this. This is years ago. But none of this is new information. It's just funny that people are just getting their hands on it now, which I think is really funny.
Mm-hmm. Gina, if you're listening, I just saw your like most recent chat message, and like I said earlier, we like Siri here. We're Team Siri. Anyway, any other things that you could recall from the Last Resort that we haven't talked about, because we didn't really talk about Last Resort?
Oh, Last Resort.
I know somebody said they stopped watching because they thought it was boring. Someone in a 90-day community said that Last Resort was kind of boring.
Yeah, I kind of fell off of it. Not to be completely honest, I kind of fell off because once I found out that Jasmine was really pregnant and faking that they were working on their relationship, and that Natalie and Josh are not even a real couple, I was like, you know what, this is bullshit, and I just lost interest. But I watch it, I let it play in the background every now and then.
I'm just trying to remember what happened the last show. Let's see. I'm trying to go through my tweets if I even posted anything about the show.
I'm thinking. I don't know.
No,
I'm
I mean,
going
like I'm
blank.
looking at my Instagram feed. I don't think I posted. The only thing I posted from the Last Resort was Natalie said even Donald Trump has time for his wife. Natalie's idea of an amazing husband is Donald Trump. That was like the only funny thing that came from Last Resort's last episode. You recall that comment, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was during the sex therapy. Yeah, I'm looking at my tweets. I said Gino physically rejected Jasmine in that scene in the bed. She was like tickling him and trying to seduce him, and he rejected her. But I think that's because he knew that she was with Matt at the time of filming, so he didn't. Who wants to be touched by somebody that is cheating?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of viewers don't know that, so they keep portraying Gino as the bad guy, saying, well, of course, if I was Jasmine, I would cheat. He doesn't want to touch her. He doesn't want to do nothing. And so they're painting Gino as the bad guy.
Oh, Julia admitted that she got an opinion from a doctor in Russia that she couldn't have kids. That happened on this episode, and then Brandon wanted her to get a second opinion because he doesn't trust the doctors in Russia, so he wants to make sure that she can have kids, and she didn't want to actually go. So that happened on this episode because she was crying or whatever, saying that. Oh, also, Ari gave Bini the passwords.
And then Bini flicked off Ari.
Yeah, and he flicked her out literally like 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes, but like literally.
He gave her the double flip.
Yeah,
the double flip.
bird.
Like,
I saw that. I saw that part.
Yeah, so he got his passwords, and literally right afterward, she pulled him to the side and was like, "I believe that you were cheating on me 5 years ago." Blah blah blah, and I think he's just fed up with the fact that his side chick turned wife is trying to make it seem like he's the hoe. And I think that he's just like, why are you trying to tell the story this way when I was in a relationship when I met you and you got pregnant? Like, why are you trying to tell the story that way when you're the one that was messing with me when I was in a committed relationship? Like, why are you trying to make it seem like I'm a dog? You're a dog too. Like, we're both dogs. We were both dogs in heat and did some shit we shouldn't have done, but don't make it look like I'm the only bad person in the situation. And I think he got sick of her.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, okay. You said Ari was actually pretty or something, but I mean, I think it's very obvious. But so Jasmine's in your mind is Jasmine's prettier than Ari, right?
Yeah, physically, Jasmine is more attractive. I think attitude-wise, I think
they're both shitty. No, okay.
Yeah, they're both they're both shitty attitude-wise, but I think physically, Jasmine would be more my type than Ari. I think Ari,
is that Jasmine post or pre-surgery?
I like Jasmine both. Like, I think that Jasmine, only thing I don't like about Jasmine after her surgery is the butt lift that she had done upside down.
Yeah, her tits are too big. Her tits are too big.
Yeah, speak for yourself. No, okay.
Let's ask your husband. No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
speak
no,
for
but I'm saying for
yourself. I
for
mean,
her for her frame, she went too
Yeah,
big.
she went like too obviously fake. Like they're too
well,
fake
she
looking.
went porn
Yeah,
star
yeah, yeah.
big, and as a repressed cult Christian boy growing up, porn star big is attractive because,
Mhm.
I was very repressed. So for me, they're flotation devices that I would love to float on. But I know for most people, like Larissa
You wanna
big,
you wanna
Jasmine
motor
big,
you wanna just motorboat those things, huh?
I want them to suffocate me. Okay? It's like suffocate me, cut off my breathing, god damn it. Like
Yeah.
so yeah, I think that she definitely went too big. Like if I was looking to get married, I don't know if I want my wife to look like a porn star, but if I'm just looking to have a great time, we could have a great time, a really great time.
This is very like minutia or whatever. But somebody noticed on the last resort when Jasmine got into the room with Gino, she took all of her fancy, like not even fancy, but she took all of her shoes and she lined them up one by one right on like the TV stand in front of the TV, like her 8 pairs of shoes. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck? If that was my wife, that would annoy the piss out of me. Like, why are you turning the front of the TV into your
But
shoe holder?"
she did that from the minute she got there because I had posted that when they first arrived to the resort, how she was
Yeah,
lining her shoes up
yeah,
on
maybe
the
it was you
dresser
that
in front of
posted
the
it.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Not
saw it.
recently, not recently. I didn't post it, but I had posted it
Mhm.
on the opening season, on the opening episode. I
Okay.
posted that.
I just saw it, but yeah, that would annoy me.
Well, I think a lot of stuff that Jasmine would be doing would annoy me. I think, but the prettier the girl, the more
They can get away
weird
with.
stuff. Yeah, it's like, we talked about this actually, JLP, while you were absent. We were talking about how the prettier the girl, the more we're
Mhm.
willing to look the other way.
What is it? What
and
were we
I,
calling it? Like pretty privilege or something?
yeah, pretty privilege. It's a real thing.
Mhm.
So the prettier the girl, the more you're willing to look away at bad habits or things or traits. I think that, and then the uglier the girl or person, you're more like Gino couldn't get away with nothing because Jasmine's like, you're not attractive enough to get away with these bad habits.
Yeah,
But when it comes to Jasmine, look how long they stayed together. He looked away at all these bad habits because it's the pretty privilege. You
Mhm.
can get away with what you can get away with. Look at Sophie. Look, Sophie wouldn't touch Rob. Sophie didn't even want to be around Robin. He dealt with her for so long because the pretty privilege lets you get away with being a shitty human being because your big boobs and your face and your ass, that stuff makes people look the other way. And I think it's sad that we still live in a world where we're letting pretty people get away with doing vile things. We
yeah.
need to hold all people accountable, not just ugly people. All people.
Mhm.
I agree. I completely
We
agree.
we should. It's like pretty. I remember there's like this Instagram that posts mugshots.
Mhm.
I don't know what it's called. It's like hilarious. But anytime there's a girl in her mugshot, she's gorgeous. All of the comments are like, "I can fix her,"
Mhm.
or "What's her bail? I'm gonna get her out. She's so
Yeah,
hot."
I
And it's
seen that.
like,
I seen
even if
that.
they murdered somebody, people are still like, "It's
Yeah,
okay,"
but it
because
works
they're
the
pretty.
same.
Like,
It works the same way for men because if you look at Love After Lockup, how everybody's drooling over this guy, Rob. His name is, I think, Rob. That he just came out.
Oh,
His family. I don't know. I don't know if you saw that he's with the heavier. He's with Tia. That she has a
the
little
one that
girl.
where they had sex and then the family came
Yeah,
over.
yeah, Rob.
Hmm.
How everybody's falling all over him, and they're like, "Oh my God, yeah, I'd wait for him. I'd do this, I'd do that." Because the prettier you are, the more you're allowed to get away with, and that's going to be proven along the season because he's definitely going to put her through some changes,
Oh,
and
by the way,
she's going to look
did
the
you
other way.
see?
speak. Well, go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna ask with the Love After Lockup. I saw a post today where one of the cast members. Oh my gosh,
I
I
think
can't
we're. I
remember
think
their
we're
name.
both like we were both about to say the same thing.
Okay, yeah, go
No,
ahead.
because I'm looking. So the guy was Anthony. Were you talking about the Anthony T? Like
Is he the
Sheree and
one?
Anthony.
Yeah, yep,
Apparently,
that's
he's like, and again, I'm not trying to like badmouth him or belittle him, but apparently he's like gay or something. And apparently he was on Grinder.
yes. And they showed and not only is he on Grinder, but they posted the chats.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, because the wording is what killed me
Mm,
because he was talking to the guy and he was like, "Let's meet up," or whatever, and the guy's like, "I can't wait to make you daddy's little bitch."
yeah.
And then he's like, I can't.
What?
And he was
do you want me, I have the chat.
okay. Please read it. Please read it because you are gonna
I don't know
die.
about do you want me to read it or repost it or both?
Repost it.
Okay, let me repost it and then maybe I'll read it. As long as I don't want my sound bites to be like
Yeah, you don't
isolated
want your
though.
voice to be associated
Well,
with
yeah,
those
you know,
words.
the second somebody hears me say that, they're gonna repost that out of context, and
Yeah,
then they're
And
gonna
then
exactly.
Photoshop me
They're
in a picture
gonna
with some. Yeah, they're gonna Photoshop me
with
in a
Tim.
picture of some
They're
dude.
gonna put
Yeah, with
and then
Tim, and then we're the.
it's gonna say George says Tim is his daddy's little bitch.
I read the tweet, the chat though, and I was like, "Whoa, this isn't just like DL
Mhm.
stuff. This is like full on." You know, well, he was in prison for a long time, right? So he was definitely having fun in prison.
Yeah, okay. I
You know
just
that.
posted in the chat and I retweeted myself.
Okay, I want you to read it though.
Oh, let me read it first before I read it out loud.
Well, yeah, you're not gonna want to say it out loud
Let
after
me
you
read it
read it.
first before I say it out loud without reading it in advance. Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, but we called this. I remember a couple of people calling this before when he
Mhm.
first came out.
Okay, I'll read it. It doesn't seem that bad, I guess. But anyway,
Okay.
instead of the P word, I'll say corn. Let's see. And by the way, I retweeted it, so if y'all want to follow along, this is between Sheree or not. Well, Sheree's man, which is Anthony, and some other man. But it says like, I'll turn. See, again, I don't want this to be isolated. Let's see. I'll like skip around. I'll turn a whole bitch for daddy. And then it says, I'd love to be daddy's bitch. And then it says, okay. Then it says, I want you to have some corn. Again, changing it around. I want you to have some corn playing when walk in and you have some sexy shit on and we just freak off and vibe. And then the guy says, absolutely. And then he says, what type of corn do you watch? And he says, gay straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so they broke up, by the way, guys.
Mhm.
She found these. Not only did she find these chats, she also found videos of him having sex with men on his phone.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
No way.
Yes. According to Amber is the one that broke the story. It's on her page. She didn't post the videos, thank God. She didn't post the videos, but she said that Sheree, right?
Mhm.
She said that not only did she find these chats on the grinder, is it grinder or grinder?
Grinders.
Grinder app on his phone, but she found videos of her with different men, not the same dude, like different men having sex.
Of him, she saw videos of him with different men, right?
Yes, on his phone.
Yeah.
On his phone. And they are no longer together.
Hmm.
Obviously.
George, you haven't
But
reposted that to the Love After Lockup hashtag?
wait, it's according to Amber posted it. I believe
And
she tagged Love After
nope,
Lockup.
I haven't seen that. I've been on that timeline all day.
I don't know, but I just posted it and retweeted myself.
It's good.
So
Yeah, it's good
It
to
just got retweeted.
it's good to refresh it on the day the show is played because a lot of people don't check their Twitter until the day the show is playing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're
So
right.
it's good to because I didn't know this. I didn't see this, but I kind of called it when he first came on. I was like something's really off about him. He was really
but
So
quiet.
wait, do you have a gaydar? Are
I
you
have
able
a
to
gaydar.
tell?
You know who I think is a little funny? Zarek, the one that was with Monique. He looked a little bit.
oh, you mean the little guy with the
Yeah,
big
the little
balloon?
yeah.
Oh, the little short guy.
Yeah,
The little
he was
short
giving
guy.
off some strange vibes too.
Well, he was banging so many chicks right after he got out. It's almost like he was trying to prove something.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
Right? Because he was involved with so many different
And
girls,
then
like the minute he got
and
out.
then remember his sister, brother, and all of those people. He was always hanging around them. So anything's possible. But he did give me like light vibes. And you gotta think about it too. These guys are doing 15, 20 years in prison, all men, surrounded by all men. You know,
Mhm.
it's tough. It's
Yeah, I
tough.
mean,
It's
yeah.
tough. Even if you don't want to do it, you eventually end up doing it. Survival, you know. You're like, oh, what the hell?
Well, that's the thing. He was doing it, and then when he got out, you should stop. But he was doing it even when he got out and
You
he had a
can't
wife.
turn that off. You can't just turn that off like that. Unless it was
Well, a lot of
unless it was
people
against
say,
your will. Like if you
Well, a
were
lot of
raped.
people say when that happens in prison, the men say that it's only because they had no access to women. It's not because they enjoyed it. But when you get out and you keep doing it, it kind of look like you enjoy it, right?
Exactly. You can't turn that off. That's not like a switch that you can just turn on and off. I mean, unless you were forced, into it, you never want to do that again. But if you come out of prison and there's pussy all around you and you still choose to do that, then that's your choice.
That's
I
true. No,
mean,
you're right. You're
if the pussy around you is Monique, though.
Yeah,
right.
but he had access to all kind of pussy. I mean, you're in the free
Well,
world.
yeah, if you watched his season,
Mhm,
he had pickings.
mhm.
I didn't understand it. Like, for real, I didn't understand why there were so many women that were just handing it to him. I didn't get it. But he literally, I think one was a prison guard
Mhm.
at the prison that he was talking to. Then there was another girl. There was like all these different girls that was meeting up with him. And it was like this, I didn't get it. He was like 4 feet tall. Like, I was so confused. I was like, why are these women throwing themselves?
Those little ones are usually tripods. So there's that.
True. But by the way, did you see the preview for Love After Lockup Crime Story or some shit?
I did. I
We
did. It's
commented
where
on that.
we get the full story
The
behind
crimes that they
their
committed and
conviction.
shit.
They're bringing back. That's what I posted about. Matt Sharp loves to recycle people because he's bringing back Brittany and Lizzie, and all these people to retell their story. Then you got Lindsay insisting that she was a drug kingpin, making 300K
Yeah, I
and
was
all
gonna
this
make a
stuff.
tweet. I was like,
Oh,
she's like Walter White trash. Get it?
I mean, I feel like they should have elaborated on the crimes.
during their season.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because a lot of these people, like you said, they're old news, and I definitely don't want to watch any more of them. Like
I'm not.
Marcelino
Yeah, they're
and
gonna bring
his
all
girl.
that
I
those people back, and
I don't want to.
Like
I'm so sick of.
my question mark is like, so it's gonna come out eventually, like on Friday at 8 p.m. So does that mean there in that time slot there's not a regular Love After Lockup or what?
no, it's gonna be February 7th.
But I'm saying it's like Friday at 8 p.m., right? So it's not gonna be a regular Love After Lockup during that time or what?
I don't know what he's planning. I don't know what Mark Sharp has up his
Oh
sleeve.
yeah, usually it goes
Oh, it'll
from
probably
love after lockup to love during lockup. It's
to
usually
life
one after
after
the
lockup.
yeah.
Who's
Life
So
after
I see
lockup.
what you're saying. So maybe there's gonna take a break
Mhm.
and then air this in between because you're right. Usually it goes from one straight into the other. You're right.
Yeah, because I'm still not. Even though I did watch that little first look, and I know they're trying to hook us into it, and I did watch it because I do like looking at Lindsay, but I'm not necessarily sold on the show. So if it's gonna be, I know they're gonna put it in that. If they put it in the time slot, I guess we have no choice to look at it or watch it one time at least. But I'm not sold on the show fully.
I'm not
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
exactly. We already know what they did. Exactly. They elaborated it during their season. So I don't see the need to give us the
Mhm.
full details.
yeah, I don't
Yeah,
care. Like I
I would
mean,
prefer regular Love After Lockup than that shit.
well, yeah, I again, but you're right. They like to recycle people. It's easy. I feel like it's easy work. It's easy money. It's like you don't have to do any homework and find new people. You just have to
And
reuse.
Justine and the rapper that got 75
Oh,
kids, they're coming back to tell their story. He's coming back to tell his
oh, you
story.
mean the guy is in Vegas, the person in Vegas now?
Yeah, the Vegas. Yeah, I forgot his name.
Oh
Michael.
yeah,
Michael. Michael.
Michael, and
And
he's like the 40-something-year-old aspiring rapper who still hasn't gotten a hit, but still wants to be a rapper, but still who won't get a vasectomy. Isn't it? He's the one that won't get a vasectomy, right?
yeah, and then
He told her to get her tubes tied. He didn't want to get a vasectomy. And she's like, you have 11 kids
mhm,
or whatever. Like, why wouldn't you want to get a vasectomy? And that's a good question. Why doesn't he want to get a vasectomy? Is it like a guy thing? Like, you
mhm.
want to know you can be able to make kids all the way up until the day you die? Like, is it like a manly thing?
I think so. Though one of my friends recently said he's getting one.
How
I think
old is
it's more
Michael?
fear that something might go wrong, and then you can't get the flagpole up.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
A lot
Okay.
of
So
people
yeah,
are
that's
afraid that a snip might fuck
Mhm.
everything up.
that's true. I don't want anybody down there with a knife or any scissors or anything. That's very you would
Yeah,
have to put me under like like you'd have to knock me out for me to let somebody down there with something sharp. I couldn't be awake. It just ain't gonna happen.
I'm along the same lines. Like, yeah, you ain't messing with the crown jewels in any way, shape, or form.
No, no. It's I don't know. It's just a phobia of mine that something would happen. So I can't. It wouldn't. It's not gonna happen willingly. You'd have to put me to sleep and tie me up. Like, honestly, it's not gonna happen willingly. We're gonna fight.
True.
That's why a lot of people back in the day they wouldn't circumcise their kids because they're afraid something go wrong and they might snip off the little
You
little
might
turtle.
snip off the helmet.
Yeah, then definitely as an adult you're like, damn. Now I'm really scared to get a circumcision because what if they fuck something up and so
Yeah, that's true.
so
Because as those, it's scary to think they do that to kids because the little thing that they're snipping is like tiny, and you don't. I don't know. Like, how do you know you're snipping off not too much? It's like I definitely agree with you on that. That's scary as hell for kids. Like to do that to the child because it's like everything is tiny because they're an infant, so you don't know what needs to be there and what doesn't. So I'm like, how do they know what to snip and where to stop? Like
that's
that.
it.
It's like the
And then
whole
they do
idea
it
of it is just
like newborn.
well, right. Nothing is even fully developed. So how do you know what should be there and what shouldn't? You don't. They're not even fully grown. So the
Yeah.
idea that they're down there cutting stuff that isn't even grown is it's scary that
Yeah,
they
and then
even still do that.
you end up scarring your child for life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hmm. All right. Do you want to talk to any of our listeners?
Is Lana
Well,
here?
okay. The prominent guests are Lana, Riley, and then Pineapple Girl.
Oh, Pineapple.
Mhm.
Hey, Pineapple's here. Riley. Oh, what's up,
And then
Riley?
Gina's there too.
Oh, Gina, my girl
So
Gina.
who do you
What's
want
up,
to
Gina?
talk to though?
I'll talk to anyone. Anyone who wants to talk. Let's
Okay, well, let's
talk.
see.
I
Let's
love
see
it.
if Pineapple will talk.
Pineapple. Oh, we didn't read comments tonight. I
Oh,
forgot about.
yeah. Well, there's 88 comments we didn't read.
Yeah, I feel horrible. We didn't read comments
No, well, I
tonight.
was purposely not reading them because, like I said, I was getting spammed earlier and it was distracting. So I didn't want to be like ruin the mojo. But
Man, there's a lot. Yeah.
okay. So
Oh.
you want to read comments or talk to Lana or Riley?
I don't care. I'm down. I'm good either
Okay,
way.
let
If
me look through the
Riley,
let me look through the comments real quick. Uh, let's see. Derek had little man syndrome. That's from Lana. Um,
wait, what is little man
then it's
syndrome?
like that's like
What is that?
Napoleon complex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Lana says, I knew Gino and Jasmine were over when she stopped being obsessively jealous with anyone he talked to. Um,
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, you're right.
true.
She wanted to check his location and FaceTime him when he left the house. You're right. She stopped that pretty early on.
Mm.
She didn't care who he talked to once she got here.
Like, what did you think when Natalie had that crazy laugh during like the therapy session?
Oh, when she was laughing when she called Sophie lazy and she started laughing like Frankenstein, I guess. Like I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it I don't disagree with her statements about Sophie. Sophie is a lazy wife, a lazy girl in general. She's not. We've watched her not try in that relationship since I don't ever. She's never tried to do anything. She wanted to get over here with her grifter mom, and they could scam people out of money. But the way she went about it, it made Natalie look crazy, and I hate that she helps everybody's opinion of her. Like Josh, every time she gets into an angry fit with Josh, he's like, "You see what I got to deal with? She's just crazy. You see what I got to deal with? She's just crazy." And I was like, she doesn't help the case. She makes herself look crazy because I think 20% of the time when Natalie is being overly emotional and dramatic, 20% of the time it's warranted.
Mhm.
80% of the time she's just being a crazy psychopath.
Yeah.
But I think 20% of the time she is reacting normal to being used by Josh. I think Josh has taken full advantage of her and he knows that she's not fully there and he knows that he can pretend to be in a relationship with her and get on the show
Mhm.
in the process. And I think 20% of the time it's just her reacting to being used. But since people expect her to be crazy and weird, they don't even acknowledge the fact that it's warranted for her to be upset. They just look at her like she's a psychopath.
Mhm. Oh, by the way, I was looking at the comments and then Jenny, aka Pineapple Girl, which is what we're calling her, she says, I think this is in response to like if we set up a Patreon. She says, laughing my ass off, you got it. I'll be your top tier member. So yeah, we got to set that up, I guess.
Oh, guys. Okay. I mean, I'm down. if y'all want to hear it and will support us, I'm down. I love all of the hardcore 90 days support because this is I've been watching since episode 1, season 1. So when I find my people, I love finding my people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see the person down in the comments. Can we talk, Brian?
No, that's the guy.
Me
That's the
next.
guy I had to block.
Yeah, I saw who that was who was spamming. I see it in the
Yeah.
comments.
No, they were also
Oh,
like they were like DMing me like 10 times in a row too. It wasn't. It was in the chat and in my DMs.
oh, see, they didn't DM
Yeah.
me. They were just talking to
Yeah, but
you.
he also says, "Oh my God, Shabooty sounds so sexy."
Wait, where?
Right there in the comments.
I'm
Well,
I'm looking in the comments.
I,
Did he
Yeah.
say
was
that?
it a guy or I
No,
don't know if it's a guy or girl, but either way,
he says it right there.
either way,
You see it?
I
Oh,
had to block them because they were like spamming my DMs and the chat.
He says, "Oh my God, Shabooty sounds so sexy."
I'm looking for it. So this person is sweet on you.
Well, if you DM me 10 times,
Oh, I see it. I see it, Captain. I see it.
okay,
I see the
Yeah,
comment, and
I
it's
responded. Yeah, with
sexy with like
sexy.
yeah, with like 6 or 7 X's. So they are feeling you.
I responded to him. I said, we usually read them at the end
mm.
of the show.
No,
We
well,
read the
they were
comment
blowing
section
up
of the
my
show.
DMs, so I got annoyed and blocked them.
They're
Well,
probably new. They don't know how it works here.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
think that they are sweet on you. I think that they like what they see.
All right. Well, I have an ego, so I ain't got time for that shit. Anyway, thank you, Jenny. We'll try to set up a Patreon for you. Yeah.
For everyone, and then we gotta get a theme song so I can sing it. We gotta write it. It has to be funny though.
Yeah.
It needs to be something hilarious.
True. All right. Let me just see if there's any other comments before we open up the mics. Um, yeah. Lana says Natalie is the perfect example of a 90-day that doesn't work. She just finds a way to grift. Um, And then Jenny, who's Pineapple Girl, she says Austin is pretty pricey, but for people leaving states like California and New York, it's not a big deal.
Oh, okay. So it's like a cheaper version of the big city.
Yeah. And then Riley says he has a monthly cigar subscription box.
Oh, so people do these subscription boxes. I don't have any
Hmm.
that I can think of. I back in the day when I was more into health, I used to do like the food subscription where they would send you like the meals, but they were healthy. I used to do that back in the day, but I don't really do like the subscription stuff anymore.
I know, like, there's a chick I was with back in the day where there's a subscription service for like clothes. I think it was called like Stitch Fix or some shit.
Yeah, I've heard of
But it
that.
was
Yeah.
apparently like shitty though, because like they would just send you some crappy clothes in the
I
mail.
heard that it was like Sheen clothes,
Yeah,
like it
like
wasn't like
it was
yeah.
shitty. Like you're not out of like 10 things, maybe like one is like half decent, but the rest of them are all shitty. It was like it was stupid. Yes. Anyway, let me see what are the comments. Uh,
Wait, this one comment says your response to what you wrote on the other person's page was gold. I don't really care if people like me or not, but you are as lethal as me when it comes to your thoughts. So wait, so Jenny, what did I say? I'm curious. I don't remember. I mean, I comment off the wall stuff all day long, so I don't know what I said, but I don't know what she's talking about there.
I see. I don't know if it's the same comment, but yeah, I see you're saying. Why wouldn't I be here? Sadly, I was late, so I didn't hear y'all talking shit. I don't think we weren't talking shit about her. Then
No,
she
of
says,
course
"George,
not.
I love you, boo. I appreciate you not being a hater and a spy." Oh, that was a knock towards me because I was spying on
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, Jenny, I'm not a hater. I love you. Jenny's been a supporter of mine as long as I can
No,
remember.
I don't think
So,
we were like anti Jenny. We were anti the person she's a super fan of.
well, I was just a little surprised that she was a big fan of Bates.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
I
Like
was
Kathy
shocked.
Bates is not that good of an actress, personally.
Nah,
You know what I mean?
there's way better actresses out there,
Yeah.
but we don't judge. There's people that I talk to that are friends with Natalie.
Oh yeah.
So
Well,
I
the
don't judge.
Stacy chick, is that the one that's friends with Natalie that you're talking to?
Yeah, she's really good friends with Natalie. And you know who she's friends with? Jasmine. Not
Oh no,
not
no, the
Pineda, but
Jasmine that was with the guy
Blake.
Blake.
Yeah, Blake's Jasmine. Well, not Blake's Jasmine, but her. They're really good friends too.
Yeah, yeah. No, because Stacy. reposted the Natalie fundraiser as if it was a good thing, and it wasn't a grift, 50% grift. And then I left a comment, and I was like, oh yeah, you're IRL friends with Natalie, aren't you? Something.
Yeah, they're friends in real life. And for those of you who don't know Stacy, so way back in the day when 90 Day first premiered, there was a show called AfterBuzz TV. It came on Apple TV, and it was Stacy and the melanated way Linda, and they hosted an after show. They were employed by Sharp, and they interviewed all the cast members, and they were at all the cast parties and rap parties. So that's where Stacy and the 90 Day Fiance Now Instagram came from. It was linked to the AfterBuzz TV show that is now debunk or whatever.
Yeah,
A lot
she's
of people don't realize that. So yeah, Linda and Stacy used to host the 90 Day Fiance after show, which came on right in the beginning, right when the show was taking off.
yeah, because I know Stacy's in LA, Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, she's in LA and Linda is somewhere in Canada now. But yeah, they used to, and it was, I'm so jealous. They had their own studio. It was on Apple TV. Like, I'm jealous. I wish I could have been involved in that. The funding didn't, it didn't keep funding long, but it was a cool little thing to do. But this was way back in the day. I didn't even podcast or talk about 90 Day at the time. This was like way in the beginning.
Yeah, they're a little too ahead of their time, and then we came and took like the thunder.
Well, yeah, that what they do now would be super popular and lucrative now, but now that it's over, I feel like we would probably be the ones that would be doing it anyway, not them. No offense, guys, but I'm pretty sure that we would be the ones that would get the show. So,
Yeah. Well, once the show's done, I'll have to go back and look for the comment where the spammer, said I had a sexy voice, and then I'll consider unblocking them, assuming it's a woman.
well, it might be, I don't know, but yeah, but they use like 6 or 7 X's, so they're into you.
Well, they're going crazy in the DMs. So anyway, yeah. Any other comment sections to talk about? Let's see.
Oh, Lana, sing it, George. Lana, I used to love to sing. And when I was really, really young, like 12 or whatever, I recorded an album and I traveled. It was gospel. I was in a religious cult, so I wanted to be Usher, but I couldn't be who I wanted to be. So I did tour and stuff. I was too young though. So I have traumatic memories of like touring and sleeping in buses and vans and
Mhm.
performing. And so I have issues with it, but I used to love it. It was fun. Singing was a lot of fun.
Oh, by the way, Riley has some interesting thing. He said, because I know you were saying at the tell all, they show you like an iPad clip of somebody saying that, like something that would get a reaction out of you. And then Riley
Yeah.
says they actually send you screeners of everyone else's season a week before tell all taping.
Oh, so they're advancing it now. So see, okay, that's even better.
Mhm.
So you have enough time to watch it and get familiar with who you want to fight
Mhm.
when you get says, okay, so yeah, that's even better. You have enough time to come up with what you want to say to everyone. So yeah, they're advancing. So they're giving people enough information and time, and then when you get there, they're like, okay, who are you going to fight with,
Mhm.
or what parts of the story are you going to want to have a strong opinion on, and then they're going to push that.
Mhm.
It's funny because when I watched the Jerry Springer documentary, the way that they would hype up, the producers would hype up the guests. They're like, you go out there, she's gonna say she's sleeping with your boyfriend, you're gonna punch her in the nose. Like that's kind of how they do for the tell all. Just they're not telling you to punch anyone, but they're like, they're gonna say this, and then they're gonna say that women shouldn't be allowed to dress the way they want. And how does that make you feel? You're gonna need to comment on that, and they kind of pump you up.
They instigate. And then Cocoa Puff 25. This is a little rib at Veah, a joke at Veah's expense. So I apologize in advance. But it says her brain tumor altered her ability to see the unibrow,
Oh,
which may be too soon for that joke.
yeah, we might be a little early with that joke. I want to make sure
Yeah.
that she's okay. see before we start making it a laughing matter.
True.
But I totally get it. You know, I want all the cast members to be alive and well, so you're no fun dead, right?
Yeah.
You got to be alive for you to be made fun of.
Yeah.
So I need you to be okay, and then I'll make fun of you.
True. And then Gina, your buddy, she says like, so what Yoshko did it to Vanja is illegal in Croatia as well. She did like the research and she sent an article with like the receipts. So apparently it's illegal in Croatia as well.
Oh, so no matter where he did it, he should probably be in jail.
Probably.
But
But probably
I'm
Vanja's probably too
assuming,
nice. And she's like, yeah, fuck
yeah,
it.
I'm assuming Vanja would never actually press charges because she, I don't like to say this, but she's kind of a pushover and lets men walk all over her.
Yeah.
So I don't see her actually taking action, even though she should. That dude should be in jail. You don't be recording women without their permission. You should be in jail if you do that, but she's not going to follow through.
Agreed. Let's see. And then that same Cocoa Puff, she says, maybe that's why he was a foster child, because he's creepy to women and no one wants to reproduce with him. Oh.
Oh, shit. That might be very accurate. Like, oh, what's his name? Kyle Gordy, right? Like maybe he's got that vibe where you gotta trick somebody into doing it because you're creepy as hell. Like that's a good perception on that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Because he did seem kind of awkward. Like he didn't have game. Did you notice that?
He's
Like
very,
I was watching.
his personality and his tone of voice was very like monotone and like robotic and shit.
Yeah, like he didn't have the riz
Yeah.
that, because Van just like, oh, he looks great, and I'm like, yeah, he looks fine, but he doesn't act like he has for the way that he looks, he should have more experience and riz with women, and I felt like he didn't, so that was kind of weird because I was like, normally a guy who goes to the gym 18 times a day, they can talk to a woman no problem,
Yeah,
right?
like
And I felt like
did he even make like one joke or something or?
no, he had no sense of humor. He was just so weird. Like the vibe was really odd with him. He was always serious.
Yeah, he was very like, yeah, like I don't know. I feel like he would give like one word answers and shit like that.
Yeah, the vibe was off with that guy. It was interesting. So when I heard he was a creeper, I wasn't like super surprised. I was just like, that makes sense because his riz was really low for somebody who, But again, it depends on where you live because I'll be watching shows and I'll be watching people describe people and they're like, oh, this is the hottest person I've ever met, and I'm like, well, what town do you live in where this is the hottest person you ever met? You have to look at the people around. If you go to like West Virginia, like their hottest person is not the same as the hottest person in Sacramento, California. It depends on where you're at.
True. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't know if she's still listening. Oh yeah, I know Gossip Girl XOXO is listening. I think she was the one. I don't know if she sent it to you, George, but I think she was like in Tiffany's comment section saying, "I know a big podcaster that has a crush on you." And then Tiffany's like, "Who?" And then I think this like Gossip Girl, who's one of our listeners, was trying to tell Tiffany that you have a crush on her or some shit. But I don't know if she actually did or not.
Oh yes, she did DM me, and I did see the comment. I have bad news though. I have not heard from Tiffany since then, which is funny because we were speaking last week about something completely different. But after that comment went out, I didn't
You
hear
see,
anything.
Gossip Girl, you're fucking up the game. You're being too obvious and shit.
I don't know what happened. I mean, it's not a secret. I've said many times publicly that she's my crush. Actually, when
You
me
said
and
it on here
Stacy
before
were
too.
live. Well, yeah, I've said it on here, and I've said it when me and Stacy were live today, and I've said it on my podcast a million times. So maybe she just doesn't feel the same way. It is what it is. I mean, she did invite me to her birthday party that one time, and I didn't go, and I think maybe she was like, I had one shot, and when I didn't go to the party, maybe my shot, I missed that shot. I didn't take it, so
That was your Eminem lose yourself moment.
yeah, I lost myself in the music the moment. I didn't own it. I didn't let it go.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, you didn't come through with mom's spaghetti on your sweater to impress
No.
Tiffany. Yeah, you fucked up.
I screwed it up. I got one shot and I missed that shot.
Yeah, but
I
Gossip
let it
Girl, you
slip.
don't need. I don't think it helps when you're like, this guy has a crush on me.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's probably impossible for her not to know
Mhm.
because I tell people all the time. So I'm not. It's not a secret. And I've told her before personally that I thought she was hot. But you know, it is what it is. I might not be her type because I don't think I look like Ronald, right? I don't think I look like
Did
Ronald.
you tell her you don't have a gambling addiction?
I didn't. I do. I mean, I don't have a gambling addiction. I do gamble.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the issue. But I usually just win. I've never lost a lot of money gambling, but I've won a lot of money gambling. So
Mm-hmm. But I feel like she needs a non-gambler.
well, I do gamble. That if that's a deal breaker, I'm sorry. But I win a
But
lot.
what?
Like
No,
I
but what
win.
if Tiffany said, "Yeah, I'm into you, but you cannot even gamble like 5 cents or something in front of me, or period."
See, I don't know. I like gambling. You know, like
See,
it's
that's so. Wow, that so. What, you choose gambling over Tiffany?
no, I'm not saying that. I would have to find something else that I could do. Like, what about just slots? Could I just do slots? Like, can we
She's gonna be
compromise?
like,
Can we
"Well, you ain't gonna
compromise
get
a
in
little?
my slot." Oh.
Like, I don't know. Like, can we compromise? Can I just do prize picks? You know, can I don't know if I could go cold turkey. You know, like I like to gamble. That's just something that I
Well,
like
you
to
know how
do.
women
So,
are. They're like, "No, I want you to go cold turkey for me, so I can feel special."
I mean, maybe I could stop gambling and then secretly gamble when she's not around.
True.
You know, do the F
Yeah, then
boy the
you'll
F
be
boy
just
move.
like, what's the name of the guy in South? Yeah,
Ronald.
you'll be Ronald 2.0, the behind the
Yeah,
back
I'll just be
gambler.
yeah, just another version of Ronald. She'll find out when she comes to visit me, and the repo guy is taking my car out of the driveway.
Exactly, and then that 75-inch TV that you don't watch is all of a sudden disappeared.
Oh, that would suck. I would miss that. I don't use it, but I would totally miss that.
Yeah, that was a callback to earlier in the show. If y'all missed it, anyways.
Yeah, if y'all weren't there, you're not gonna understand it. That's why you got to be here. You got to be
Yeah,
here.
pineapple lady, you can't miss the first 5 minutes because that's when we were talking about you. So now you have homework. You got to go listen to the playback.
Yeah, you got to go catch up. But Lana and Riley,
Re-
um,
Oh, George, real quick. Remember when Ronald pawned his mother's refrigerator?
yes, I do. I do
I'm
remember
falling
that.
asleep, guys. I'm gonna check out.
True. All right.
So I'll see
I
you. I'll
miss.
see you guys next week.
Okay.
For it was a
All
great
right,
podcast. The tea was piping hot.
True.
it will burn you. It will
It
burn
burns
you.
me. I gotta go put ice on my lips now.
You got to call a lawyer and file a lawsuit.
I know I gotta put ice on my lips.
True. Give our
Have
best
a great
to
week.
give a breast to your other half.
All right, guys. Take care.
All
Okay,
right.
George, do you have the energy to talk to Alana and maybe Riley if he wants to real quick, or what?
Yeah, let's see if Lana and Riley want to join in.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. Riley doesn't always want to join in. I know he said sometimes he just wants to
Yeah,
listen. So I don't know
we'll
what's up.
offer it up to him. It's up to him. And then do you
So
want me
my
to let Gossip Girl talk to?
oh yeah, you can have her talk because she's the one that was trying to hook me up with my dream girl. What's up, Riley? How's life?
Life is life, and how are you guys,
We're
man?
good.
It's
Um,
been a while since I've been through a whole show with you guys,
Yeah.
pretty much.
well, it's nice to have you back. I need to say publicly, congratulations to you and Lexi.
Thank you.
We saw the engagement. I'm
Thank
very
you.
happy for the
Yeah,
both of you.
Thank you so
congratulations.
very much. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much, man. You guys are awesome.
I'm happy to see you guys happy and moving forward. I know things,
Oh,
over the last year have been tough for
I know
you as well.
Riley wanted to correct you, George, on a fact you had wrong.
Wait. Why I wanted to correct George? I could have just text
No,
George.
no,
I would just.
no, because George said you
Dang,
knew
Shabooty.
Lexi for like 20 years, and apparently that's not the case or something.
No, I said that they were business partners and they've known each other for at least a decade. Is that not true?
No, it's not. No,
Really?
no. So, uh, I know Lexi for about 4 or 5 years. I've been in
Oh,
Pennsylvania 6 years. This year will be 7. So we've known each other like 4 or 5 years. We've been dating 2 years. So we started dating after I got back from Vietnam. She got sick and I took care of her. Like I helped take care of her because she almost died. And
oh,
yeah, it's a whole big thing. I was on live on TikTok the other night, and I just like told the whole story of how we started dating and stuff. But like she almost died. it was really bad, and she has no family. And George, you know that she has no family aside from her son
Yeah.
here in Pennsylvania. So her, well, she was going through the divorce. Her husband canceled the health insurance because they were separated, going through divorce. The day it kicked in the day after her surgery,
Oh my
like
God.
the cancel. So what I did was I went to my job. I don't have to pay for health insurance because I'm a disabled vet, but I went to my job and I added her on my health insurance so she could have health insurance to recover because she had like 3 surgeries and almost died. Like she was dying, not almost, she was dying. She pulls
Okay.
through. She can't walk upstairs or anything in her house, so I buy her this giant lazy boy couch, and I slept on her couch for 3 months taking care of her. And in that time, we would like, we talk, and she's recovering, and we would talk, and she would ask questions and stuff. And this is after Violet, and that's how we started realizing, like, hey, you know what? I like you,
Mhm.
and and we started dating like February or March. No, actually, it was like March or April. We started like kind of dating. The show started in June. So we're like really together during the summer and we can't say anything
Mhm.
Yeah, I
because
remember
yeah,
You-
thinking how awkward that had to be for her
yeah,
watching you with this woman,
right,
right?
Mhm.
I remember thinking that because I was like, damn, because you're building a relationship with someone and then you're watching him build a relationship with somebody else.
right. So like, but obviously, like I had a couple of fans like curse me out, like saying that's too soon. You just started dating her. What's wrong with you? See, this is the problem. And I'm like, because I released her February 14th. Like I kind of like officially dropped, like I'm with her February 14th of last year.
Yeah.
People think we started dating February 14th. You know what I'm saying?
Well, before you released that, people thought you were dating Kim.
Exactly. And and,
Like,
and um
people just think whatever they want to
right.
think.
But I can't say anything because I'm under the contract. Right.
Well, right,
And
right.
like I said, George, you know this stuff, but um they were trying to get me to do single life. Like they were really trying to get me to do single life, and I kept turning it down because the way they wanted me to do it would have went against everything Lexi and I were building.
Oh, so because they didn't give you the option to bring Lexi on, because when they
Right.
got Ed to do the single life, they gave him the option to bring who he
They
wanted to
they
bring.
wanted to ride the viralness of the Kim Riley thing.
Oh, they wanted you on single life with
Uh,
Kim.
Right, but
Okay.
it's not, and I'm just like, that's no, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
because they kept like aggravating me, I released Lexi, where it's like, haha, now you can't do the Raleigh Kim thing. You know what I mean? So, and that's when
oh
they really
yeah,
got pissed off at me because they were just like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, you're messing it up. You're going against the contract. I was like, because you're not listening to me. We'll do it, but it has to be done the way we feel comfortable. And
right.
and that's what happened. So people thought we would started dating in February. We weren't. We were dating way before that. I couldn't say anything at all. And so we was dating for 2 years before we got to this point of me asking her to marry me. We've been dating for a very long time, and we
The
were business partners a year before that.
the fact that you took care of her is
Oh
very sweet of you.
Well,
yeah, because y'all weren't together when you were taking care of her. That's like
yeah.
that's a very admirable thing. Like I tell people all the time, like if I tell women, I was like, date, we can be together, but if you get like really sick, I'm not gonna take care of you, I'm not gonna wipe your ass. So like the idea that you were doing
Yeah.
that for her, that's very like you are way better man than I
Well,
am.
I
Way
mean,
better.
but you see, look, this is the thing. So her mother, because her mother flew in for like a month or so, because it's her daughter, right? And I get that, but her mother was like upset that I wasn't leaving the house. Like her family couldn't understand it. It was like, why are you here? You're not married to her. You're not dating her. Why are you here? It's like, because she's my friend. It's like she needs help. Her husband is a piece of shit, and she doesn't have anybody. So the compromise was I would not leave the house. Like I'm telling you, the compromise was her mother during the day would take care of her. And like if I had to go to Philly for work, or I might go back to my house and go to sleep and take a nap or something, because I wasn't sleeping at night because she wasn't sleeping the whole night. She was in so much pain. So I was always up and like making sure she's good, and and like her family for the longest could not understand me. They was like, "There's something wrong with him because he's not obligated to her, and he won't leave." Like her mother was like, "Why won't he leave?" And Alexi would ask her, she's like, "I don't get this. Why are you here?" I said, "Because you're my friend and you don't have anybody. Like the one person that you dedicated your life to, 20 something years of marriage, is just like." He's like, "Well, F you. I know you're having this life-saving, surgery, last-minute surgery. F you, I'm taking you off my insurance." Like, that's a conscious decision to let the mother of your children die. That's how I look at it, because you knew it was life-saving. She was dying, and this was the only thing that could save her. And you cancel her insurance December 31st of 2022. And she had surgery to December 30th. Like that's calculated shit, bro. So
Yeah,
like,
it is.
so that's me. I would do it for anybody, right? But I guess like for a lot of people, they just like what is it? What's in it for me? And my whole thing was like, you're my friend, and I want you to. And we were business partners by that time too, so it was like it was in my best interest that the business partner lives because I can't do this shit by myself, kind of thing. So, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Like what's her like cultural background or something?
She was born and raised in New York, in the Bronx, but she's first generation American. She's the first one in her family to be born in America. So she's like, I guess they call them Anchor Child or whatever. What they call those?
What's her 23 and me or whatever?
Dominicans, straight
Okay, good.
Dominican. Yeah,
Well, our own JLP is like Dominican, I think.
I thought she was Puerto Rican. Really? She's Dominican?
Yeah, she's Dominican. Yeah, because
Yeah, she's Dominican.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't live too far from me too.
True.
Minutes from me, but yeah. So she's Dominican, born and raised Bronx, New York, and she was married. She has 3 children. One is special needs. He has Down syndrome. That's my boy. We hang out. We do a lot of things together. And good woman. She has her own business. She actually sells property internationally and the country. So she's the person that if you want condos and all that stuff in Punta Cana and all that stuff, that's her. Brand new.
Oh.
She'll hook you up. Like that's her background. And she got into cigars because of me, and then we decided to build a business together. And she's a good woman. She makes me want to be a better version of myself every day.
Mm.
That's good.
Yeah.
Like, when's the wedding?
I'm not allowed to say. She said that she doesn't want the world to know yet.
Mm.
But it is in 2025. I
Oh,
don't think
okay.
I'll get in trouble for that.
Okay.
It's in
Okay.
2025. And it's going to be great.
It's in. Are you allowed to say? Is it like local or far away? Or?
It's destination. I will say that it's destination. I think she's
I
more
figured.
about the
Yeah.
dates.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's more about the dates. But yeah, it's
Sounds like
destination.
Sounds like DR then.
You didn't hear from me. I
Oh,
mean,
the next time you talk, can you do me a favor? Next time you talk to
yeah.
her, well, she's there, right? Or what?
Yes, well, she's upstairs asleep
Oh,
because
okay,
we listen to you guys together,
okay.
but then when she starts
Yeah.
snoring, I'll just like come downstairs because I don't want
Okay, well,
to.
next time you talk to her, whenever, if you remember, ask her if she's aware of and or a fan of a writer, director, actor named like Manny Perez, because he's like a famous Dominican writer, director, actor.
Manny Perez, like, what was something significant he did? And I'm asking for a reason, and I'll tell you why. But
I mean, he
do
has like
you?
a bunch of, he has some movies. Like, I don't know if you would know it, but like he's done some movie. He's done a movie called like his own movie is called like La Soga. But
Uh-huh.
then he's like,
Okay.
but you know how like on TV, you get kind of typecast. So he's done
Right.
a
Yeah.
bunch of like shows as like an NYPD cop, but he's not
Okay.
like a main character. But if you see his face, you'd be like, oh yeah, I've seen him on like a bunch of shows.
Okay. All right. So, you know the movie Soul Plane?
Yeah.
Jesse Terrero,
Oh yeah,
he's the director. That's her cousin.
yeah. Okay.
That's her first cousin. So that's why I asked
Hmm.
because, like her family, like they're very like they're not even like I mean nothing against Jahan, but they're not Jahan DR. They're like almost not rich, but like upper middle class DR.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like yeah, but yeah, her family like sometimes I meet people and I'm just like Jesus, like what do you do? Like I was in Florida like for the holidays and like I met her cousin Tuto for the first time and like he told me who he works for and what he does and I was just like oh my god I literally cannot be around you like because my job doesn't want me associated with people like you and it's not bad it's just that I don't want to have to report it you know kind of thing it was a joke but
Mm.
yeah she has a couple of like well off people in her family so I'll definitely ask her she definitely knows because like I said she's first generation and
Yeah.
so like hip hop and all that shit is secondary for her.
Mm.
You know, it's the Latin culture that's primary, and then secondary was like, oh, so I went to Catholic school, and when I was on the bus, I heard like she knows Big Pun, but she doesn't know him as Big Pun. That shit is crazy.
She knows him as Christopher Rios.
Yeah, she knows him as Chris because she grew. She's from her neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
and her father was like not janitor. What do they call that person that lives in the building and they
Custodian
fix
or
custodian like of the buildings
yeah.
Oh,
and
the super.
super yeah
Okay.
that's it the
Okay.
super and one day I was talking to her about like hip hop in the Bronx and how it started there and she's just looking at me like I got a dick in the middle of my forehead like what are you talking about I don't know about this stuff and I was like Big Pun Fat Joe she's like I don't know and I'm like showing her pictures she's like oh my god that's Chris I
Mm.
was like what wait a minute she's like yeah he's from my neighborhood kind of
Did she
That's
know he was successful and all that, or what?
like I think like she's a Catholic schoolgirl, right? Like so her father very religious. They're like pastors and stuff, her mom and her father. And like they kept her out the street. So it was like
Mhm.
everybody like took care of her because like her dad was the one that made sure they had heat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like so she was like the untouchable little kid, like it was Alejandro's daughter, like make sure she's good because Alejandro is gonna make sure we get, you know, extra shit. Like if we need something fixed, he's gonna fix this for us first or whatever.
Mhm.
That's what she tells me, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just like hilarious, like that she knows these people, but she knows them as people from the neighborhood instead of like the
Mhm.
superstars that they are.
Yeah, there's one time when I was more adventurous, I was hanging out like, well, I knew this like blogger chick, like like a like a music blogger, hip hop blogger,
Hmm.
and then I guess she lived in Harlem, so I went up there to like Harlem, and then like they had like a little, I don't know, if it was like a block party, but like DJ K Slay came in, and he was
Okay.
like their like man of the people, and then they were like they had these like cinder blocks and they were like barbecuing with like
Yeah,
they made a
yeah, yeah,
barbecue makeshift barbecue out of like cinder blocks that are great and like DJ K Slay was in the house and shit, and I was like,
yeah,
is where everyone was like hanging out.
yeah. That's the kind of our like out like my world like my cousin is Mr. Cheeks, man. Like
Mhm.
I've been around like Grammy winning artists. My uncle was signed to Motown.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So kind of grew up around it.
Mr. Cheeks from the Lost Boys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Are
my
you
cousin.
impressed with all my hip hop knowledge, by the way?
A little bit. I mean, wait, hold on. Let me ask you something, Shabooty. Are you Puerto Rican or are you Dominican? What are you?
Uh, I guess I could say I'm Persian.
You're Persian.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Puerto Rican. So
Same difference, right?
yeah, so yeah, that like I mean it's part of the culture, bro. Like if you hanging out in Harlem,
No, I'm not saying every day. It was just like one time with a blogger chick, but yeah.
still, man, you met DJ K Slay and
Yeah.
yeah, Mr. Chica is my cousin, man. Like I'll show y'all. Like I got pictures with like everybody, man. Like Big Daddy Kane,
Mhm.
um, you know, what's his name? Chub Rock and all them guys. I go to concerts all the time. I was going back. So I never paid for a concert ticket.
Mhm.
I think the last ticket I paid for was Jodeci, and Tuffy was walking by. He was like, "Yo, what's going on?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yo, you want to come back stage?" I was like, "All right." And then after that, I never paid
Mhm.
for a concert ticket again. I actually ran into Nori in the airport when we were flying down to Florida for the holidays. I ran to him and his wife. I was like, yo, what's up, Nori? What's going on? I said, you remember me? He said, yeah, I remember. What's good, man? Yeah, that's
Mhm.
kind of my world for a while when I was running the streets.
Did you ever watch like you? Do you watch like Nori's podcast or something?
I watched the clips.
Yeah.
Like, I watched the clips because some of the stories are pretty good. Oh, she's really knocked out. I was going to come in here and tell her to say hi, but she's knocked out. Knocked out. All the lights off.
True.
But but yeah, yeah. His podcast, like, he changed the game, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He changed the game, and then the next person that changed the game was Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
Like, it was stale. So Nori started his podcast, then everybody started doing podcasts. It's like really hardcore, and then Shannon Sharp changed and it made it into another level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and I think y'all have that in y'all too,
True.
personally.
Are you're aware of like Riley? You're aware of like Lana on our show or what?
I see her every week I'm in. I see her. Hi, Lana.
Let's see if
I,
she wants to speak because I know
yeah, yeah.
she's like our super fan. She has
Yes,
some.
sir.
Have you been to Fresno, California before? Do you know anything about Fresno,
Fresno.
California?
Is that anywhere near San Francisco?
Let's see if Lana will speak because she's from like Fresno and she has always like crazy stories. So now I'm like scared to go to Fresno
Oh.
because she has like horror stories, but they're all funny. They're all fucked up.
Well, she has two husbands that. What's their
Like, it was
name,
either Joe
Shabooty?
or Jose or something.
Joe and or Jose's. They have the same name and they're both dead.
And one of
Oh,
them
I
There's
like
three
remember
got
of
her
them.
shot
now.
into her house and
I
shit.
remember. Yes, I remember. I remember this. She told once. She was telling stories at one time, wasn't she?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
like
the
She
what?
tells
craziest,
us.
well, the most, if sorry to like interrupt and get all excited, but like the most crazy infamous story was like the week long updates of like this missing Indian
Yes, the
woman.
missing lady from the Airbnb.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yes.
like the missing OnlyFans
Yes.
Indian woman was like the craziest story.
Uh, yeah, I remember Lana.
Yo-
Yeah,
Yolana's
I was
Hi,
Lana's
caught
the
up in it.
goat.
Riley.
Hey,
Congrats, Riley.
Thank you so very much.
That's amazing. And you two deserve each other. You sound like you guys have so much in common.
Nah, she's my best. She's my best friend, man. Like, I'm
Well,
so
me
glad.
and my husband were best friends for years before we realized that we loved each other. So,
I think you say before one of them shot into the house. No.
oh no. But I can tell you this. I was thinking about one of them, Joe number two, that tried to shoot at me when I went out on a date.
Well, damn.
Wait.
Yeah. It's funny because that thought came in my head the other day and I was like, oh my God, I really went through that shit.
You see,
Yeah. It's like a documentary when we hear your stories.
Right?
I know
Right?
That's what
Riley's a
it.
badass, but you're a piker compared to Lana's stories.
Yo, no, nah. She like. I was vested into that girl with the Airbnb. I was vested for a minute. I was like, "Ooh, this is deep." I think actually, I'm gonna be honest. I think that's what's got me hooked on your podcast.
Mhm.
See?
I think
I,
that's what it was
Wow.
because I was just like, I would come in and because I come in usually really late
Yeah,
because of
that's when we
whatever.
let Lana talk.
Yeah, and then like it was like for like 3 weeks straight. He was like, "Okay, guys, we're gonna bring up Lana so she can tell us what's going on with the Airbnb," and I was just like, "Where is this bitch at?"
Right?
Like it was something on a bag or something, like a backpack. I
Mhm.
was like, what the
Well, then
hell?
she found like a box of dildos and shit.
Yo, hilarious.
Right, Lana?
yeah, like
Oh,
four
yeah.
laptops and a box of dildos.
Yeah, no, and then we told her like power, and then but all the electronics were like dead, like power wise, like battery
Oh,
wise. And we're like, yeah, plug in all the Apple electronics, like boot it up, see if you can see like a username, some shit like that,
oh
and
my
then
god,
open the boxes, and she found like dildos and
that's like, how are you not writing this down, Lana, and writing
Oh,
like
yeah.
true crime like books or something?
Right?
Like,
Right?
there's a whole TV show called Murder in the Building.
Mhm.
Like it's
I've
literally
heard of
this.
that.
It's literally this.
It's actually a really good show,
It's
y'all.
really good.
I've been watching it since the beginning. It's all called Only Murders in the Building, and
Only
it has
Moody's,
something that
yeah.
Martin
And it's
Short,
produced by Martin Short,
Steve
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 Martin.
Martin,
Steve Martin, and
and
yeah,
Selena Gomez.
yeah. That's a good show. Like you should like be writing episodes for them or something,
I
dude.
mean,
Wouldn't that be something? I always see this post on Instagram that says, why don't you try to sell your stories?
I think you
Do you
should.
have good stories to tell?
Yeah.
You definitely should call Lifetime and just be like, I got some ideas for some movies for y'all. Like,
Oh, I definitely do.
You know what? I actually have a better idea, George. Check this out. Why don't you record your stories, right? And
Right?
then you animate the stories and release them as shorts on YouTube
Oh,
and do it as an animation, so you don't have to like and you know syllabi and all that stuff. You could just use AI to animate the whole
right.
thing for you and just release them as like 10-minute episodes on YouTube.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do that. I even bought me a little recorder.
You
I
should
even
do it.
bought one. And
You,
I haven't even opened it. I haven't even took it out of the damn box.
you need to do that. I'm telling you, because and you tell the story so well, right? It is so interesting.
Mhm.
Oh, well, thank
You
you.
could do it as like a voiceover, like how infographics used to do them.
Right?
Yeah, you know, like they'll like tell a story, a historical story, and they just have this like cartoon acting out the scenes.
That'd be something.
You should do it.
Did like Riley? Did you hear her like last story a week or two ago where because she works for like I don't know if she works. The one thing with Lana, clear this up for me. Do you work for a company that owns properties and uses the Airbnb platform to like fill up the properties, or do you actually work for Airbnb corporate?
No, I work for a company that is contracted through Airbnb.
Okay, so I mean, meaning they use the Airbnb platform, right? Like,
Yes,
okay,
we use Airbnb for everything. Like that's where all of their listings
yeah.
go. That's where
But
Okay.
your
everything
like your
goes.
paycheck doesn't say Airbnb, right?
No,
Okay,
no.
yeah, because the most recent story was I guess wherever she works for like said, hey, one of our Airbnb properties, this person hasn't checked out, and like, can you go check it out and investigate what the hell's going on? And then, I don't. Did you hear that, Riley? That story, the most recent one.
No, I didn't hear that. The last thing I heard was like somebody telling a ghost story or some shit, and I was like, I'm out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Well, the
yeah.
most recent one was she basically like walked in to see what the fuck are you? How come y'all haven't checked out? And then she walked in on a couple like fucking, and then
Oh
the only
my
thing she
god.
saw was a dude's like huge dong.
Yo.
Damn, Shabooty, I can see it now.
Oh my god.
And that was like how long ago
Please.
was that? Like a week or 2 weeks ago or something? I don't know.
that
Yeah,
was like
that
2
was
weeks.
last week.
Oh, last
I
week?
told you
Oh,
guys
okay.
the story, but it happened to me last Wednesday.
Yeah, like that's not
Oh
like an
my
old
god.
story. That's just, the story just happened too. Yeah.
Oh my
Who
Yeah,
god.
it
random
just happened.
who
How are you
randomly
not
bangs people in an Airbnb on a Wednesday afternoon?
Mm.
like
Right?
What?
you're on
What?
vacation? I guess every day is Saturday, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Or some of them are partying so goddamn much they don't even know when checkout day is.
I
Wow.
mean, they were banging past checkout because they're like 4 hours past checkout, right?
4 hours passed exactly.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
That's right. I
That's
guess it
true.
apparently had that man going.
Yeah.
Like
Yo.
a part of me is like scared of Fresno, and then another part of me is like, I would love to get fucked up in Fresno because it seems like there's just a lot of crazy people to party with.
Oh, Fresno is, Fresno, if you know people, you're good. It's just one of those
Oh,
places. If you know people or if
mm.
you're respected, like I'm very well respected. So when I run into people, they know who I am. They're like, I remember you, or, oh, you're the Queen Bee.
like
Because in my town, I was called the Queen
like
Bee.
how
That was my name.
like the Fresno locals like are they friendly? Are they friendly or no?
They're so friendly.
Mhm.
Everybody is so friendly. We just have our individual little towns. Like we have a little town called Clovis, and Clovis is basically where a lot of the racist people live.
Mm.
So like most of Fresno, they don't really fuck with Clovis too often. I loved Clovis. I lived there and I never had a problem there. I lived there for 10 years, but other people they don't want nothing to do with Clovis. They just think it's all bad. But
Mm.
as for Fresno, everybody's really cool with each other. Everybody gets along great. Like on my block, I have African Americans, I have Hispanics, I have white people, I have Indian people, I have everybody on my block, and everybody, we all say hi, good morning. We all know when each other's leaving in the mornings, and we're all just good.
Mhm.
We're all just living.
Is there is there like if you were a tourist or something, is there an area to like a bar scene or something?
When it comes to bars, everybody would say go to Tower District.
Hmm.
Our Tower District is like it's almost like it's a place where all the gays go
Hmm.
and the transgenders and everybody goes because they're so loved and welcomed in Tower District.
It's true. I feel like Faith would like Fresno then.
Oh, she would love it.
Hmm.
She would fit right in.
How far are you from like San Francisco?
3.5 hours.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's how far I am from Miami. So yeah, it's kind of far.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm about 3.5 hours from San Francisco. I love San Francisco though.
True.
Hmm.
And then you said there's a
Hmm.
crackhead in your yard like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah, she sure was. And you know what's funny is that morning I woke up, I went and looked out there because something just told me, go see is she gone. So I go and she's gone. But then when I'm leaving for work, she's down the street picking somebody else's grass.
Oh my God! Why was your laugh so casual about a crackhead when you?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm like, I go, maybe because I called the cops, not the 911, but I called our regular number. And I told them I was concerned about her because she was out there on the ground. I live on a corner block. I was like, cars miss that corner all the damn time. And they could just hit her and not even know she's there, you know? And I'm like, and this lady's been on that ground for like 6, 7 hours.
Yeah, she was picking your leaves one leaf at a time or some shit.
One leaf
Yeah.
at a time. You could see the whole spot that she had already completed. I felt like I should have paid the bitch. I mean, she was cleaning my yard for God's sake.
I love how there was a crackhead in your yard raking your leaves leaf by leaf, and you didn't call like 911. You called the non-emergency. I feel like
Exactly.
I feel like I would have called the emergency number. I
Maybe
love
she'll
how you
finish.
were
She
like,
was
"It's
like,
not an
maybe she'll finish
emergency."
before the time she gets here. So,
Mhm.
Right? Like
Does she
you're like,
clean?
it's not an emergency, but there's a crackhead raking my leaves with her teeth. But it's not an
Right. And I'm
emergency.
sitting here like, somebody come help this damn lady, man.
Does
I
she
don't know
Oh
what the fuck
God.
she's looking for, but it's not in my
does she
grass.
clean
What
gutters
the
as
Oh
fuck
my
are you
well?
God.
looking
That's so funny.
for? I've never seen her again.
Mhm.
well, she's probably never mind. Let me stop. God forgive me.
But I can tell you what did happen here is I'm looking out my living room window when I'm in my living room the other day, and I see a motorcycle zoom up, and he drops his bike and his throws his helmet off on the ground. I'm like, oh shit. So I go out there, and there's this guy on the corner across the street. Apparently, that guy tried to grab his daughter's butt when she was walking home from school.
Wait, what?
Yes.
So wait, the dad was on the bike, on the motorcycle.
Yes. He came looking for him.
Oh
The
wait,
daughter
how
described
old is the
exactly
daughter?
what he was wearing. The daughter described his clothes, everything.
How old is the daughter?
I want to say maybe 12, 13.
Oh hell no.
Yes. Yes. This man, when I seen that bike go, and it was a nice bike. And when I seen it hit the ground and then I seen him throw his helmet off, I'm like, what the hell? So me, I'm nosy, right? So instead of going out the front door where they're at, I go out the back door. So I can go out through my gate and I can see them through the gate and they won't see me, you know? So 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 I go out the back gate, and that's when I can hear him yelling to the man, "You son of a bitch! You tried to grab my daughter, you son of a bitch! You're staying right there until the cops come."
Mhm.
And this guy's he's standing there with his arms crossed, just staring at the father, like, "What are you gonna do to me?"
What?
Yes, this guy didn't try to run. He didn't do shit. And I could see and the guy's like, I didn't do it, and the father's like, yes, you did, motherfucker. She described your shirt, she described your jacket, everything you're wearing right now. She described everything, you son of a bitch. And the cops are coming and blah blah blah. And I could see the father getting closer and closer to him. He wanted to fight that man, but he held himself back. And I had to give him credit because that man was furious.
And then what happened? Did the cops come?
Oh yeah. But first, I heard a helicopter, police helicopter scanning all around the house. I'm like, oh shit. And then cops came.
And then what happened?
So
Oh,
they
they
sent.
took his ass immediately. His wife, well, I assume it's his wife, pulled up in a car by his motorcycle, and I guess the daughter was in the car, and she ID'd him.
What?
I'm never going to Fresno, bro. Ever.
That's the moral of
Ever.
the story.
I thought San Francisco was wild. I promise you, I never heard anything like this.
Yes, that was crazy. That just happened like 3 or 4 days ago.
It's way too much happening in your neighborhood.
It's just way too much. And you know what's weird is my neighborhood, I don't have any apartments or anything here. It's all houses. We all have houses.
Yeah,
But it's weird because they all cut through our houses to go to the bad neighborhoods.
Oh my God.
Yeah, our homes
Yeah.
where we sit, it's kind of a shortcut for them to get to the bad side. So they cut through here all the time.
Now you got trespassers and bro, I can't.
Oh, it's
you
something.
know what? I lied. I would go with Shabooty. I would go. I would go.
Yeah.
I would go just so I could say, bro, I was with some of the stories. I would.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, a lot of the ghost shows came to Fresno because there's a lot of crazy shit here. You know, so they've came to Fresno. I mean, Fresno, it's on the map. It's definitely on the map.
I just,
You know, there's videos. There's videos of different things.
Like I'll,
you know,
I'll go to Fresno, but I'll have like if I had cash on me, I'll have like $20 in one pocket, $20 in another pocket, $20 in my socks. But I ain't gonna have all my money in one place.
no, you can't.
Hell no.
You can't.
Because believe me, they'll fool you every time. We have guys out here that don't even lie anymore. They don't say we'll work for food when they hold their signs. Their signs say we'll work for weed.
Oh.
Yeah, they just flat
Wow.
ass out tell you what they want. You know,
So-
we'll work for alcohol. Buy me a 6-pack, I'll mow your lawn.
You know what? I actually could respect that.
Me
Yes.
I can actually respect that. But like, you know
Yes.
what? At least you're being honest.
They're honest. They're not lying. And when I see them, I laugh because I'm like, you know what? I got to give you respect for that because, you know, you're not out here playing the bullshit game. You know, can I
Yeah.
have food? I'm hungry. And all. No, you're telling us exactly what you're out there for.
Oh, that's so. Let me ask you, and no offense, George, but I'm gonna ask this question: is Fresno the equivalent to a man in Florida, a Florida man? Is it like that equivalent, like crazy shit, like Florida crazy shit?
You know what? It is, but I think it's in certain areas where you'll
Okay.
get that crazy shit, you know?
Okay.
But the thing about people in Fresno is it's easy for us to get to Yosemite. It's easy for us to get to all the beautiful places.
Right.
You
Right.
know, so that's the one thing people love down here in the valley is they can just go up the hill and we're somewhere. We're at the casinos, you know, because there's casinos all up our hills, you know.
Well, I
So
could do
we
a
can go up
casino.
to casinos. We can keep going up further and hit Yosemite. You know, we can. It's just beautiful scenery here. Like from my bedroom window, when it's snowing in the mountains, I can see it.
Are you close to like Napa Valley or no?
No, Napa's the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's not very far. Napa Valley's not very far from here.
Okay. You know what? I'll do it. If Shabooty and Georgia do it, I'll do it. Fuck it.
Hell
I
yeah,
mean,
Fresno's hella good as long as you stay where you should be. Like me, I'm not
That's the
stupid.
whole
I'm not
point. We
going
don't
in the
know. We're
hood.
just going to venture with $20 in all out in each one of our pockets, and then the sock 20 and get us.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Because most likely you're going to give that $20 to a homeless person that's holding a sign saying, we'll work for weed.
That's hilarious.
I'll be like, yeah, come on our podcast and earn that $20.
Right? And earn that $20 and go get you a sack, brother.
Yeah.
Tell me your fucked up ghost stories and shit.
Oh shit.
That's right.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm down. Just let me know, y'all. I'm down. I'll fly out there.
well, yeah, I ain't scared. I live in Florida. I've seen it all. So
Yeah.
I
Oh,
ain't
yeah.
scared.
You've seen it all.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did,
maybe
George.
we'll just
You know what? You know what's crazy is like I just actually, for my first time, actually had a Florida man moment for my first time, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It was crazy. So it was like I was like, you know what? I kind of need a break from Florida now, and I don't think I'm gonna be back for a while. Yeah, Florida is something
Wow.
different.
But
It's
what
something
was the
different.
Florida man moment you just had?
I was called
Oh, I
straight to
think I
my
saw you
face.
posted about that or something.
Yeah, straight to my face. Straight to, like with
The dreaded
no,
N word.
yeah, no hesitation, no, like escalation. Just the first thing out of the person's mouth was that word to me, and like not even like you know I'm tired of you. It was like I will snap your N word neck.
What?
I'm going to I'm going to f you up N word. I was just like I couldn't believe. I was shocked, and I'm a big listen. I'm usually not. I was just like, it's the first time in my life I even had anybody directly, blonde hair, blue eyes, say that to me into my face. I don't even know what to do.
Wow.
It was crazy.
What part
So
of Florida?
Tampa,
Uh,
That was bold. That was very bold in front of
that's
you.
near where Jasmine lives now, I think.
really?
Yeah, yeah. She's out in Clearwater.
Oh,
Yeah, she's
she's
out
in
there.
Clearwater. You know that's
Yeah.
crazy. You know what? I wouldn't put it past that. I would run into her because that's where I go fishing out of.
Yeah, she's in Dunedin or
Somebody corrected me on the pronunciation. I must have been saying it
or
wrong.
Dundon.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah,
Dundon, but
Dundon.
it's basically Clearwater.
Yeah.
It's just the city right above it.
Well, she got money then, because that's not a cheap area. Those are $1 million
Yeah,
houses for like the small ones.
that's the boat people.
Yeah.
People that got boats, they
Wow.
live there.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
actually looked at Lexi and I looked at a house over there like last February or whenever I went fishing last. We actually looked at it and like the house was like small, like almost the size of my house, maybe a little smaller than my house now. My house is like 1,800 square feet, and they wanted over $1 million. We were like, yeah, okay, yeah, we're thanks though.
mhm.
Nah, you kidding me?
Well, I don't like hearing that Jasmine's in a nice area.
Right? And he
Bro,
works in a damn
Clearwater is
gym.
not. It's not like it's. And George is right. It's like boat people. Like it's people have like
Yeah.
you have your property, and then like you have a boat dock, like a
Mhm.
driveway.
Yeah.
That's your driveway.
Yeah.
Like you don't have necessarily have a driveway, but you have a for a slip for like a 30-foot boat
Yeah.
in your backyard. It's like that over there.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So she's in a money area. So
Yeah. Clearwater. Okay, I tell people all the time, Tampa's the ghetto. Clearwater is nice. You have to be very aware. Like
yeah,
there's good parts of Tampa, but if you got money, you're more than likely gonna be out by the water
right.
in somewhere area.
Yeah, so
So
Right.
like New Tampa, that's where her family is now. That's all new. It's like real new subdivisions and all that. Then
yep.
there's Tampa. Then there's Ybor City. No, that's the other way. Um,
Ybor City is the hood.
yeah, it's the hood.
Yeah, that's the hood now.
It's the hood.
Because that's where I go out when I hang out and I go to concerts. We're in Ybor City, and it's the hood. At nighttime, you got to be
Yeah,
very
you
careful.
gotta be very careful.
In
Yeah.
Ybor City.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah,
So yeah, Ybor is not the move. Like they have a
Ybor
whole bunch of
sounds like
cigar places, but
Fresno.
it's not the move
Okay.
at night.
yeah. So yeah, I was out there for a concert, and afterward, there were multiple times where I felt like I was about to be robbed, like leaving the concert venue.
Let
Yes.
me let me ask
Well,
you the question, George. When you felt that way, was it a bunch of guys on motorcycles with a bunch of lights on it?
yes, yeah, and they kind of come up like on each side of you,
Yeah, they
right? Like
do.
they come up
Oh
on each
my
side of you.
God.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm about to get robbed. Interesting. This is new. I don't usually get robbed. So this is, but, I don't have nothing on me. I'm smart enough to know when I go to a concert, I have my phone,
Hmm.
my car key if I'm driving, and a credit card.
Right, right,
Nothing of value. So I was like, if you rob me, you'll get a phone, which I have insurance on,
right,
and
right,
I'll
right.
cancel my credit card. And, I have an extra key to the car. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it's
Isn't that
it's a
funny,
special
George? How
place.
you can go a certain place and you could wear all your jewelry and look good and shining, and then you're going somewhere else and you take all that shit off.
Yup.
Yeah. You have to dress for where you're going to
You
be. Like,
do.
Yeah, yeah,
you're right. I do wear my like $20,000 chain sometimes, and it depends on where I'm gonna be. You're right. I have to think about it, and
Right.
the area and house security. Like I have to think of all of that before I get in the car and go.
I bet.
yeah.
Florida's crazy, man. Like you can have a gun You can conceal your gun. Like everybody got a gun. You know what's funny? When I used to live in Ohio, I used to yell at people, honk the horn, flip people off. When I'm driving
Uh-huh.
here, if you yell at somebody, they'll get out of the car immediately and pull a gun on you.
Oh my
Like you
God.
don't do any of that stuff in Florida. Florida is a we have nothing to lose state.
They are basically.
Everybody that lives here is one bad decision away from killing somebody. So like
I agree.
you have to be so careful. Like now when a car cuts me off, because I'm a BMW driver, okay? Like I'm an idiot driver. I don't drive slow. So when somebody cuts me off back in Ohio, I would slam on the brakes. I would honk the horn, roll the window down,
Right.
tell them to get out of the car. Like what you want to do. Like here, I just slam on the brakes so I don't hit them, and I just mind my own business because I ain't trying to, I ain't trying to get shot. Right? I don't even make eye contact. I'm just like, oh, you want to get over on me? That's fine. Let me slow down so you can do that. Because
Yeah,
I'm not trying to
it's a
get
special.
murdered. Right? Over no
Yes.
stupid incident. The people here are cray cray. Like legit cray cray. You do not want to mess with these people.
Oh hell no. Especially when it's an open carry state. Oh God, no. Everybody
Open
got a
Well,
gun.
carry.
no, Florida is even
Everybody.
worse than open carry. Not worse. I don't want to call it worse, but because I'm pro Second Amendment. But you don't need a permit to conceal carry in
No,
Florida.
you just
Wow.
carry it. Yeah. And you only have to wait, what is it, 24 or 48
Like they
hours to
just
get a gun?
do a public trust check on you,
Yeah.
and
Oh
You
my
can have a
God. You're
gun in a
kidding
day
me.
or two.
yeah,
You
Yeah.
don't need a
Oh yeah.
license or anything.
no, your
No.
ownership, the ownership of the gun is your license.
Oh
Yeah.
hell no. Oh
Yeah,
God, no.
Everybody has one. That's why I say when you out in public and somebody's trying to start something with you, just keep in mind they have a gun under their shirt. So just keep that in mind how you
Wow.
react. It doesn't matter who it is, they have a gun with them. So how you react is very important. That's why I don't mess
yeah,
with nobody. I
Nope.
don't mess with
yeah,
nobody.
Nope. Nope. I leave people alone. Nope.
yeah,
We'll have to
yeah.
hire S. Scott to be our meat shield bodyguard in Fresno.
I think Scott will run faster than anybody else, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
No offense.
Scott would do good in Tower District
Is that the?
in the gay area.
Uh,
They would love
Wow.
him there.
Okay. Well, I have 28% left on my phone. I'm going to say I'm gonna bid you all adieu. Um,
true.
uh,
We'll do a good dance.
it was great to talk to you guys. Like I said, I support you guys. You guys, this is like the best podcast, 90-day podcast out.
Oh,
Okay.
Riley, while we have you,
Oh.
Yeah.
Riley, can you record like a drop and say like, "Hey, this is Riley, and you're listening to 90 Day Fiance Fridays."
Okay. Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Riley, season 6 of Before the 90 Days, and you're listening to 90-Day Fiance Fridays with Shabooty, George Massey, Jean-Luc Picard, and Coco, my crazy Coco. Let me see them things, girl.
Oh my God,
Woo!
that was
That was so
perfect.
good.
That
We'll have
was
to put. I'm
perfect.
gonna put that at the beginning of the recording.
That was
All
so
right.
good.
Yeah, whatever y'all want. George, I got beats. Don't talk, George. I got beats, man. If you want to make that song, I got beats.
Oh yeah, let's get to work. Let's get to work.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to record 3 songs and I'm gonna put them on Apple Music. But yeah, we'll talk.
All right,
We'll
yeah,
get together.
definitely reach out, man. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep, man. And again, keep up the great work, man. I am an actual fan. I actually subscribe. I don't just talk shit. I actually subscribe, and I just caught up last week, and I was like, I ain't missing this week,
Yeah, you
so I
listen
made
to
sure to
to
come
like
in.
several shows at once, right? Like, I mean, one after another.
I binged it over the weekend.
Yeah,
Last weekend I binged it, and I think I finished like Sunday
true.
afternoon. Like I
Thank
binged
you
because I
for
missed
joining
3 weeks
us.
in a row. Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us, contributing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we appreciate
Yeah,
you.
man.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have a good one, and tell more
Good
stories,
night.
huh?
All right. Thanks, Riley.
Later.
All right. True. All right. This is definitely probably the long. Is this George? Is this the longest show we've ever done? I don't know.
In a
I think
while.
so. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, this is gonna be over 4 hours. I think.
Yeah, I don't know what got into me where I'm like not tired. Wasn't tired today because normally I'll pass out by like hour 3.
Yeah, usually at like 1, I'll get a text to the group chat like we should wrap this up. We should
Yeah.
wrap this up. But I didn't get a text
Yeah, I think it
today
was
to the
a
group.
really long week, so it's nice to like decompress longer.
Yeah, we had a humongous amount of topics too, so there was
Yes.
a lot to discuss. So that is
Yes.
also a factor in that as well.
Yeah, but we buzzed through the long topics pretty impressively.
Yeah, we did. I was surprised when we got to the end because I figured we weren't gonna finish it. I figured we were gonna carry some over to Friday, but
Mhm.
we got through it.
True. All right, well, Lana, any other things before we end it?
No, I would just say good show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lana, and I'm glad that guy on your street got arrested. That's nasty what
Yes.
he's doing. So, but I'm also glad that it didn't escalate because you might have also witnessed a murder right there.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
that could
I
have,
gave that father a lot of credit for holding back because I could tell
yeah.
he kept inching closer and closer to him when he was yelling. And I was like, this man wants to whoop his ass.
Mhm.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't. To be
I
honest.
know, me too.
But we would have had a good. I mean, the story was good, but it would have been better if he would have like did something to the guy.
Right? Oh, if you'd have
Well,
did something, that's when I would have pushed record on my phone. I would have
well,
recorded
I
all
was
that
gonna
shit.
say that we would have a video. I hope
Yes.
you got to capture the
Yes.
moment.
That's why I had to go in the back and listen because I knew it was a touchy situation. So I thought, okay, I'll just go in the back and listen.
Yeah, you want to see it, but you don't want to be a part of it.
Right. 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 But at least I know what that motherfucker looks like if I ever see him around here again.
Well, hopefully you won't see him for years, right? Hopefully
Exactly. Because
he's
they sure
locked
took
up
his
somewhere.
ass.
Mhm.
That's sick. He's a sicko.
Yes.
Hopefully they lock him up and throw away the key.
And I bet that wasn't the first time he did it. That's just the first time the daughter was able to get home and have dad come get him.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yes.
True. All right.
All right.
Well, I
Well,
guess we should end it on that fucked up note. Well, it's a good. It's
Right.
on
well,
a good
yeah.
note. If the guy got arrested,
Well,
it's a
yeah.
good note then.
It's good.
Yeah.
That guy is no longer on the street, and that little girl is safe to walk home. So it's a good
Yeah.
note.
On a good note.
Yes.
Yeah. My
Yes.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Good for the little girl, bad for his fucking ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't care. We
Yeah, we
whatever
don't
he
give a
get is what he
damn.
got, right? We don't care.
That's right.
True. All right. Well, thanks
All right,
everyone.
guys. Well, have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you guys when? Sunday night?
Yes. Sunday for Tell
Yeah,
All
Sunday.
episode 2.
Yeah,
Got
we're
it.
gonna get into that.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to 90 Day Fiance Fridays. They went so long that it's on a Saturday.
It is now Saturday. Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Thank you, George, and everyone else.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye. See y'all Sunday night. Peace.